In order to prevent Xiao Yan from suffering the humiliation of a broken engagement, I traveled to the Doqi continent to replace Xiao Yan and marry Nalan Yanran. When Nalan Yanran came to break off the engagement, I wasn't thinking about making a 3-year agreement with her, but rather, what 3-year agreement? The mere Yunlan sect is nothing, I will strike now. Just because I awakened the system after traveling here, the moment I annulled my engagement with Nalan Yanran, my cultivation instantly reached the peak of Do Huang. At this moment, Nalan Yanran stared at the divorce letter I wrote. Her silver teeth clenched tightly. You dare to divorce me? Nalan Yanran? 30 years in the east, 30 years in the west. Do not bully the young and poor. I said this sentence powerfully. At that moment, everyone present was shocked by this statement, exclaiming, what a great saying. Do not bully the young and poor. System awakened. System binding successful. On the first day of divorce, congratulations to the host for obtaining the peak cultivation of Do Huang. The peak of Do Huang. I never expected that this system would be so powerful. Starting off at the peak of Do Huang, Nalan Yanran saw that I was still smiling, and became even more furious. I said irritably, didn't you want to annul the engagement? Now that I've divorced you, shouldn't you be happy? Xiao Mu, you dare to humiliate me in public. So what if I humiliate you? A cold light flashed in my eyes, scaring Nalan Yanran to take a few steps back. How dare you speak to our young master like that? Seeking death. The young man with the sword standing behind Nalan Yanran instantly charged at me. Xiao Zhan didn't expect this young man to dare to make a move, and it was too late for him to stop it. But I easily dodged his long sword and instead reached out to grab the young man's neck. At that moment, not only were Nalan Yanran and Guyi shocked, but even Xiao Zhan and the others were astonished. Such speed. The young man with the sword stared at me in terror, completely not expecting such a result. You want to kill me? I looked at him silently, filled with killing intent. If I hadn't become a Do Huang, this sword would have severely injured me even if it didn't kill me. Xiao Mu, this matter is his fault. Can you let him go for my sake? Guyi hurriedly said. Let him go for your sake? I laughed. Do you even deserve that? After saying this, I suddenly exerted force, and the young man with the sword died right there. Guyi exclaimed, but it was too late. He didn't expect that I would dare to kill a disciple of the Yunlan sect. Xiao clan leader, do you want to exterminate your clan? Guyi shouted angrily, the might of a 7-star Do master suddenly erupting. Hearing this, the surrounding elders and clan disciples panicked. It was your Yunlan sect who made the first move. He can kill my son. Can't my son kill him? At this moment, Xiao Zhan also erupted with the might of a 5-star Do master, confronting Guyi. Alright, I will report this matter to the sect, and then we will see how your Xiao family deals with it. Guyi knew that this was the Xiao family's territory, and if the two sides fought, he wouldn't have the advantage. Although the Yunlan sect was powerful, it was not something that could provoke the Xiao family at will. Nalan Yanran felt that I had to bow my head. Xiao Mu, if you beg me, I can let the teacher overlook this matter. You can all get lost. I don't want to see Nalan Yanran again. Nalan Yanran gritted her teeth again. You don't know what's good for you. When the entire Xiao family is exterminated, you'll regret it. Seeing me silent, Nalan Yanran was extremely angry and left without looking back. I called out to her, and Nalan Yanran thought I was going to bow my head and beg for mercy, her lips slightly curling up as she stopped and turned to look at me. To her surprise, I said, it's only polite to return a favor. You should hurry back to Yunlan sect, and I will personally go to Yunlan sect and annul your engagement in front of everyone there. Each word fell into Nalan Yanran's ears, making her even angrier. Fine, fine, fine. Nalan Yanran gritted her teeth so hard that they almost shattered. If you have that kind of strength, then come. Nalan Yanran and Guyi left the Xiao family, and everyone present fell silent. When I killed the young man with the sword, the elders and the family members were all shocked. Our Xiao family is finished. The elder of the Xiao family exclaimed in shock. Shut up, I coldly shouted at the elder, who suddenly swallowed his words. He didn't know what was happening, but when he saw my gaze, a sense of fear rose in his heart. Everyone else go out. Mu or stay, Xiao Zhan ordered, and the others had no choice but to leave, leaving only Xiao Zhan and me. The Yunlan sect has a huge influence in the Jiamat Empire. If you kill their disciples, I'm afraid. Xiao Zhan didn't expect things to escalate like this. I have already restored my cultivation, and I am even stronger than before, I suddenly said with a smile. Xiao Zhan's expression changed, and he happily said, More, you have restored your cultivation? I smiled and nodded. I just restored it a few days ago. That's great. Xiao Zhan patted my shoulder hard. My son has always been a genius, and he is still a genius as he grows up. I am happy for you. Looking at Xiao Zhan's tearful face, I felt a mix of emotions. Perhaps this is what fatherly love is. In this life, father, you will not be taken away by the Soul Palace, and I will lead the Xiao family back to the peak. Father, I will go cultivate first. As for the Yunlan sect matter, you don't need to worry. I lied. My cultivation can be restored. all thanks to a great master. He is at the Do Huang level, and I have already become his disciple. As for the Yunlan sect, my master will help me resolve it. Hearing this good news, Xiao Zhan felt relieved. Then I will trouble your master. Please thank him on behalf of the Xiao family. I nodded. Then I will go cultivate now. Leaving the hall, I arrived at the back mountain of the Xiao family. The forest here is lush and green, filled with various plants. Standing before the cliff, looking down at the Xiao family and the distant Wutan city, I shouted, "You dared to absorb my fighting spirit, but now that you are awake, you don't dare to come out?" After a long silence, it remained quiet. "If you don't come out, I have plenty of ways to make you." I looked at the ring, and at that moment, a phantom appeared. It was the medicine elder Yao Chen. After he emerged, he smiled wryly, looking at me, feeling a sense of inscrutability from the other party. "Why is your cultivation so powerful?" Yao Chen asked curiously. "You don't need to worry about that." I looked at Yao Chen. "You should be a soul body now. I just want to ask you, do you want me to help you rebuild your physical body?" Yao Chen frowned slightly, not answering immediately. "Old man, I've given you time to think. Just let me know when you've made up your mind." After saying this, I didn't wait for Yao Chen to say anything and threw him back into the ring, also adding a seal to prevent eavesdropping. At this moment, Sooner arrived. I turned around and smiled slightly. The woman had a delicate face, bright eyes, and long hair like ink, adorned with butterfly-shaped white flowers. She wore a light blue fairy-like outfit, exuding gentleness and beauty, with an extraordinary temperament. Brother Xiaomu. Sooner walked gracefully, as if a hint of fragrance was carried by the wind. I smiled and said, "Sooner, what brings you here?" Sooner seemed to think I would be upset about this marriage alliance, but it didn't seem that way. I thought Brother Xiaomu would be troubled, but it seems I was overthinking. What is there to be troubled about? I walked up to Sooner, looking down at her pretty face. That Nalan Yenran is not even a fraction of my Sooner. If I were to marry, it would be someone as gentle and beautiful as Sooner. Upon hearing this, Sooner couldn't withstand my teasing, and a blush appeared on her cheeks. Brother Xiaomu. Sooner pouted her little mouth, pretending to be angry. All right. I stopped teasing her and instead patted her little head. Xiao Sooner raised her head and always believed. Brother Xiaomu. Sooner believes in you. You will definitely make those people regret it. Sooner is really good. I scratched Xiao Sooner's delicate nose and took her to sit on a stone, looking at the scenery in the distance. After leaving Wutan City, Nalan Yenran and Guyi prepared to head to the station of Yunlan sect. He shouldn't have killed Senior Brotherly. The elders in the sect won't let him go. Nalan Yenran suddenly felt that I was an idiot. Young people must pay the price for their actions, Guyi said beside her. Nalan Yenran fell silent, even though her family had dealings with the Xiao family. They were provoking the Yunlan sect. At that moment, a terrifying pressure suddenly descended, and Nalan Yenran and Guyi were both shocked. The pressure grew stronger, and both of them couldn't help but kneel down, their heads buried in the ground. I said coldly, "What a good idea to pay the price for your actions. Then you all must also pay some price for yours." Guyi listened to the voice and felt it was somewhat familiar, but he didn't think I had such strength. "Sir, I am Guyi, an elder of the Yunlan sect. Our sect's master is also a Do Huang." Guyi's meaning was very clear. He was from the Yunlan sect, and the Yunlan sect also had a Do Huang. If I dared to touch him, I had to consider whether the Yunlan sect would seek revenge. I was indifferent and pulled Guyi into my hand, squeezing his throat. At that moment, Guyi saw my face clearly, and his eyes were filled with horror. "Do you think I would be afraid of a small Yunlan sect? Now that I have obtained the system, I have reached the peak of the 9-star Do Emperor. There will definitely be various unexpected rewards, and it won't be long before I reach Dozone, or even Dozun. What is the Yunlan sect, anyway?" I increased my strength a bit, and Guyi didn't expect to die in such a small place. Nalan Yenran raised her head and only saw Guyi's corpse, her eyes filled with terror. In the end, she couldn't withstand the pressure and shock, and suddenly fainted. "First, I'll collect some interest, and then I'll go to the Yunlan sect to return today's scenes to you." As I finished speaking, my figure disappeared. After a while, Nalan Yenran woke up and fell silent upon seeing Guya's corpse. "It can't be him, it must be my own illusion." Nalan Yenran did not believe that at such a young age, one could possess such strong cultivation. After a night of exploration, I had already mastered the use of the power of a Do Huang. The day after the divorce, rewarded with the ability of a 5th-grade alchemist. 5th-grade alchemist. Xiaomo's surprise was such that the reserved knowledge of a 5th-grade pill refiner had already appeared in his mind, digested for a long time. After opening his eyes, at this moment, he was independently able to refine any pills that were below the 6th grade. The system is so powerful. Xiao Mo let out a gasp of surprise. At this rate of development, it was completely possible to speed through the Doubao. Go have some fun. Xiao Mo put on his bucket hat and immediately disappeared into thin air. What is cultivation for? To not be stepped on. to protect the people who matter. And, of course, there's the rapture. Yuten City, Mitre Auction. It was the largest auction venue in Yuten City, and at the same time, the power behind it was the richest Mitre family in the Garma Empire. For Yuten City, the Mitre family was the behemoth. Xiao Mo entered it and was then brought to the reception hall. Let the person in charge of your auction house come out. Sir, do you have any treasures to auction? I'm going to make a deal with your main man, Xiao Mo said slowly. Upon hearing this, the steward went down, and a long time later, a woman entered. The woman's red hair was open. Her hair was decorated with delicate accessories, and her eyes, blue and bright. She had a cold face and was dressed in black and gold, showing her valor and charm. However, upon seeing Xiao Mo, he immediately changed his face to a smiling one. Sir, I hear you want to make a deal with me. I wonder what that refers to. After Yafei sat down, she looked at Xiao Mo with a smile and inquired. Xiao Mo replied, the deal is, I'll let you return to the Mitre family, or even, let you become the master of the Mitre family. Yafei was taken aback, not expecting this man to have such a big mouth. Sir, it's not something that a person can sway. In her heart, she didn't believe that there could be someone so capable in a small Yuten city. Is that so? Xiao Mo only let out a light laugh, and then the aura of a Do Huang ensued. This breath, Yafei's small mouth is slightly open with a shocked face. Even if it is the patriarch of the middle family Fujiyama, but only the realm of the fighting king. However, the aura he released was in no way comparable to Xiao Mo's. Instead it was worlds apart. Senior, Yafei immediately stood up respectfully. Xiao Mo said, actually, I'm still a 5th grade pill refiner. Upon hearing this, Concubine was even more surprised. How could there be such a big shot in Yuten City? Elder is a great man, while Yafei is just a small woman. I wonder what kind of deal Elder wants to make. The deal is that you will be my person from now on. Xiao Mo sipped his tea and said. When Yafei heard this, her expression stagnated while her eyes moved slightly, unable to tell what she was thinking. This person in front of him was definitely a powerhouse above a Do Wang, or even a Do Huang. Pill refiners above the 5th grade were even rarer in the Gamma Empire, and there were only 2 people who could have such an achievement. One was, Farmer, the president of the Gamma Empire Alchemist Guild. The other one was, the number 1 alchemist in the Gamma Empire, 6th grade alchemist Gu He. But Concubine was not the kind of person who tended to favor the others. She had a shrewd character, and even after being relegated here, she still chose to hold back, waiting for the right moment. But this person in front of him came too suddenly, and made such a request upon meeting. It was hard for Yafei to accept it. Not to mention how could she agree to a deal when she still didn't know the other party's details. Senior, Yafei is nothing but a small woman. It's better not to mention those things you said again. Yafei politely declined. She had seen the world. And if the other party was the type to use people as a cauldron, or if they were evil devils, all that awaited her was darkness. Xiao Mo, however, slowly said, you don't need to refuse so quickly first, you might as well think about it again. At that moment, he removed the black bucket hat he was wearing and turned to reveal his handsome true face. Yafei listened to Xiao Mo's voice, like a teenager's appearance, and originally thought that the other party was doing it on purpose. After all, how could a Do Huang powerhouse be only a teenager? But the next moment, after Yafei saw Xiao Mo's appearance, she was also taken aback. I am Xiao Mo of the Xiao family. Xiao Mo revealed his identity. The Xiao family. Yafei remembered that there was a Xiao family in Yuten City, and there was also one called Xiao Mo. He had been a genius since he was young, but because of special reasons, he ended up regressing in his cultivation to become a waste. You should have heard that I'm that trash Xiao Mo. Xiao Mo smiled and said, but this person in front of me, but blossomed out a million light. Where is that waste in the legend? In her heart, Yafei was curious as to how this waste of a human being had gotten to where he was today. Now, what do you think of my proposal just now? Xiao Mo asked again. At those words, Yafei was silent. Before, she thought that Xiao Mo was a bad old man or a monster who had been practicing for hundreds of years, but I hadn't realized that it was such a young teenager, and handsome and good-looking. Mr. Xiao, it's not that my slave doesn't believe you. I'm just a woman. Xiao Mo naturally knew what Concubine wanted to say and said with a smile, go prepare 4th or 5th grade alchemy materials. When these words came out, Concubine left with a smiling smile, and then had someone prepare the alchemy materials. Inside the alchemy room, the materials for the 4th grade chi gathering scatter were laid out on the tabletop, and a huge mouthful of elixir was placed in the center. Mr. Xiao, the materials you asked for have been prepared, Concubine said respectfully. Xiao Mo raised his hand and told Concubine to step aside, then proceeded to refine the pills. He hadn't refined a flame of his own yet, but among the alchemy methods he had obtained, there was a special means to not use a flame. Therefore, Xiao Mo quickly concentrated on alchemy, drop-off materials, refining impurities, fusion potion, the congealed Dan is molded. I don't know how long had passed, but a Dan fragrance filled the entire alchemy room, and it was obvious that the Dan had been completed. In the next moment, the greenish, dragon's eye-sized elixir slowly fell into Yafei's hands. The surface is smooth, the color is not only rich and lustrous, but the fragrance of the Dan is also strong and long-lasting. Concubine's palm trembled slightly. This is a fine chi-gathering scatter. How was it? Xiao Mo did take a lot of effort without the flame, but it was a great success. Mr. Xiao, from now on, I will be your person. Yafei smiled and said shyly. Not only is she a businesswoman, she also has a keen eye. With Xiao Mo's cultivation and ability, there was no need to prove anything to her if he wanted to get her. But he didn't. Rather, he wanted to subjugate her by showing a strong side. At this point, Yafei felt that Xiao Mo was not a bad person. What's more, with Xiao Mo's current age and achievements, the Gamma Empire was merely his starting point. Xiao Mo wrapped his arm around Yafei's thin waist, her delicate body close to his own. You won't suffer any losses by following me. After being Xiao Chunan for so long, he is bound to break this situation today. Ha ha ha. Chapter 4 Amethyst-Winged Lion King, I want to take you as a mount? Above the soft bed couch, Xiao Mo's arms lying on the side of the Yafei. At the moment she is like a kitten drilling in the arms. Search this article first, E8E8ZW. Last night's big fight. Shomer pulled out all the stops. It was exciting and exhilarating for people who hadn't even experienced this kind of thing in the first place. Messy sheets, a mess of clothes. Xiao Mo tried the countless moves he had once seen in his mind on Yafei's body one after another. It's all in the words. Yafei's flirtatiousness was like a royal sister's, and it made people want to stop. Especially the figure, compared to those plump young women, was even better. So much so that last night, Yafei's voice never stopped, becoming a wonderful sound in the darkness of the night. Xiao Mo looked down, between the snow-white, vaguely formed, a deep bottomless gully. On the third day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining the full version of the technique, burning technique, practiced version. Xiao Mo had thought that he was looking for a gongfu, but he didn't expect the system to deliver itself to his door. The burning trick, it's really good. It's a product of the original, after all. At this time, Yafei had already woken up from her deep sleep and opened her bright eyes to look at Xiao Mo. Awake? Shomer guffawed. I had wanted to make a trip to the auction house. It's all your fault. Yafei pouted and patted Xiao Mo's chest. Blame me for what? For not letting you have your fun? Xiao Mo wrapped his arms around Yafei tightly, and the two of them fit so tightly that they could hear each other's breathing. No, there is. Still want it? Xiao Mo revealed a bad smile. His palm reached in and pulled the covers up to cover the two of them. Immediately afterward, Yafei's voice, under the covers, went higher and lower for a while, and rhythmically. Xiao Mo, in order to help Yafei return to the Miter family, definitely had to help her punch her performance in order to go back. Therefore, Xiao Mo spent the rest of the time refining pills for Concubine. It wasn't until the next day that all the required pills were refined. Concubine came with tea and personally fed it to Xiao Mo with a smile. Gongzi has worked hard. By the end of the night, my slave will treat Gongzi well. But you said so. Xiao Mo wrapped his arms around Yafei while the system's rewards rang out once again. On the fourth day of repudiation, the host obtains a one-star Do Huang's puppet. A puppet? Xiao Mo thought to himself that it was really good. Just right for guarding the Xiao family. Late into the night, Xiao Mo and Yafei are honest with each other. Gongzi, this dress of yours, it's too embarrassing. Yafei daintily looked at Xiao Mo. Xiao Mo's eyes went straight. Embarrassed about what? You'll forget about it later. Xiao Mo hemmed and hawed as he carried Yafei towards the bed. On the fifth day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining a high-level Cloud Sea Nano Ring. On the sixth day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining the Dao Heavenly Cauldron, a treasure cauldron that exceeds all those on the Heavenly Cauldron list. 2 days later, Xiao Mo arranged everything and prepared to leave the Xiao family and head to the Yunlan sect. The Xiao family has puppets, and as long as they are not Do Huang powerhouses, the Xiao family is basically alright. As for Yafei's side, Xiao Mo had already given her ample performance, and it was only a matter of time before she returned to the Miter family. Nailin Yenran, wait, not only will I let you see the gap, I will also let you call me Master Gong. Xiao Mo laughed out loud. Just as he was about to leave, Xiao Sunair suddenly found him. She laughed out loud at Xiao Mo's change, even if it was the Do Huang powerhouse Ling Ying who was hiding in the shadows, protecting Xiao Sunair. Brother Xiao Mo, do you really want to leave? Xiao Sunair said reluctantly. Your brother Xiao Mo is going to go and become stronger. Otherwise how will he protect Kaorora in the future? Xiao Mo touched Xiao Xianer's head. Brother Xiao Mo. Xiao Sunair was brave for once and hugged him. Xiao Mo smiled and gently patted her back. We will meet soon. Just wait for me in peace, Kaorora. Really? Xiao Suner said with reddened eyes. Of course it's true. Xiao Mo pinched Xiao Suner's delicate little face and found that it had grown quite a bit of flesh. Xiao Suner nodded heavily. I'm leaving. Xiao Mo let go of Xiao Suner and scratched her agitated nose. Xiao Suner turned around and watched Xiao Mo's figure gradually disappear. Brother Xiao Mo, I will watch you, step by step, grow up and finally come to the ancient clan to marry me. After leaving the Xiao family, Xiao Mo's first goal was to go to the Magic Beast mountain range to look for the amethyst-winged lion. He was just short of a mount, and as a pill refiner, how can you not have your own flame? It just so happened that the amethyst-winged lion king possessed a type of amethyst fire that could allow him to barely use it first. Xiao Mo was familiar with the original story, so if he wants to mess with the foreign fire, it's not a piece of cake. As a peak Do Huang cultivator, he was incredibly fast with the Do Chi transformation wing enhancement. Wraith Mountain Range. It took Xiao Mo 2 days to finally arrive here. On the 7th day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining a 7th grade transformation pill. On the 8th day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining the Earth Order Advanced Fighting Technique, Great Seal of Mountains and Rivers. The system has automatically cultivated the Great Seal for the host. The transformation pill could allow a magical beast to completely detach itself from its beast body, and from then on, it would have the long lifespan of a magical beast, as well as the cultivation talent of a human. And an Earth rank advanced fighting skill was exactly the attacking fighting skill he needed. On Xiao Mo's body, apart from practicing the burning skill, plus the yellow rank Do skills that he had cultivated in the Xiao family over the past few years, he really did not have any inventory at all. Good thing the system gives. It didn't even need to be cultivated, and it directly reached the great perfection. In the next moment, the Great Seal of Mountains and Rivers had appeared in Xiao Mo's mind. After going around in circles, Xiao Mo finally arrived outside the Amethyst-Winged Lion King's cave. The Amethyst-Winged Lion King was a magical beast of the 6th rank and had opened its spirit. In the original story, Yun was able to fight the Amethyst-Winged Lion King with the cultivation of a 3-star Do Huang. Therefore, Xiao Mo guessed that the strength of the Amethyst-Winged Lion King could be the strongest comparable to the strength of a 6-star Do Huang or so. He, on the other hand, was a peak Do Huang. Amethyst-Winged Lion King, I've come to make a deal with you. Xiao Mo's voice resounded through the sky. At this moment, the Amethyst-Winged Lion King also walked out of the cave and came to stare at Xiao Mo in midair. What kind of deal do you want to make? With me? Be my mount and this transformation dan is yours. Xiao Mo took out the transformation dan. Transformation dan. The Amethyst-Winged Lion King's eyes went straight when he saw the transformation dan. As long as you're one of us, a transformation dan is just one. What do you want in the future if you follow me that you don't have? Xiao Mo couldn't help but shake his head when he saw the Amethyst-Winged Lion King's indisputable appearance. I'll give you 10 breaths to make your choice. Ha 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 ha. It's really the transformation dan. It's the transformation dan. The Amethyst-Winged Lion King laughed out loud. As long as I can get the transformation pill from you, why would I want to be your mount? You can try. Xiao Mo guffawed and hooked his finger at the Amethyst-Winged Lion King. The transformation pill is mine. The Amethyst-Winged Lion King was a 6th-ranked magical beast, comparable to a Do Huang powerhouse. And this teenager in front of me, what kind of cultivation can he have? Just as the Amethyst-Winged Lion King was killing, Xiao Mo stopped pretending and completely showed his cards. In the next moment, the peak Do Chi of a Do Huang swept out, and Xiao Mo blasted out with a palm between his raised hands. The Great Seal of Mountains and Rivers. Chapter 5. From now on, as long as I'm around, I won't let you be bullied. Mountain River Great Seal. Xiao Mo formed a seal and struck out a palm. With a strong mountain and river, and a surge of Do Chi, a green-colored palm imprint fiercely pressed towards the Amethyst-Winged Lion King. When the Amethyst-Winged Lion King detected Xiao Mo's Do Huang aura, he was already somewhat appalled. After all, Xiao Mo was too young to have the strength of a Do Huang. It was too unbelievable. Yet the facts are in front of us. However, there was no turning back from the bow, so the Amethyst-Winged Lion King hardened its head and spewed out a destructive purple flame, wanting to break Xiao Mo's large handprint. But, how is that possible? The Mountain River hand seal deadpanned the Amethyst-Winged Lion King's purple flame, rapidly advancing closer to it. The Amethyst-Winged Lion King was shocked in his eyes. This was definitely not an ordinary fighting technique, or else it couldn't have such a powerful might. It's a 6th-ranked magical beast. Is it going to be accounted for here? When the Amethyst-Winged Lion King despaired, Xiao Mo waved his hand violently, and the entire Mountain River Great Seal dissipated. Become my mount and this transformation dan is yours. Xiao Mo's eyes flashed with killing intent. Or, die. The Amethyst-Winged Lion King had become a lamb to the slaughter. It had no choice but to nod its head. I submit. This teenager's Do Huang cultivation level has a great future. Following him is not free, but it shouldn't be bad. Where's your purple fire? I'm going to come in useful. The Amethyst-Winged Lion King had no choice but to offer the purple flame in a very needy manner. Solace still has the transformation Dan. The transformation pill is for you. I'll go refine this purple flame first. Xiao Mo left after saying this. The amethyst-winged Lion King looked at him and after thinking about it, dismissed the thought in his head. I'll use the transformation pill too. The two then went about their business one after the other. I don't know how long it's been. Xiao Mo had already refined the purple flame, and the original yellow order low-grade incineration technique was elevated to the yellow order intermediate grade. One is also considered to have refined a kind of flame. Although it's only a stronger one, it's better than nothing. Xiao Mo carefully recalled that in the Tagore Desert, there seemed to be a foreign fire called the Green Lotus Earth Heart Flame. This will be its own first foreign fire. After saying that, Xiao Mo thought of the amethyst-winged Lion King who had taken the transformation Dan. Just the moment he saw it, he lost his mind. In front of him was a woman, her long purple hair flowing and her eyes deep and cold. The head is accessorized with pointed horns, and blue and purple feathers are stretched out. Dressed in a deep purple skin-bearing gown with delicate blue stripe decorations, she showed off her mysterious charm and noble coolness. Don't look at me like that. The amethyst-winged Lion King was a bit shy. This was the first time she had taken human form. Cough. Xiao Mo lightly coughed twice, not expecting the amethyst-winged Lion King's human form to be so delicate. Do I look like your human women? The amethyst-winged Lion King asked softly. The wings behind you, and that ear would be just like a normal person if it could disappear. Xiao Mo pointed out one or two things. The amethyst-winged Lion King nodded his head, and then with a thought, he melted away his wings and ears. How about this? Xiao Mo appreciated it fiercely and replied, you're in human form now. The amethyst-winged Lion King was a bit shy being stared at like this by Xiao Mo, but did not say anything. At this time, an amethyst-winged Lion King cub came out of the cave, and it was very cute with its dull head. Little Vivian, come here. The amethyst-winged Lion King waved at the amethyst-winged Lion King cub. The original didn't mention whether the amethyst-winged Lion King was male or female, so that's how Xiao Mo knew that the amethyst-winged Lion King was female. As for the little amethyst-winged Lion King, it wouldn't be her child, would it? Xiao Mo touched his chin. It is not impossible to be a chow thief. The amethyst-winged Lion King saw Xiao Mo sizing them up and then said, this is my younger sister, Xiao Wei, and I'm her older sister. So what's your name? My name is Violet. The amethyst-winged Lion King replied, this is the name our parents gave us, except that they were killed by a group of powerful people and ended up escorting us to escape. In Violet's eyes, there was a hint of warmth. The combination of both of our names is Violet, signifying our parents' love for us. Speaking of which, a look of sadness came into her eyes. It was a shame they were all gone. From now on, as long as I'm around, I won't let you guys get bullied. Xiao Mo has been very protective since he was a child. As long as his brother was beaten, he would definitely take him back for revenge. Xiao Zi raised her head and looked at Xiao Mo with red eyes. Still not so trusting of this human at the moment. I have another request. Can I bring my sister with me? Little Violet hurriedly said. Could be. With Xiao Mo's strength, he was already at the top in the Gamma Empire, and it was not a big problem to bring a third-order magical beast. What's more, you can't just take someone's sister captive and leave her sister to her own devices, right? What if, and I say what if, her sister is a loli? Time is running out. Let's move now, Xiao Mo said. Xiao Zi nodded and transformed itself into the amethyst-winged Lion King, and Xiao Mo brought Xiao Wei to her. If there is another transformation pill, I will give one to your sister. Xiao Mo touched Xiao Wei's head and said, as if Xiao Wei could understand him. She hurriedly came over and arched her head against Xiao Mo's cheek. Thanks. Xiao Zi said thank you and glanced back at the dwelling, then flew into the distance without any more lingering. The wind whistled. Xiao Mo looked into the distance and meditated, and Xiao Wei looked like she was tired and prostrated herself on the side. By the way, I haven't asked what your name is. Just call me Master. Little Violet had trouble speaking. Master or whatever. She couldn't call out because she still had her own pride that belonged to her. Your sister is still young. If she wants to grow up, she can't do it without pills, and I'm a 5th grade alchemist. Xiao Mo paused. At my age I'm a 5th grade alchemist. In the future, even if I'm an 8th grade or 9th grade, it's not impossible. Upon hearing this, how could Xiao Zi not know Xiao Mo's painted words? Master. If it was really as Xiao Mo said, this voice master was not a loss. That's right. Xiao Mo nodded. Now, help me look for cliffs in the magical Beast Mountain range, preferably close to Qingshan town. Yes, master. Little Violet worked even harder. She had promised her parents that she would take good care of Vivian, so she would definitely fulfill their wish. After searching for a long time, it was good that Xiao Mo really found it in the end. This was exactly the cliff that Little Medical Fairy had discovered in the original story. Xiao Mo entered it and collected all the medicinal herbs inside, as well as the 3 boxes. Little Violet was curious. How did you know that there is a cave here, and that there are so many treasures? Want to know? Think. Not telling you. Xiao Mo laughed dumbly and opened the 3 chests, the contents of which were the 7 colored poison scriptures. Xian rank intermediate eagle's wings, advanced Xian rank berserker lion's bard, Xiao Zi bulging red lips small mouth, hands clasped chest, exasperated look. This berserk lion chant seems to be suitable for you to cultivate, so take it. Xiao Mo handed the berserk lion chant to Xiao Zi. For me? Don't want. Violet cradled the mad lion's Jin in her arms. After all these years, it was the first time she had received something from an outsider other than her parents. Xiao Mo walked out. Let's go. Let's go to Green Mountain Town. Chapter 6. I'm just being polite. But you're really not being polite at all. Castle Peak Township. Search for this article's premiere. Enter Herjin Ruta. It was a small town built just outside the edge of the Wraith Mountain range. There were quite a few mercenaries here, and from time to time, they all entered the Magical Beast Mountain range to hunt magical beasts and search for medicinal herbs. In order to not want to be noticed, Xiao Mo entered Qingshan Town while Xiao Zi and Xiao Wei waited outside. For those who love Doobie, they definitely loved the female characters in it as well. And Shomer, of course, loved it, even without having to choose. It's all of them. After some inquiries, Xiao Mo finally found Little Medical Fairy's residence. It was a quiet courtyard filled with various medicinal herbs, yet the courtyard was very clean. The most tragic female character in Do Dotsang Dao is probably Xiao Medical Xian. She was tormented by the Dune poison body and slowly grew up alone, eventually becoming a Dozong powerhouse. But who knows what she's been through all these years? One had to know that Little Medical Fairy was only a woman, too small in a world where strength was honored. It was as if, in his previous life, he had been fumbling around as if he couldn't see his future. Shomer was deeply moved, and Little Medical Fairy's future would be nothing more than the outbreak of the doomed poison body and the final demise of her body. Who are you? Little Medical Fairy walked out of the house and saw Xiao Mo standing in the courtyard. Xiao Mo looked at Little Medical Fairy. Obviously because of her age, she was not as stunning as anime. But he's in no hurry. Raise it again. I'm a passerby and saw that this courtyard is quite pretty, so I took the liberty of coming in to disturb. Xiao Mo laughed. Xiao Medical Fairy sized up Xiao Mo, whose age was about the same as her own, and hesitated for a moment. Look around as much as you like. I happen to have dinner ready. Would you like to join us? Eat? Shomer was dry. Little Medical Fairy was just being polite, but she didn't expect Xiao Mei to be true. I was just being polite, but you really aren't polite at all. Little Medical Fairy sat down with Xiao Mo. Shomer took a bite. You're quite the cook. Little Medical Fairy looked at Xiao Mo as he ate without any hesitation and said, have you always been so self-conscious? Aren't you afraid that I'll poison the meal? Poison? You're willing to poison someone as handsome as me? Xiao Mo laughed. Little Medical Fairy didn't answer. Although the other party's words were indeed correct, she wouldn't admit it. Xiao Mo was full of wine and food and took a long breath. You don't look like someone who can't afford to eat rice now. Xiao Medical Fairy saw Xiao Mo who had eaten all the rice. Mostly, haven't eaten a girl's cooking yet. Xiao Mo smiled smilingly. The average person can't eat my cooking yet. So charge me. Little Medical Fairy extended her white palm. Alright. Xiao Mo fumbled with the mountain and sea nascent ring and quickly took out the 7-colored poison scripture that he had obtained. Here. Little Medical Fairy was stunned. She was only joking. It was just a meal. How could she charge for it? Meeting is fate. Not to mention that I ate a meal from you. Xiao Mo stood up and placed the 7-colored poison scripture on the desktop. Looking at the 7-colored poison scripture and then at Xiao Mo, who had turned to leave, Little Medical Fairy stood up. I still don't know what your name is. My name is Xiao Mo. Xiao Mo turned his back to Little Medical Fairy and waved his hand. If you can't mix it up anymore, you can come to the Miter family to find me. He knew best the kind of days when he couldn't see the future, when he was busy, but just scribbling his life away. Xiao Mo couldn't help Little Medical Fairy, and maybe all he can do is sign in every day. One of these days, he can definitely do it. Shomer slowly raised his head as a light rain fell overhead. He could have isolated the rain but didn't. He had suffered too much and didn't want to suffer anymore in his life. In the forest outside of Castle Peak Town, Vivian ran and quickly arrived in front of Violet, and behind them, a group of people who had followed appeared at once. I didn't expect there to be a beauty here. The man at the head revealed a lewd smile and stared nakedly at Violet. Violet glanced at them and then said, get lost. This beauty is quite spirited. That's what Mu Xiao, like. This person was none other than Muli of the Wolf Head Mercenary Corps. Men, capture her, and the demonic beast. Xiao Zi stood up from the boulder and was about to strike when a figure appeared in front of her. Moving my people, you don't want your third leg? The person who came was none other than the returning Xiao Mo. Muli frowned slightly, having no idea where Xiao Mo came from, but seeing the age of the other party, it shouldn't be that strong. After all, he was in the town of Green Mountain. When the Emperor was used to it, how had he ever seen anything in the world? Kill this brat, leave the women and magical beasts behind. Muli was salivating over little Violet and didn't want to wait any longer. You, guys, Xiao Mo mouthed 2 words and stomped his foot violently. Can go to hell. In just a flash, the people behind Muli flew out backwards, falling to the ground without knowing whether they were dead or alive. See this scene. Muli was scared to death and his legs didn't stop trembling. Report your identity, Xiao Mo said indifferently. I am the son of the leader of the Wolf-Head Mercenary Regiment in Green Mountain Town, Muli, and my father is Moo Snake. Muli's voice trembled. Senior, I know it's wrong. Young people, you always have to pay for your youthfulness. Xiao Mo patted Muli's shoulder. He slowly turned his head and looked at Violet and Vivian. My people must not be subjected to this kind of aggravation. Let's go. I'll take you guys to kill. This Wolf's Head Mercenary Corps is not a good bird. It will die sooner or later anyway. Then, do a good deed. Back to Green Mountain again. At this moment, within the Wolf Head Mercenary Regiment, Muli was left half dead in the middle of the compound. Young leader. The crowd froze at the sight of Muli's appearance. Vivian walked over and stomped on Muli's face so hard that the other man lost his last breath. My son. A short while later, a burly figure quickly stepped out from the house and quickly arrived at Muli's heels. Vivian returned to Xiao Mo's side with a look that said it was none of my business. You killed my son. Moo Snake had never been so angry before. A monstrous rage that seemed to be able to spew out of his eyes. Kill it, kill it. My Xiao Mo's people are also something he can get his hands on, Xiao Mo coldly said. I'll give you 10 breaths, and those who haven't left yet, kill. The people present looked at each other in disbelief, and some of them began to laugh, thinking that what kind of strength could Xiao Mo have? Seek death. Moo Snake let out a furious cry, causing the crowd to move in to kill Xiao Mo. However, the next moment, Xiao Mo erupted a dochi that just swept out, and all of them spat out blood and died. When Moo Snake saw this scene, his pupils trembled, and a death wish immediately surged to his heart. His son. How to mess with such a character? Xiao Mo dodged and arrived in front of Moo Snake, saying, You, who taught your son poorly and allowed him to make a fool of himself in Green Mountain Town, you, can die. After saying that, Xiao Mo simply flicked at Moo Snake's forehead, and the latter instantly flew out backwards, his entire head exploding in the air. Blood splatters. Xiao Zi looked at Xiao Mo's back. Although the Wolf's Head Mercenary Corps was not strong, he had exterminated the entire Wolf's Head Mercenary Corps for them. This was enough to prove that what Xiao Mo had said before was not false. Chapter 7 6th Grade Pill Refiner. Heavenly Rank Low-Grade Fighting Technique. After leaving Chengshan Town, Xiao Mo's trio headed straight for the Tagore Desert. Search this article's premiere. Reward a handful of Jiangliiba. On the 9th day of repudiation. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the 6th grade alchemist ability. On the 10th day of repudiation. Congratulations to the host for obtaining early spirit realm soul power. There's nothing surprising about a 5-point upgrade to a 6-point upgrade. However, it was different when the soul power was raised to the early spirit realm. In the soul power realm, there were 4 major realms, which were the mortal realm, the spirit realm, the heavenly realm, and the imperial realm. Among them, each major realm was further divided into 4 minor realms, which were the early stage, the middle stage, the late stage, and the great circle. Over there should be Stone Desert City. Xiao Mo looked at the city standing in the desert in the distance. Not exactly prosperous though, but the good thing is that it's sheltered from the sand and wind. What are you doing here? Violet asked in disbelief. Xiao Mo laughed. My 2 brothers are here. I haven't seen them for a long time, so I just happened to come over to see them. From a small, both brothers took care of him as a younger brother, but they hadn't seen each other since they left the Xiao family. Xiao Mo's trio entered Stone Desert City and asked the locals, and soon arrived at the Desert Iron Mercenary Corps. Entering a compound, many people inside were cultivating, and when Xiao Zi appeared, they stopped. No way. Violet is too bright. This is the Desert Iron Mercenary Corps. Who are you looking for here? Someone came and asked. Xiao Mo laughed. Tell your 2 headmasters, just say, their brother Xiao Mo is here. Past life. He's a single parent. Even when he was bullied, no one stood up for him. But after coming to the Xiao family, as long as there was Xiao Ding and Xiao Calendar, no one else dared to bully Xiao Mo. This warmth, he always remembers. Xiao Ding and Xiao Li quickly stepped out, and after seeing that it was really Xiao Mo who had come, their faces were filled with joy. Third brother, why have you come to Stone Desert City? Xiao Ding is the elder brother. Xiao Calendar is the second brother. The 3 embraced together with endless words in their hearts. Haven't seen you for so long, you've grown up quite a bit. Go, accompany your big brother and second brother for a drink and a good chat. The 2 also saw Violet and Vivian next to them. This is? Xiao Mo introduced. This is Xiao Zi. This is her sister. You can call her Xiao Wei. Xiao Ding and Xiao Li were also people who had seen the world and didn't ask too many questions. Instead, they put their arms around Xiao Mo and entered the house. After 3 rounds of wine, Xiao Mo informed Xiao Ding and Xiao Li that he had recovered his cultivation and the purpose of coming here. You're looking for a foreign fire? This is a treasure that others are begging for, and we don't know where to find it. Xiao Ding bitterly replied back. It's fine, I can find it. Xiao Mo knew through the original story that the Green Lotus Earthly Heartflame was near Shur Mo City. And, in today's timeline, the Medusa lookalike did not discover the Green Lotus Earth Heartflame. Therefore, it was easy for Xiao Mo to embrace getting the Green Lotus Earthly Heartflame. What's more, Queen Medusa was only at the peak of the Do Huang, so she couldn't threaten him at the moment. Just then, a little girl with her head bowed walked into the room carrying a fruit plate. Xiao Mo turned his head to look over, and with a turn of his mind, he quickly guessed who this little girl was. It was the Green Scales, and that's when Violet and Vivian's gazes fell on her, being looked at in such a naked manner. Cyan Scale was even more afraid to raise his head, almost burying it into his chest. Xiao Mo suddenly said, the two of you are staring at people so much that they are shy. Can I take her out? Xiao Zi looked at Xiao Mo. Big brother, second brother? Go go go. Xiao Ding and Xiao Li were happy and already drunk. Violet pulled Green Scale and led Vivian out of the house. Third brother, we are at least the leaders of the mercenary corps. What we can do, our brothers can help you. Xiao Li put his arm around Xiao Mo's shoulder and said, then my brother has just the thing that needs 2 older brothers. It was also laborious for Xiao Mo to search alone, so if he added the entire mercenary group, he could indeed save time. He then explained the situation to Xiao Ding and Xiao Li, asking them to help find the whereabouts of the Green Lotus Earthly Heartflame. By the next day, on the 11th day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining the Heavenly Order low-level fighting skill, the Vanguard Fire Palm. The system has already cultivated it for the host to its great perfection. Note, since the Heavenly Rank fighting technique is too powerful and consumes a lot, the system will automatically adapt it for the host. Although the power will be reduced, the might of the Heavenly Rank will still be there. And after that, when the host obtains a Heavenly Rank Do technique, it will be the same, until the host is fully capable of performing the Heavenly Rank Do technique alone. For a moment, Xiao Mo's mind was filled with this additional fighting technique. The Great Seal of Mountains and Rivers was of the Advanced Earth rank. The Vanguard Fire Palm was a low level of the Heavenly Rank, clearly a realm above. The power can be imagined. And on this day, Xiao Ding and Xiao Li immediately dispatched the mercenaries to the eastern part of Shur Mo City. Xiao Mo knew that the Green Lotus Earthly Heartflame was in the eastern part of Shur Mo City, and it was only a matter of time to find it. And after setting off, Violet surprisingly brought Cyan Scale along with her, and they seemed to have a pretty good relationship. Xiao Mo didn't care. He was only interested in the Green Lotus Earthly Heartflame at the moment. The Desert Iron Mercenary Corps all went out and searched for a whole day, but did not find the Green Lotus Earthly Heartflame. Xiao Mo was also looking for it, and he hadn't found anything on his side either. It couldn't be helped. The whole desert was too big. Trying to find out one day, totally idiotic, but it didn't matter. Xiao Mo would eventually find the entrance to the Green Lotus Earthly Heartflame as long as he continued to search, and their movements startled others, even a passing serpent leader. Chapter 8, Finding the Green Lotus Earthly Heartflame. Queen Medusa appears. In the middle of the desert, the wind and sand are filled. Search for this article first. E8E8ZW, a seductive female snake person, who revealed her slender waist, was staring at Xiao Mo's every move. Originally, this leader of the Snake People clan was just passing by, but he never expected to see the movement in the middle of the desert. He didn't feel anything just now, but after seeing Xiao Mo in the distance, he suddenly became alert. She looked at Xiao Mo and always felt that this person was a threat to her, so she became wary. Look away from the distance. The leader of the serpents secretly went and grabbed one of them to ask about it, and that's when they realized that they were looking for something. But to go to such great lengths, it was obviously some kind of treasure, or else they wouldn't have sent so many people to search for it. As for Xiao Mo's strength, if it wasn't an important treasure, he definitely wouldn't waste his time here. The female snake man was called Yume, one of the 8 leaders of the Snake Man tribe and a Do Wang powerhouse. As darkness fell and the people of the Desert Iron Mercenary Corps left, she also quickly returned to the Snakeman tribe. The matter was then reported to the queen of the serpent people, Medusa. Above the throne was sitting a demonic serpentine, her eyes oozing with power. It's a beautiful thing, but it's like a poisonous rose, and when you touch it, your life is at stake. She had searched hard for the foreign fire in order to grow the Snake People tribe. The Serpent People were driven to the border of the Gamma Empire by the strongest of the human race, and were struggling to develop with a lack of resources. Queen Medusa was prepared to use the Green Lotus Earthly Heartflame to quench her body and activate the 7-colored heaven-swallowing python bloodline in her body, to enhance strength, thus breaking through the Do Zone realm. She had been stuck at the peak of the Do Huang for years. If the Snake People clan produced a Do Zone, they could definitely leave and return to that fertile land. Queen, I encountered a strange matter on my way back, and I would like to report it to you, Yume respectfully said. What is it? With that, Yume told her what she had seen. After listening to the narration, Queen Medusa fell into deep thought, finding the matter very puzzling as well. Where? She felt the need to explore. It's in Stone Desert City. I know. Tomorrow you'll go there with me. Yes. Another day. On the 12th day of repudiation. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the 7th grade elixir, Transformation Dan. Another Transformation Dan. Xiao Mo did not expect the system to give another one, but it is also useful to him. The search continued that day, and well before it was almost dark, they finally found the entrance to the Green Lotus Earthly Heart Flame. When Xiao Mo's few people arrived at the entrance, they could all detect the fluctuation of powerful energy inside. Third brother, are you sure you really want to go down? Xiao Ding worriedly said. No need to worry. Xiao Mo definitely had to go down. After all, the Blood Lotus Dan had been refined. The Blood Lotus pill was one of the necessary pills for devouring foreign flames, and its main function was that it could prevent being burned when coming into contact with foreign flames. After taking it, it can appear as a layer of blood crust on the surface of the body, and eventually this blood crust will turn into blood keratin, guarding the outer body. Although Xiao Mo did not know if the Do Huang cultivation would be affected, it was better to have it than not. Wait for me here. After he jumped inside, Xiao Zi and Xiao Wei stood guard outside and didn't seem to be worried about Xiao Mo. Only two uninvited guests suddenly arrived. Violet and Vivian turned their heads and looked at the serpents not far away, none other than Queen Medusa and Yume. This ability is definitely a foreign fire without a doubt. Queen Medusa's eyes revealed delight. Queen, if you were to devour this foreign fire, your cultivation would definitely be able to break through to Dozone. Yume laughed. Queen Medusa nodded her head, but at that moment she frowned slightly and looked across at Violet. Xiao Zi said, Big brother, second brother, take your people away. There's an enemy coming. Enemies? Right after Xiao Ding and Xiao Li saw Queen Medusa appear, their faces turned pale. Queen Medusa, why is she here? Hurry up. Xiao Zi let Xiao Wei and Qing Scale lead them away. It was no longer something they could deal with. However, Queen Medusa and Yume weren't interested in them either, allowing them to leave in droves. Today, the foreign fire is the top priority. Little Violet took a few steps out and stopped in front of Queen Medusa and Yume. The three women stood together, instantly forming a bright landscape. Everyone's got great legs. We are all of the same race. Why are you helping that human race? Yume questioned. Who I help is my business. None of your business. And it's my business if you guys want to go in. Violet clasped her hands to her chest with nothing but Queen Medusa in her eyes. You can't stop me. Queen Medusa's peak Do Huang cultivation instantly exploded. Violet took a step back, still holding her might, facing Queen Medusa's pressure head on. If you have bitter feelings, I can help you. If you stop me, you are my enemy. Queen Medusa said with a majestic demeanor. I don't have any hard feelings, it's just that other people are still nice to me, so I help when I can. Xiao Zi said seemingly casually. Since that's the case, I'll just have to go in hard. Queen Medusa's eyes blazed as she killed Little Violet, and at the moment, Little Violet hadn't adapted to the human body yet, so she could only take on her original body to fight. But there is a big gap between the two. Before, Xiao Zi was not even a match for Xiao Mo's peak Do Huang, and at this moment, not to mention that the opposite side was Queen Medusa, she was losing ground. Damn it, it's no match at all. Queen Medusa had longed for the foreign fire for so many years, and now that she had encountered it, she naturally wouldn't miss it. Bang, bang, bang. Xiao Zi kept falling back. Under 3 punches she almost vomited blood, but she was able to hold it back and not spit it out. Another peak Do Huang. Old lady has a grudge against peak Do Huang in her life, right? Violet secretly pondered, thinking in her heart whether she should put up a fight, and at the same time, whether it was worth it or not. I'll give you one more chance to let me in. Queen Medusa didn't want to waste any more time. After all, Xiao Mo had already gone in. Xiao Mo, you owe me a favor. Xiao Zi clenched her teeth. The big deal was that she was seriously injured. Just as she rushed out, Xiao Mo's voice suddenly rang out, causing her to stop instantly. What's the point of fighting for your life? Get back here. Xiao Zi turned back, only to see Xiao Mo right behind her, still looking at her with a smile on his face. She returned to Xiao Mo. Did you do it on purpose? Wasn't it long ago that you were watching? I was going to go down here. Then I sensed the commotion up there, so I came up to see what was going on, Xiao Mo said. Without saying a word, Violet hammered her fist on his chest. I'll let you watch me get my ass kicked. Don't be angry. Xiao Mo comforted Xiao Zi for a couple of moments. I'll help you fight back here. How about it? This is what you said. Little Violet huffed and clasped her hands to her chest, then said, do you have a way to raise your cultivation? I'm really fed up. That will come later. Queen Medusa and Yume were in no hurry when they saw Xiao Mo coming up. Yume interrupted them. Have you two said enough? If you've said enough, leave immediately. Chapter 9, Breaking Through the Do Zone, allowing Queen Medusa to follow. Are you still angry? Go and beat him up to dissipate your anger first. Search for this article first. Enter her Jinruta. Xiao Mo pointed to Yume, who was not far away. Yes. Violet nodded her head. Although she couldn't beat Queen Medusa, it was still easy to beat Yume. Queen Medusa frowned slightly as she sized up Xiao Mo with a gloomy expression. Xiao Zi held her breath and instantly rushed towards Yume. Queen Medusa wanted to make a move, but Xiao Mo stopped in front of her and didn't let her stop Xiao Zi. Your opponent is me. Xiao Mo sized up Queen Medusa. Apart from the lower half of her serpentine body, her upper half was properly a yukai. Get out of the way. Queen Medusa was obviously a bit nervous when she saw Yume being rubbed on the ground by Xiao Zi. I'm afraid not. Xiao Mo's peak Do Huang cultivation appeared and confronted Queen Medusa. Do Huang. Peak. Queen Medusa couldn't see through Xiao Mo just now, but didn't think that he was also a peak Do Huang. But at that moment, the cultivation level displayed by the other party shocked her beyond measure. Xiao Mo laughed. As long as I stop you, your refugee henchmen will be captured by my people, and you should know what the outcome will be by then. You. Queen Medusa was careless. She did not expect that Xiao Mo and Xiao Zi were both Do Huang powerhouses. Moreover, this young man, who was a peak Do Huang powerhouse, was at the same cultivation level as her. If she had been more cautious and invited the 8 chiefs of the Snake People tribe, it wouldn't have turned out like this. Yume, where was Zi's opponent? Before she could last more than a few rounds, Xiao Zi grabbed Yume and brought her to Xiao Mo's side. Xiao Mo slowly said, Queen Medusa, you have lost. Queen, don't mind me, said Yume, who wanted to say something else, but was gagged by Xiao Zi. Queen Medusa looked at Yume and hesitated. In the end, she could only say helplessly, let her go and I won't rob the foreign fire from you. Compared to the foreign fire, she didn't want anything to happen to Yume. The person will be pressed in our place, and it won't be too late to let her go after I've devoured the foreign fire, Xiao Mo said. Queen Medusa was silent. Little Violet, guard them, I'll go refine the foreign fire. After Xiao Mo finished speaking, he entered the cave. Although Queen Medusa was reluctant, she stood still and did not make any move. The queen, Yume didn't want to be a sinner of the Snake People tribe. She could not give up her life for the sake of the tribe. Queen Medusa shook her head, but Yume still didn't want to. She suddenly wanted to kill herself, not wanting to be a burden to Queen Medusa. Yume. When Queen Medusa saw this scene, it was too late to stop it. Fortunately, little Violet was quick on her feet and immediately terminated Yume's behavior, making her stop, but as a result, she was injured. Yume, if you do, I don't want this foreign fire either, Queen Medusa said angrily. At those words, Yume fell silent. Xiao Zi looked at the two of them and felt quite emotional. She once had clansmen, but they had gone up in smoke. Thanks a lot. Queen Medusa looked over at Violet to cast her gratitude. If it wasn't for her stopping in time, Yume would have died, I'm afraid. Violet pursed her red lips and just nodded. I don't know how long it's been. Xiao Mo came out of the ground and refined the green lotus earthly heart flame. He had the assistance of pills and was at the Do Huang realm. Cultivating the green lotus earthly heart flame was a breeze. And after Xiao Mo refined the green lotus earthly heart flame, his cultivation increased once again, finally breaking through the Do Huang and reaching Do Zone. 2-star Do Zone. Xiao Mo's outburst of his Do Zone cultivation caused all 3 of Queen Medusa to be extraordinarily shocked. You're a Do Zone? Xiao Zi looked at Xiao Mo incredulously. Shomer nodded. Yeah, aren't the facts obvious? Violet was silent. Queen Medusa guessed that Xiao Mo must have refined the foreign fire, which was how he broke through to the Do Zone realm. Yume saw this and despaired. Now, you should have no chance of winning at all. Xiao Mo looked at Queen Medusa and said, but you said before that you would release Yume after you came out. Queen Medusa coldly said. Xiao Mo laughed. Release is possible, but you have to follow me and follow me for a year. You're shameless. Yume didn't expect Xiao Mo to say that and cursed in a broken voice. Xiao Mo barked. Xiao Zi, gag her. She's telling the truth. I think it's right, Violet said mischievously. No, I've only been in there for a short while and you've gone rogue? Xiao Mo was taken aback. Little Violet was in a bad mood. Who asked you to secretly raise your realm without bringing me along? Xiao Mo sweated. You follow me for a year, and within a year, I can let your Snake People tribe leave the Tagore Desert. When these words came out, Queen Medusa and Yume both froze for a second. Why should we trust you? Yume retorted. Very simple. Xiao Mo once again erupted his cultivation of a 2-star Do Zone. Just because I'm so young and have already become a Do Zone. Are you still satisfied with this answer? At those words, Yume was speechless. Queen Medusa's eyes flickered. Xiao Mo was right. At such an age she was a 2-star Do Zone. And, with the cultivation of a 2-star Do Zone, He could completely walk sideways in the Gamma Empire. What if you can't do it? Queen Medusa asked rhetorically. There is still nothing in this world that I, Xiao Mo, cannot do, Xiao Mo said with great confidence. Queen Medusa mused, as if pondering whether or not to make this choice. He's not bad, you guys can trust him for once. Violet's voice broke the silence. Hearing this, Queen Medusa glanced at Xiao Zi and seemed to have made up her mind in her heart. I can follow you, but I have the right to refuse anything I don't want to, or can't do, Queen Medusa said. No problem, Xiao Mo agreed when he did so, and he did so by gathering his men to give the Cloudlon sect a downward spiral. Following me in this manner will cause unnecessary trouble. This is the transformation pill. Eat it and you'll have a full human form. Xiao Mo threw a transformation pill to Queen Medusa. Xiao Zi wanted to say something, but thought that if Xiao Mo took out 2 transformation pills, he would be able to take out a third. And shut up, Queen. By this time, Yu Mei had regained her freedom, and she was a bit worried about this transformation pill. I didn't have to tamper with this elixir because, if I wanted to kill you I wouldn't need to go through so much trouble. After Xiao Mo finished speaking, he slapped out a palm between lifting his hands, only to see that a palm with a vast aura, accompanied by terrifying flame thief energy, blasted the space apart. This was a heavenly rank low-level fighting technique. The power of the ancient fire palm, coupled with the fact that Xiao Mo was a dozong and possessed a foreign flame, the power was even stronger. Queen Medusa and Yu Mei were once again silent when they saw this scene. This palm, it was horrible. Even Queen Medusa did not know if she could block this palm with all her strength. What he really is. 3 days later, I will come to Stone Desert City to find you, Queen Medusa said. 3 days is too long. I'm leaving tonight. If you want to look for me, go to the Mithril clan, or maybe the Cloudlon sect and wait for me. Xiao Mo left with Xiao Zi after saying that. Chapter 10 I can't walk anymore. Can you hold me? Xiao Ding and Xiao Li and the others were waiting for news from Xiao Mo. Search this article's premiere, reward a handful of Jiangliaiba. When they saw the 2 return, they were relieved. Are you guys alright? Xiao Ding asked with concern. Shomer shook his head. It's fine. That's good. Xiao Ding and Xiao Li already knew about Xiao Mo's situation. Although they didn't know how he became a Do Huang, they were certain that this was definitely their third brother. Big brother. Second brother. These are some pills I prepared. They will definitely be useful for your future cultivation. Xiao Mo handed over the pills to them. They were brothers, so Xiao Ding and Xiao Li did not reject it, but accepted it as a token of appreciation. Third brother, are you getting ready to leave? Shomer nodded. I have something important to do, so we'll drink together later. Good. Xiao Ding and Xiao Li embraced Xiao Mo. After saying goodbye, Xiao Mo led a few people to fly high into the sky. He barked, Little Violet, go kill both the leader and vice leader of the Sand Mercenaries. Leave it to me. During the time that Violet had been in Stone Desert City, she knew that this Sand Mercenary group was not a good person. Therefore, it's been a long time since I've seen them in a bad light. One night passed. The mercenaries of Sand no longer exist. At first, Xiao Mo had wanted to go and verify the pill refiner to come, but thinking that he was already a 6th grade pill refiner, I was afraid that no one would be able to verify him. Therefore, he did not care. And before she left, Violet took Cyan Scale with her. In the Desert Iron Mercenary Corps, Green Scale and Violet Vivian had a very good relationship. However, Xiao Zi was a bit intolerant of seeing the environment that Qing Scale was in, so she applied to Xiao Mo to take Qing Scale with her. Shomer was fine with it, and his 2 brothers agreed. Xiao Mo, you still owe my sister a transformation dan. Xiao Zi remembered the matter of that transformation dan. I'm keeping that in mind. Xiao Mo smiled. And I also remember the beating you took for me. Who's taking a beating? Xiao Zi huffed and punched Xiao Mo's chest again. So I don't remember? Don't you dare. The 2 flirted as they slowly sailed towards the holy city of the Gamma Empire. On the 13th day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining 100 million gold coins. On the 14th day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining the 6th grade elixir, Qingdian Longevity Dan 6th grade elixir. On the 15th day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining the 6th grade elixir, the Emperor's Pole Pill. The Green Underworld Longevity Pill was a 6th grade elixir, capable of boosting a person's lifespan by nearly 10 years, and a person could only take one in their lifetime. The Imperial Extreme Pill was able to make the Do Huang level powerhouse that took it increase by 1 to 2 stars, and a Do Huang could only take 1 Imperial Extreme Pill in his lifetime. Xiao Mo got to feel that these 2 pills were not useful and threw them to Xiao Zi, and after the latter got them, his attitude towards him came to a great reversal. Violet, this shoulder of mine seems a bit uncomfortable. Coming, Master. Xiao Zi immediately came over to give Xiao Mo a massage. So are these legs. Vivian, come over here and give your future transformed benefactor a massage. This hand of mine, I can't do without moving it every day. Xiao Mo sighed and said. Little Violet hurriedly said. Green scale, quickly press him. Shomer relished it. After flying for a long time, Xiao Mo and the others finally arrived at the holy city. At a glance, it's as busy as it can be. Huge. This is the holy city. Xiao Mo also saw it for the first time, so he thought it was okay. Finally, Violet and the others were bored out of their minds, so they finally had fun. But Xiao Mo hadn't given the word, and it was impossible for them to leave at will. You guys can go ahead and play if you want, and meet me at the Miter family when you do, Xiao Mo said and handed Xiao Zi a nano ring. There are some gold coins in here. Buy whatever you like. Upon hearing this, Xiao Zi immediately checked the gold coins inside and her entire body froze. 10 million gold coins? Give it back if you don't want it. Xiao Zi immediately put the nascent ring away and spread a smile as she led Xiao Wei and Qing Scale into the holy city. And at that moment, Xiao Mo headed straight for the Miter family. The middle family was the richest in the entire Gamma Empire, and they sat in the auction house of the entire Gamma Empire, making a fortune. Who are you looking for? In front of a luxurious gate, two Dodosher guards looked at Xiao Mo. Has Miss Yuffie of your Miter family returned? Shomer asked. The guard said coldly. Miss Yuffie has returned, but it's not for anyone who wants to see her. It's good to be back. Xiao Mo ignored the two and walked straight in. Stop, if you go any further. Before the man could finish his sentence, an invisible doqi pressure instantly fell from above the two men's heads. In an instant, the two men were on their knees and couldn't even lift their heads up. Let Xiao Mo enter the gate. Who are you looking for? Someone noticed that Xiao Mo did not lead the way and looked at him suspiciously. I'm looking for MS. Yaff. Miss Yuffie is taking a bath. What do you have to do? Before the maid could finish, she only saw Xiao Mo's figure suddenly disappear. Seeing this, she was shocked and immediately went to inform the matriarch. A dwelling. The room was filled with exquisite furniture, and behind the screen was none other than the Lady of Grace. Today, she happened to be in the holy city. Take a shower. Sort of a pick-me-up for myself. Yuffie laughed. I don't know where that guy has gotten to. He said he would come to the holy city to find me. Don't make me wait. You're in such a hurry? A familiar voice was heard suddenly ringing behind her. When concubine Ye turned around suddenly, she saw that the person who spoke was none other than Xiao Mo. Why are you here? Yuffie said in surprise. It's not that I heard you wanted me, so I came. Poor mouth. I'm more than poor. I want to take a Mandarin duck bath with you. The corner of Xiao Mo's mouth rose, revealing a bad smile. You? So bad. However, the next moment, two figures appeared in the screen. One man lay on his hands on the tub. One stood up. I don't know how much time has passed. Yuffie, her legs a little weak, sat down. You're still so. No? Like. Yuffie replied blushing. Shomer asked, how are you doing with the Miter family? I've only just returned, and I don't leave for my posting until tomorrow. Put the matter of posting aside for now. I'll take you to meet someone, Xiao Mo said. What man? You'll know when we get there. Xiao Mo pulled Yuffie away. I can't walk. Can you hold me? Yuffie was truly intentional. Leave the holy city. Xiao Mo brought Yuffie and arrived in the middle of a restaurant. Upon entering a guest room, a middle-aged man with a face full of vicissitudes was sitting on the bed. This is your Miter family's supreme elder, Hai Bo Dong, Xiao Mo introduced. Upon hearing this, Yuffie was slightly startled and immediately rushed towards Hai Bo Dong and respectfully said, Late generation Yuffie, greetings to the supreme elder. Hai Bo Dong was one of the top 10 strongest people in the previous generation of the Gamma Empire. The identity of the three great families of the empire is the middle family's supreme elder, extremely good at ice fighting chi. Among the doujinshi anime, the synonym of Hai Bo Dong is circulated. Angel Investors, Chapter 11. Even if he was given 10 guts, he wouldn't dare to do so in the Cloudlon sect. Hai Bo Dong originally ran a small store in Desert City, but how could Xiao Mo let him go? Search for this article's premiere, enter Herjin Ruta. Therefore, this is why he was allowed to return to the Miter family. Of course, ordinary people couldn't call the former Ice Emperor, but Xiao Mo had the status of a 5th grade pill refiner. Being even a Picto Huang powerhouse himself, Hai Bo Dong could only resign himself to his fate in addition to compromising. To that end, Hyperion offered to lift the curse from his body or nothing. For Xiao Mo, lifting this curse would basically allow him to refine pills if he had the materials. The earth-breaking pill was only the 6th grade. Even the spirit-restoring violet pill was only a 5th grade elixir. Now, Xiao Mo's art of pill refining had reached the 6th grade. There was no pressure on him about it. I brought you here today to meet with your supreme elder, and the matter of finding alchemy materials is in your hands. Xiao Mo handed her a copy of the materials needed for the Dan formula. Hearing this, Yuffie knew that Xiao Mo was helping her take down Hai Bo Dong. I'll have someone go get all the materials needed for the potion. Hai Bo Dong. As long as I find those materials, I will be able to refine these 2 types of pills for you, Xiao Mo said. Aren't you only a 5th rank? Hai Bodong was surprised. Xiao Mo laughed. Not long ago, I was just promoted to a 6th grade alchemist. Pervert. Ahem. I mean you're too talented. Hai Bodong hastily changed his words. Previously, he had fought Xiao Mo and was completely rubbed on the ground, so much so that he didn't dare to speak much now. Don't worry, I'll help you break the curse, but when the time comes, you have to do me a favor as well. Since Xiao Mo wants to pretend, of course he has to pretend to be a big one, and it's no fun to be stingy. Hyperion said, whatever is in my power, you definitely can. Xiao Mo smiled. It's just a matter of fighting with me on the Cloudland sect. 3 question marks popped up in Hippodrome. No, you're telling the truth? He reconfirmed. Of course it's true. Xiao Mo looked back at him. There is only one Do Huang powerhouse in the Yunlan sect, and his cultivation is not as high as mine, so what are you afraid of? At those words, Hai Bodong froze. He hadn't been out in the world for a long time, and he seemed to have lost his initial sizzle for some things. Think about the beginning. He once iced an entire city in a fit of rage. He had dueled with the previous patriarch of the Cloudland sect at the top of Cloudland Mountain, and although he lost in the end, the other party still did not win easily either. Hai Bodong suddenly sighed a little as he thought back on the past. When he looked at Xiao Mo again, the other party had already left the area. Maybe, this guy, he can take me young for a while. Hai Bodong shook his head and laughed. On the 16th day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining the Heavenly Order low-level fighting skill, Full Moon Sword Technique, full-leveled. On the 17th day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining the treasure, the Green Luan Sword, recognized. 2 days passed and Xiao Mo did not expect to get a sword technique and a sword. Your Excellency, the missing materials for the earth-breaking pill have been prepared. Concubine you came with quick steps. Xiao Mo nodded. It's been a hard time for you. Within the past 2 days, the entire Miter family moved all their connections because of Hai Bodong's matter. After all, he had collected all the ingredients for the ear-piercing pill. On top of that, the materials for the spirit-restoring violet pill were fast approaching. But Xiao Mo didn't want to wait, because Queen Medusa was already here. I'm going to refine pills. Someone will be here later. You receive them. Xiao Mo instructed and left the hall. Queen Medusa's figure then appeared in the hall. Yuffie looked over, awed by the other's appearance. Where are the others? Queen Medusa asked coldly. Gongzi has gone to refine pills. She asked you to wait for her here. Yuffie knew that Queen Medusa was also a strong person, so she didn't slack off. However, when she saw Queen Medusa's appearance, a sense of crisis suddenly arose in her heart. For a long time in the past, Xiao Mo was able to refine pills with ease after he possessed the foreign fire. He came into the parlor and saw Queen Medusa sitting in her seat. Xiao Mo laughed and then asked Yuffie to call Hai Bodong over. When Hai Bodong saw that Queen Medusa was also here, a trace of fear suddenly rose in his heart. In the beginning, it was Queen Medusa who put the curse on him. Old Hai, don't be afraid. Queen Medusa is one of our own. Xiao Mo put his arm around Hai Bodong and laughed. Hai Bodong did not expect Xiao Mo to convince Queen Medusa. It's just that he's still in a state of shock. The earth-breaking pill is ready. You try it. Xiao Mo handed the earth-breaking dan to Hai Bodong. Hai Bodong's eyes lit up as his curse could finally be broken. You needed help and wanted to break the curse. Why didn't you come to me? Queen Medusa suddenly said. It will take a great price for you to break the curse. I can make pills, so I will definitely look out for you, Xiao Mo said. At those words, Queen Medusa was silent for a brief moment, and then didn't speak again. Immediately afterward, after Hai Bodong took the earth-breaking pill, his curse was, in an instant, dispelled. However, because of the aftereffects, he had only recovered to a 2-star Do Huang, and there was still a big gap from his peak strength. Old Hai, don't be in a hurry. After the materials for the spirit-restoring purple pill are found, your cultivation will be completely restored, Shomer said. Hai Bodong nodded heavily as he finally saw hope. Next, it's time to go to Yunlan sect to repudiate my wife. Xiao Mo looked out the door, and for a moment, it rained. Yunlan sect, not far from the holy city. At this time, Nailin Yanran had already returned to the Yunlan sect and had also informed her teacher Yun Yun about Xiao Mo. Inside the room, the woman in front of Nailin Yanran had long, shiny hair and a delicate face. Her brows and eyes contained emotion. Her nose was straight and her lips were tantalizingly colored. Dressed in a blue skin-bearing dress with gold embellishments, she was poised and elegant even while sitting. A Do Huang powerhouse? Yun Yun frowned slightly, not realizing that a Xiao family had a Do Huang powerhouse sheltering them. If that was the case, I'm afraid it wouldn't work if they wanted to pursue the Xiao family. Do Huang powerhouses were already at the top of the entire Gamma Empire. If it was really as that person said, it really wasn't worth it to offend a Do Huang for the sake of a disciple. It seems like we have to swallow this loss. Yun Yun shook her head and said, is the marriage out? Hearing this question, Nalan Yanran finally told the truth. Teacher, you are unaware that that person even said that he would come to the Cloudlands sect and repudiate me in front of everyone. Nalan Yanran, however, laughed. Even if he was given 10 guts, Quantity wouldn't dare to come to the Cloudlands sect to do so. Yun shook her head again. Yen, you are too easily impulsive. Even though you know he can't do it, you still mess up your mind because of it. I'm sorry, teacher. Nalan Yanran buried her head. This matter is over. You cultivate well in the future and I will train you to become the new generation of patriarchs. Yun said in a serious tone. Nalan Yanran nodded. I'll try my best. I still have things to take care of. You stay in the sect and cultivate. You can't leave the gate until after your breakthrough. Yun left after admonishing. Chapter 12, Tell Nalan Yanran to get out. Laozi wants to repudiate his wife. Revised version. It's a new day. Search for this article first, E8E8ZW. Outside the Yunlan sect, Xiao Mo had already come to the sky above the sect alone and looked down at the entire sect. On the 18th day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining the secret technique Heavenly Fire 3 Xian Transformation, which has been cultivated to its fullest extent. Surprisingly, Heavenly Flame Triple Xian Transformation. Cultivating this secret method required both the fire attribute and a strange flame. Relying on some kind of arcane way to induce the flames in his body, he exploded with extreme power and boosted his strength in a short period of time. Xiao Mo happened to have a foreign flame, as well as a foreign fire. 3 changes. That's enough. Xiao Mo had only come to repudiate his wife, and it was definitely enough to deal with Yin Shan. Now if the emissary of the Hall of Souls hidden in the Cloudlands sect was Rustling Eagle showing up, he would also have the power to fight. And at this time, quite a few people appeared around the Yunlan sect. They all came from hearing the gossip. Rumor, Xiao Mo, of the Xiao family, is coming to repudiate Nalan Yanran, the young sect leader of the Yunlan sect. When this matter came out, the entire sacred city was abuzz. It was just that it hadn't yet spread within the Yunlan sect. But everyone in the holy city knew that Xiao Mo was coming to repudiate his wife, and they all found a good spot in order to eat their melon. Only, the Cloudlands sect's power was well known to them. And this person, did he really dare to do so? This one is the young sect master of the Yunlan sect. If he lost his reputation, it would be equivalent to making the Cloud Lantern sect lose face. Who is spreading wildness over my Yunlan sect? An angry shout rang out as an elder and disciple came one after the other. Only, when they saw the few people in front of them, they were startled. I don't know what the seniors have come to my Yunlan sect for. This elder immediately changed his polite demeanor. Xiao Mo stood with his arms folded and looked at the old man coldly. Let Nalan Yanran roll out. The old man repudiates his wife. When these words came out, this elder was shocked. Repudiate his wife? This is a big deal. Elder, wait a moment. I'll go inform the patriarch. This elder had only just left when he ran into Patriarch Yun who had come out of the sect. What's going on? Yun said uncertainly. The elder trembled and said, Patriarch, that senior said that he would come to our Yunlan sect to repudiate his wife. Repudiation? Yun frowned slightly and looked toward Xiao Mo who was hanging in the air. Xiao Mo did not allow Queen Medusa and the others to appear, but instead came to the sky above Yunlan sect by himself. Yun flew into midair and confronted Xiao Mo and the others. Xiao Mo looked at Yun and in his heart, he already guessed that this person should be Nalan Yanran's teacher. Yun, you are Xiao Mo? As soon as Yun's words left her mouth, she sized him up, but she couldn't see the depths in the slightest, but instead, she was looked at by the other party, and it was all solid. Xiao Mo gave him the feeling that he was dangerous. Is this still crap? Huma. Yun shook her head as soon as she thought of this. Both she and Huma had looked away. But this person was so young and had reached such a high realm? It amazed her. And at that moment, the elders of the Cloudlands sect also flew in one after another. They were only at the Do Wang realm, as if they were ants. Sovereign, what's going on? They were in seclusion and rushed over when they heard something happen outside. Yun shook her head, not really wanting to bring up the matter. Seeing this, Yunling could only turn his gaze to Xiao Mo. He flew over and smiled. I wonder what all the powerhouses are doing here in my Yunlan sect. Xiao Mo's figure flashed and instantly arrived in front of Yunling, slapping the other party in the face. In an instant, Yunling's entire body flew backwards, spitting out blood. Holy, this guy actually made a move against Yunlan sect Grand Elder Yunling. The crowd exclaimed. Before, they wouldn't even dare to think about it, but the teenager really did it. Yunling was the Grand Elder of the Yunlan sect. He represented the face of the Yunlan sect. This slap was like a slap in the face of the Cloud Lantern sect. Grand Elder. The crowd of the sect looked at Xiao Mo angrily when they saw Yunling being beaten. Elder Yunling. Yun did not expect them to be so forceful, coming up and making a move on Yunling. I'll say it again. Hurry up and call out Nalan Yanran. Otherwise don't blame me for destroying Yunlan sect. Xiao Mo stood in the air and released his words. In the next moment, His mighty pressure immediately swept across the entire clan, and even the people around him were affected. At this time, Yun stood out and drank at Xiao Mo. As the sect leader of the Yunlan sect, I will never allow anyone to humiliate the Yunlan sect in such a manner. She instantly summoned her long sword, which flashed with a murderous aura and pointed directly at Xiao Mo in the sky. Shomer looked at her. You think you can stop me? I would like to give it a try. Yunyan's eyes were firm. Yunlan's sect was her home. Even if she wasn't the sect leader, she still had to guard the sect. Xiao Mo said, since you make swords, then I happen to have a sword as well. If you can take 3 of my swords, I will release Yunlan's own. Come. Although Yun knew that Xiao Mo's cultivation was heavenly, all glimmers of life would never be given up. At this moment, the green Luan sword appeared in Xiao Mo's hand, and at this moment, sword intent appeared around him. The bright moon. In the sky, Xiao Mo raised the green Luan sword, and with just a thought, a bright moon appeared in the sky above, while all around, it seemed as if it had darkened. Only that white moon seemed to be the most terrifying existence between this heaven and earth. Chop! Xiao Mo's brewing ended, and that round of white moon swept in with the long sword line down. A terrifying aura. Yun raised her head, the long sword in her hand blossomed with a cold aura, and she drank delicately with it. Wind pull, fall and kill. But in front of the full moon sword technique, Yunyan's sword was too weak. The sword blade of the moon instantly broke through Yunyan's attack and turned to chop down, sending her flying out. Put! Yun spat and half-kneeled on the ground, the palm holding the sword trembling more than once. Sovereign! When the crowd saw this scene, they revealed horrified looks. Their sovereign, lost, and the ones who were most shocked were none other than the surrounding crowd watching the battle. This was the Yunlan sect patriarch, with the cultivation of a Do Huang, and actually, he was defeated by a sword just like that. What exactly is his cultivation level? Patriarch Yun is not even an opponent. The eyes of the crowd were filled with horror. One must know that Yunyan's strength was already at the top of the pyramid in the Gamma Empire, but, still defeated by a single move. Queen Medusa and the others stood in the crowd and looked on. Without Xiao Mo's command, they would not make a move. I don't know what this person is thinking. What a pity. Violet watched to see what was going on. Xiao Mo stood with his sword and looked at Yun. There is still the second sword. Yun stood up and wiped the bloodstains at the corner of her mouth, her face pale, looking at Xiao Mo above her. Teacher, don't! Nalan Yanran rushed out at this time and came to Yunyan's side. The others knew that Yun was not Xiao Mo's opponent, but no one stepped forward when Xiao Mo was making his move. Even those sect elders remained silent. Yun saw the tears in Nalan Yan's eyes and couldn't help but smile miserably. Xiao Mo, if you want to kill or die, come at me. Nalan Yanran stopped in front of Yun and looked up. Xiao Mo said indifferently, it was originally aimed at you, so there's no need to say such righteous words. Chapter 13. Your student is still 2 swords short of me. Are you going to help her take it? Brothers, the last chapter has a slight change. Queen Medusa and other strong people did not appear, but in the dark. Search for this article's debut, enter her Jinruta. Text. Nalan Yanran lightly bit her red lips as she looked straight at Xiao Mo with shock in her eyes. She was in a bit of disbelief. Was this really Xiao Mo? That punk? How can it be? Xiao Mo looked at Nalan Yanran coldly and said, I said that I would come to Yunlan sect and repudiate you in front of everyone. Nalan Yanran clenched her fists. Why? Why does he have such cultivation? She said indignantly, you had such cultivation in the first place. Why did you hide it and let others think you were a waste of space? Was it fun? It's not your turn to tell me what to do. Xiao Mo looked at her coldly. If I were in this level of cultivation today, you wouldn't have withdrawn from the marriage, would you? Having heard what said, Nalan Yanran fell silent. That's right, for Nalan Yanran's other half couldn't be a waste. What's more, she was the young patriarch of the Yunlan sect, the future successor of the Yunlan sect. I, Xiao Mo, can't look at people like you at all. Xiao Mo took out a copy of the letter of repudiation and looked at Nalan Yanran at the bottom. A copy of today's letter of repudiation. On behalf of the Xiao family, on behalf of myself, from now on, you and I will have no more relations. Me, Shomer, in front of everyone. You, are you not convinced? Xiao Mo's dozong qi pressed away, and those present with low cultivation instantly felt breathless. His voice resounded through the heavens and earth like an invisible force, causing the crowd to tremble. I didn't expect that the Yunlan sect would also have a day where they were pecked by an eagle, and such a good son-in-law was just not wanted. Someone couldn't help but sigh. If Xiao Mo became the son-in-law of the Yunlan sect, it could be imagined that the status of the Yunlan sect would definitely rise. However, it's all gone up in smoke. You can't serve. This sentence has always appeared in Nalan Yanran's mind. At the moment, she was very helpless. Yun looked at Nalan Yanran, heartache in her eyes. After all, this matter was agreed by her. There is her responsibility. Your Excellency, You're making such a fuss about the Yunlan sect. Do you really think our Yunlan sect is easy to bully? Yunling had already been seriously injured, but for the sake of the Yunlan sect's face, he had to face Xiao Mo. Yun was trying to ask Yunling not to offend Xiao Mo. This matter, after all, was caused by them, but this was the face of the Yunlan sect. How could Yunling disregard it? And he just felt that Xiao Mo was strong. They still have the old man. Yunling said angrily, "It's fine for you to repudiate your wife, but if you are so reckless in the Yunlan sect, how will my Yunlan sect gain a foothold in the Gamma Empire in the future? Today, we must be given an explanation." Xiao Mo was just one person, while he was facing the entire Yunlan sect. If this went on, wouldn't any cat or dog be able to come and step on the Cloudlan sect? Account? Xiao Mo's figure flickered and arrived in front of Yunling. Yunling was shocked. The slap he had just received was still fresh in his mind. Xiao Mo slapped out. "This is the explanation I'll give you." Yunling flew backwards once again. "Grand Elder." The crowd went over to help Yunling up. This time he couldn't even stand up. "Even if your previous patriarch comes, I will still fight," Xiao Mo said in a breathless voice. Yunling coughed out a mouthful of blood. "Do you really think my Yunlan sect has no one?" Only to see that he leapt into midair and suddenly droned coldly. Now that the Cloudlan sect is in trouble, Cloudlan sect's Grand Elder, Yunling, implores the old ancestor to come out of the gate. As his voice resounded throughout the Yunlan sect, everyone, one after another, looked at him in surprise. "Old ancestor? Which one? It can't be the previous patriarch Wunshan, right? I heard that he didn't die in seclusion?" "That's just what I heard. Who knows if it's true?" However, within the Yunlan sect, the only one who could be more powerful than Yun was the previous patriarch. The sound echoed through the valley, and no one knew if Yunshan was still alive. However, in the next moment, the space suddenly shook at the back of the Cloudland sect's mountain, and a figure was stepping into the air. Xiao Mo looked into the distance and already guessed that it was Yunshan who had come out. But so what? "Yunling, if you summon me this time without a satisfactory explanation, you know what the consequences will be." The man with a cold demeanor glanced at Yunling. Yunling respectfully said, "Old ancestor, not only has this person swept our Yunlan sect off its face, but he also made a big statement about wanting to destroy the Yunlan sect. Even the patriarch was no match for him, which is why Yunling summoned the old ancestor and asked him to punish him." Upon hearing this, Yunshan's eyes revealed a cold aura. He didn't expect that someone would dare to challenge the majesty of the Yunlan sect in the Gamma Empire. Looking for death. Only, when Yunshan couldn't see through Xiao Mo, he fell into deep thought. The previous patriarch, Yunshan. Yun is your student, right? She still has 2 swords left to catch. You might as well help her catch them? When Xiao Mo said that, all the gazes of the crowd looked at Yunshan. And now, the aura that Yunshan displayed was unknown how many times more powerful than before. Especially the old men present. They had all experienced the period of Yunshan's rule in the Gamma Empire. "Since you want to play, then I will play with you." Since Yunshan had already come out, in front of everyone, of course he couldn't back down. What's more, with the help of the Hall of Souls, he had already managed to advance to Dozone. He remembered that no Dozone had yet appeared among the Gamma Empire, and he was the first Dozone. Xiao Mo laughed. "Your student has already received one of my swords. Next is the second sword." He erected the green Huang sword in front of himself, and in the next moment, a vast bright moon appeared diagonally above him. The bright moon, shine on me. The second stance of the full moon sword technique. This sword gathered the might of the moonlight, as if the entire space was going to be torn apart. Xiao Mo chopped out. Yunshan on the opposite side was shocked. He completely did not expect Xiao Mo's sword art to reach this level of attainment. He dared not take it lightly. Fighting skills, all out. Great wind hand seal, wind's pull, meteor killing, wind break annihilation gang. Yunshan's fighting techniques were out in full force, wanting to block Xiao Mo's attack. But even so, that moonlight Xiao was as powerful as a bamboo, obliterating all of his fighting techniques in an instant. Again, Yunshan gritted his teeth as his doqi surged and grew. Great compassion tearing wind hand. But even so, he was still chopped off by the sword of moonlight and couldn't help but spit out blood as he stabilized himself. Yunshan can't even stop this teenager. The crowd was shocked. However, it could be imagined that this teenager's strength was definitely not weak, even stronger than Yunshan. Someone was astonished. Our Gamma Empire? When did such a powerful character appear? Queen Medusa and Hai Bodong and the others looked at Xiao Mo in the sky above, and they realized how strong their opponent was. He won't be a Dozong, will he? Hai Bodong asked as he looked at Xiao Zi in shock. Little Violet nodded. The Dozong that broke through not long ago. Hai Bodong was directly messed up. Who would have thought that this teenager was not only a Dozong, but also a 6th grade pill refiner? That's something that, when you say it, people might not necessarily believe. Chapter 14 Heavenly Flame 3 Xian Transformations, Powerful Battle Against 4-Star Dozong. Xiao Mo hung in midair with a majestic aura as he stared at Yun Shan across the room. Patriarch Yun Shan, there is another sword coming up next, and it is also my most powerful sword. Are you ready? At that, Yun Shan's whole body panicked. Just now that sword almost took half of his life. Search this article first, E8E8ZW. Where would he dare to take the second sword? Someone. Form a formation. Yun Shan knew that he couldn't fight, so he had to use external forces. At this time, the elders and disciples of the Yunlan sect flew into midair and joined Yun Shan in fighting against Xiao Mo. Teacher. At this time, Yun came in front of Yun Shan. Let me talk to him about this matter. Is it okay? Yun, as the sect leader of Yunlan sect, now that others have hit the sect, you are still like this. You really disappoint me too much. Yun Shan said coldly. But this matter, Yun did not want to make a big deal out of it, which would not be beneficial to Yunlan sect. Alright, stop it. As long as there's a formation. So what if he's better than me? Yun Shan firmly said. Yun wanted to say something, but in the end, she could only sigh. When Xiao Mo saw that Yun Shan wanted to use the formation to deal with him, the corner of his mouth was slightly raised. Since you called out, I won't hide. Come out. As soon as these words came out, Xiao Zi, Queen Medusa, and Haibo Dong flew out and came behind Xiao Mo. 3 Do Huangs. The crowd was once again shocked. Even, some people looked at Queen Medusa and Haibo Dong with a very familiar look. Yun Shan frowned when he saw Queen Medusa and the others appear. There was even a peak Do Huang. Queen Medusa, Yun Shan said as he also saw an old acquaintance. Haibo Dong. Hearing this name, the hearts of the people present were startled. It was that Haibo Dong who had become the Ice Emperor. Didn't he disappear? I think there's a Queen Medusa? If it isn't the queen of the serpent people of the Tagore Desert. At this moment, countless people looked at Xiao Mo in midair with even more shock and curiosity in their hearts. These two could be strong people, yet they were willing to follow him, so it could be imagined that this person had powerful means. Yun Shan, take my sword, or we can go together. Make your own choice, Xiao Mo said. Yun Shan clenched his fists. As a strong man of the Gamma Empire, where had he received this kind of anger? Only, in this situation before him, even with the addition of everyone from the Cloudlon sect, he was afraid that he would not be an opponent. Deception is too much. Yun Shan gritted his teeth, a wave of anger that instantly swept out. This next sword of mine is called Full Moon Chop. As Xiao Mo's words fell, a round of white moon suddenly appeared behind him, bright and dazzling, permeated with a cold killing intent. Chop! He swung out his sword, and the green Luan sword erupted with a mournful sound as the sword of the full moon chopped down steeply. Sound and fury. The whole space shattered. Yun Shan looked surprised and could not help but take a step back. At this moment, he was not capable of blocking this sword. No way. This sword, it was too strong. However, Xiao Mo had already chopped his way in, and if he didn't have a backhand, there would only be one outcome in the moment. That's death. Yun Shan anxiously said, how long are you waiting for? If I die, who will work for you in the future? The crowd was surprised and didn't know who Yun Shan was talking to, but Xiao Mo knew who he was calling out to. Ruffed Eagle. It was a 4-star dozone. Soon, a black smoke suddenly came to Yun Shan's side from far away. He was dressed in black, but his face was not visible, but the aura on his body was bizarre and inscrutable, only to see him flinging the black scepter in his hand. A terrifying fighting aura erupted as it bloomed with light. In an instant, Xiao Mo's sword instantly crumbled, and the momentum from earlier receded as if it was a wave. Yun Shan, you really will bring me trouble. Rustling Eagle glanced at Yun Shan with his afterglow. Protector Washizu, I had no choice but to call you out. Yun Shan continued, you don't want to find someone to work with again either, do you? Rustling Eagle coldly glanced at him without speaking, but instead sized up Xiao Mo in front of him. For an opponent to have such a cultivation level at such an age, he was definitely not from the Gamma Empire. Otherwise, the Gamma Empire wouldn't be the strongest, just a Do Huang powerhouse. As for Dozong Yun Shan, it was still him who had reached the Dozong realm with one hand. Kid, I can forget about what happened between you and the Cloudlon sect, but how about this matter is over? Rustling Eagle could tell that Xiao Mo was only a 2-star dozone, but he was a 4-star dozone, and when they fought, naturally he would have the upper hand. It was only that Xiao Mo had reached this realm at such an age, and there was probably a great power behind him. Otherwise, how could a person, at such an age, become a dozone powerhouse? He was someone who had seen the world, and if he came across a big power, even if he was from the Soul Temple, the other party would not necessarily give him face. It's fine, but I'll take the Yunlan sect's patriarch. What do you think? Xiao Mo laughed. At those words, Yun Shan's entire body was trembling in anger. If the Yunlan sect's patriarch became the other party's person, wouldn't their Yunlan sect lose face then? Yun Shan said with bitterness at the corners of his mouth. Protector Rui, I've done so much for you dutifully, even if I don't have any credit, I still have bitterness. He could see that Rustling Eagle was hesitating, but in this situation, if the Yunlan sect lost its patriarch again, how would it be able to gain a foothold in the Gamma Empire? And it would also become the laughingstock of the entire Gamma Empire. Little friend, this request of yours is a bit too much. Rustling Eagle shook his head. If he won't give it, I can grab it myself. Xiao Mo laughed. What's more, what does the Gamma Empire's Yunlan sect have to do with your soul palace? The moment these words came out, everyone present looked at the Rustling Eagle protector. The others may not know, but some of them do know about the Soul Temple. This organization specializes in collecting people's souls, and although they don't know why the Hall of Souls collects souls, everyone dies at some point. If they were suddenly targeted by the Hall of Souls after they died, it would be a terrifying thing. Therefore, the people of the entire Dochi continent did not have a favorable opinion of the Hall of Souls. And since Yunlan sect's Yunshan had dealings with the Hall of Souls, it was definitely to help the Hall of Souls collect souls. Thus, the Cloud Lantern sect was aiding and abetting the evil. Yunshan didn't expect Xiao Mo to know about the Soul Temple and to break this matter in public. Protector Washizu, this person cannot be kept. Yunshan persuaded. Shut up. The Rustling Eagle protector was distracted, but Xiao Mo knew that the Soul Palace was frank and calm. Apparently there was no fear of the Hall of Souls. Rustling Eagle was a bit skeptical that Xiao Mo had strong people following him around. The Gamma Empire was too small in the entire Dochi continent, and even if he was a 4-star Dozong, when he went outside, he still wasn't enough to look at. Xiao Mo was not afraid of the Rushing Eagle. After all, he possessed the Heavenly Flame Triple Shin transformation, which allowed him to elevate his realm, and with a heavenly ranked fighting technique. In comparison, it was definitely him who had the upper hand. Since I won't give it, then I can only rob it the hard way. Xiao Mo had the Heavenly Flame Triple Shin transformation to not be afraid at all. Seeing Xiao Mo so confident, Rushing Eagle Protector was even more cautious. He had already revealed his 4-star Dozong strength, and the other party didn't even bring any fear? Heavenly Flame Triple Shin transformation. The first change, Xiao Mo activated the Heavenly Flame Triple Shin transformation, and his own cultivation level increased from a 2-star Dozong to a 3-star Dozong. But he has 2 more changes. P.S. Have some recommendations to see what you all are made of. Chapter 15. The Soul Temple Emissary has defected. Yunyun's heart is cold, only to see that Xiao Mo executed the second variation of the Heavenly Flame 3 Shin transformations, and his realm was elevated to a 4-star Dozong. Search for this article first, open it Dakaida. Just as the crowd was shocked, he didn't stop and once again executed the third variation of the Heavenly Flame 3 Shin transformations. Under the gaze of the crowd, Xiao Mo's realm changed again and came to the 5-star Dozong. Because Xiao Mo only had one type of foreign fire, so the strength growth was not obvious. But enough. The opposite Rustling Eagle Protector was shocked. This kind of secret method to raise cultivation was basically few and far between. What's more, Xiao Mo had also raised multiple realms with these secret techniques. Take my 3 moves. If you can take them all, I will sell your Soul Palace face. Xiao Mo knew that the Yunlan sect only had one strong person in the Rash Eagle Protector, so there was no need to hide it. As for offending the Soul Palace, or the Soul Clan behind it, so what? Time is what he's made of. In the eyes of the Hall of Souls, he, a Dozong, was like a mole cricket in front of them and wouldn't care at all. As for what the Soul Palace had done, Xiao Mo didn't think anything of it. This was a world of the weak and the strong anyway. People are strong and can do anything. Unless, of course, you have the capital to resist. When Yin Shan saw this scene, his entire body was astonished. How could there be such a heaven-defying secret method? Before, he felt that Xiao Mo could kill him with a single sword. But now, the more the other party's strength made him impervious. When the Rustling Eagle Protector saw this, he was also trembling in his heart. How could such a powerful secret method appear in the hands of a person without any background? Even, it's also cultivated to such an extent. First move. Here it comes. Xiao Mo did not talk nonsense and killed head-on. He also wanted to test his strength. Seeing this, the Rustling Eagle Protector also greeted him and threw a punch against Xiao Mo, and the entire space shook. Shomer is steady as an old dog. The Rustling Eagle Protector retreated 100 feet. This is the second move. Xiao Mo shouted out a low cry that resounded throughout the entire heaven and earth. Ancient Fire Palm. For this palm, Xiao Mo did not mix the foreign fire, but used Xiao Zi's purple fire to execute it. The Rustling Eagle Protector's brow was slightly furrowed. He could detect the power of this fighting technique, but things had already come to a head, and he didn't have any way to retreat. Morojin. He exhaled black chi around his body. Even if he was hardened, he still had to block the blow. Purple flames blasted in, and the moon waves surged like waves, violently pressing towards the Rustling Eagle Protector. Come on. The rustling eagle protector was surrounded by black chi, emanating a strong sense of death as he tried to block the strike. But the Wangu fire palm was a heavenly ranked combat skill, and the one Xiao Mo had executed was still the great perfection Wangu fire palm. A fist blasted. Even if rushing eagle was a 4-star dozone, or if his death chi was powerful, he was still blown away by a punch. He spat out blood, covered his chest, and lost all will to fight. Rushing eagle. Yun Shan saw that rustling eagle was actually injured, which was not a good sign. The crowd watching the battle was shocked beyond belief. This Soul Temple messenger was injured? Xiao Mo remained unharmed. The rash guardian was seriously injured. This flame is not a mortal fire, and this fighting skill, even more so, is not a mortal item. The rustling eagle protector was even more determined to ascertain the conjecture in his heart. This person, definitely not simple. If he hadn't put up a fight, he would have died just now. Xiao Mo did not know that the rustling eagle protector was brainstorming. Instead he proceeded to the third move. This time he was going to use the foreign fire. The Vanguard Fire Palm could fuse flames together and, at the same time, increase the power of the Vanguard Fire Palm. Just as the rustling eagle protector saw the flames in Xiao Mo's hands, his eyes were horrified and a hint of fear arose in his heart. Fey Fire. The rustling eagle protector had already experienced the horror of that palm just now. If he were to receive this punch again, he would probably die here. Wait! The rustling eagle protector was scared. He no longer dared to receive Xiao Mo's third punch at this moment. Xiao Mo paused. Either retreat there, or take this move from me. Where would the rustling eagle protector dare to stay here? This guy was too terrifying. Every time he cast out something, it was something that other people wouldn't necessarily get in their lifetime. It's so enviable. Protector rushing eagle. You can't leave us behind. Yun Shan still wanted to persuade, but there was no way that Protector rushing eagle would care about him. Guardian Rush shook away the cloudy mountain. You guys settle your own matters. You dragged me along with you. Without even thinking about it, he opened a space in front of him and dove in without looking back. When the crowd saw this scene, they couldn't help but open their mouths, never expecting that the Soul Temple emissary would be beaten away. Not only did they not expect it, even Yun Shan and the others were the same. He knew the Soul Palace Protector's methods. However, in the face of the teenager in front of him, he actually fell away and fled, even disregarding his feelings. It could be imagined how powerful the person in front of him was, making the Soul Palace Protector so scornful that he fled. Even if Yun Shan was stupid, it was impossible for him to go against Xiao Mo again. Yun, what's going on? Here's the thing. Yun then told the whole story of the matter. After Yun Shan knew, he glanced at Nailin Yanran, who had a tremor in her heart and lowered her head, not daring to look directly at her. There's still one last move. Your Yunlan sect's Soul Temple emissary ran away, so you'll be the one to take this move. Xiao Mo looked towards Yun Shan on the opposite side. Yun Shan panicked and hurriedly said, "Hold on. We are at fault for this matter. We from Yunlan sect can make amends to you." Xiao Mo laughed. "You didn't sound like this just now. It seems like you even said you wanted to kill me?" Yun Shan's heart thumped. He did want Rushing Eagle to kill Xiao Mo before, but it didn't work. I didn't expect this matter to be so misunderstood. It's my problem. Yun Shan immediately grabbed Yun Ling over. "It is this man who has offended you, and you can dispose of him as you wish, old ancestor." Yun Ling didn't expect Yun Shan to just hand him over. Teacher, Yun, as the head of a clan, it was her fault for not protecting the clan, but seeing Yun Shan handing over the Grand Elder in order to get the other party to forgive her, she didn't seem to recognize her teacher. "It depends on your sincerity." Xiao Mo looked at him meaningfully. Upon hearing this, Yun Shan killed Yun Ling without the slightest hesitation, and his body fell down from mid-air. When the surrounding crowd saw this, they couldn't help but sigh at Yun Shan's ruthlessness, being able to treat his own beloved one so ruthlessly. It's okay, right? Yun Shan knew how powerful Xiao Mo was, otherwise, he wouldn't have done such a thing. "What I said doesn't work." Xiao Mo scanned the crowd around him and said, "You colluded with the Hall of Souls and brutalized the living beings of our Gamma Empire. Ask them, can they forgive you?" When these words came out, the surrounding crowd looked at each other in disbelief. None of them knew how long Yun Shan had been colluding with the Hall of Souls, but it was surprising to conspire with the Hall of Souls, and had definitely done a lot of dirty things. "Don't you want Yun? It can be given to you." Yun Shan grabbed Yun over. "As long as you leave me alone." Yun looked at her teacher, completely not expecting the scene at this moment to happen. Her heart went cold. Chapter 16. Anything you ask me to do. I must prepare a few outfits. After all, Yun Shan was her teacher, and he knew her well. Search for this article first, E8E8ZW. Yun looked at Xiao Mo. She was willing to make a sacrifice for her teacher. "Teacher, this is the last thing I'll do for you, as a way for me to repay you for your knowledge and training." Yun Shan did not care. "As you can see, my student agreed." There was silence in the room. Who would have thought that previously being one of the strongest men in the Gamma Empire, he would now be in this state? In fact, I don't have any enmity with your Yunlan sect. Today I am just here to repudiate my wife, Xiao Mo slowly said, only to see that Yun Shan immediately grabbed Narayan Yin as well. As long as you say a word, I will kill her. At this moment, Nalan Yenran was grabbed by Yun Shan's neck, and she was defenseless in front of the dozone. You're still not desperate. Xiao Mo couldn't help but laugh. Teacher, no. Yun wanted to persuade Yun Shan, but she was shaken away by the other party's doqi. If it weren't for you guys, would the Yunlan sect be in this state? Yun Shan said coldly. Yun shook her head. Yan is innocent. The fault for this lies with me. Yun Shan, you are truly bewitched. You think I will let you go if you kill Nalan Yenran? Xiao Mo had only come over to put on a show, but he didn't expect Yun Shan to go completely crazy. Perhaps he doesn't want to die, does he? Yun Shan let go of Nalan Yenran. You still refuse to let me go. The moment you started killing me, we are enemies. Xiao Mo killed out. Yun Shan's heart was shaken, and he hurriedly fled to a short distance away. Rushing Eagle was not an opponent, and he was even less so. Only, with a flash of Xiao Mo's figure, he had blocked Yun Shan's path. Yun followed closely behind. Please, don't kill my teacher. I'll do whatever you want me to do. I won't kill him. Xiao Mo looked at Yun Shan. I will only waste him. Yun Shan had been relieved, but when he heard the words that followed, he might as well just kill him. He had come from hard cultivation, but in the end it was all in vain. This feeling, he did not want to taste it. However, Xiao Mo was not giving him a choice, but rather helping him to make a choice. His figure charged across the room, and with the strength of an 8-star dozone, he blasted out with a punch. Yun Shan gazed away, facing such an imposing punch. His entire body looked like it had lost all its strength. With a bang, Xiao Mo threw a punch at the most critical location, and Yun Shan's cultivation continued to disappear. Yun Shan slowly fell from midair, but no one was there to help, because they all knew that Yun Shan had gone crazy. Yunling was loyal to Yunlan sect, but still ended up like this. The whole Yunlan sect heart scattered. Teacher. Although Yun felt that Yun Shan had changed, the name of master and disciple was still there, and she could not ignore her teacher. Yun Shan looked at the sky. He had lived a long life, but he did not expect that he would end up like this. Yun, could it be that I am, indeed, wrong? Yun Shan said slowly. Teacher, Yu Shun Ti, join forces with the Hall of Souls. Yun wanted to speak, but still did not finish. The Soul Palace was infamous, and the Yunlan sect would definitely not be able to wash away these disgraces in the future if they stuck with it. Yun Shan looked at her. Yun, is it okay to give teacher a ride? Teacher. Yun instantly burst into tears. Yun Shan then said, now that I'm in this state, I might as well die. Can you fulfill the teacher? This is the last wish of the teacher. Teacher. Yun couldn't help but close her eyes as she looked at the person who had trained her to become a strong person and the head of a clan. Yunlan sect, I'm counting on you. Yun Shan's words fell as he broke off and died. In the sky above the Yunlan sect, Xiao Mo and the others hung in midair and just watched. That guy deserved to die. Violet clasped her hands to her chest. Hai Bodong was very emotional, not realizing that the person he fought with back then is now dead, and to die at the hands of a teenager. Nowadays, the Gamma Empire is no longer the time for them old-timers. Hai Bodong looked at Xiao Mo's back. He always felt that this teenager was excessively strong and terrifying. Neither their cultivation nor their fighting skills were something they could look up to. At this time, Yun suddenly had someone bring down Yun Shan's corpse and then came in front of Xiao Mo. I will do what I promised you, but please give me time. I want to deal with my teacher's bones first. Shomer nodded. The Yunlan sect is innocent. I hope you let the Yunlan sect go, and I will comply with whatever you ask me to do afterward. Yun left after saying that, and when Yafei in the crowd saw this, she suddenly felt a sense of crisis. Yun was the Yunlan sect leader. The looks don't speak for themselves. Moreover, the other party was a Do Huang powerhouse. What about her? Nothing. Not even at the helm of the Miter family right now. No, I must go back and research some more clothes, or I'm afraid I won't even have a place. Yuffie mused. Now that Xiao Mo was surrounded by more and more beautiful women, she was afraid that if she didn't work hard, she wouldn't even be able to get in line. Go home. Xiao Mo not only tried his strength today, but he also had a good time. This trip was not a loss. Violet and Queen Medusa and the others were close behind, and they came over as if they had done nothing. No way. Shomer is too strong. Nalan Yenran looked at the disappearing back of Xiao Mo and the others. She lightly bit her red lips, not knowing what she was thinking. Back to the holy city. In the Mithril family, Fujiyama also returned to the hall and allowed a warm reception. Taishan Elder, Fujiyama didn't know how happy he was to see Haibo Don regain his cultivation. Ye Fei has already told me, and thanks to Senior's care for her, the Miter family is grateful. Xiao Mo always felt a little uncomfortable when he looked at this old guy calling him a young senior. He glanced at Hyperion, who nodded. Haibo Don said, I think Ye Fei's ability is quite good. The family can pay attention to it. Of course, Fujiyama faced several strong men in front of him, and his pressure increased. I'll give her the takeover of the Mithril auction house and do everything I can to train her. Now that Hyperion was back, it was a great joy for the Miter family, and Fujiyama could see that Haibo Don was on Yuffie's side, so of course he would make a trade-off. You guys talk, I'm going to the royal family of the Gamma Empire. Xiao Mo stood up and looked at Queen Medusa and Xiao Zi. You two follow along. What about me? Hyperion asked. You stay here. You're a two-star Do Huang. You can't help much. Xiao Mo dropped a sentence and left. Hyperion was silent. This is too much to look down on. In mid-air, Violet clasped her hands to her chest and asked, what are we doing in the Gamma Empire's royal family? Doesn't the serpent tribe want a territory? Of course it's going to go to the Gamma royal family. Xiao Mo replied. Queen Medusa was slightly stunned, not realizing that Xiao Mo had gone over there for the sake of their snake people tribe. Thank you. Queen Medusa spoke softly. The wind is too big. What did you just say? Xiao Mo asked with a smile. Thank you. Queen Medusa's voice increased a few notches. So good. Xiao Mo laughed loudly and his figure disappeared into the sky. Chapter 17, Coming to the Gamma Empire's Royal Family. You're quite knowledgeable. Gamma's Royal Family. Search for this article's premiere, enter Herjin Ruta. After Gargantuan Heaven and Princess Young Knight returned back, they couldn't calm down for a long time about the previous battle. Great-grandfather, what do you think? Princess Young Knight asked. Gargantuan shook his head and said, never would I have expected that our Gamma Empire would come to have such a powerful figure. A Do-Zone-level powerhouse was not something that one of their Gamma Empires could deal with. What's more, there were a few Do Huang powerhouses beside the other party. Any one of them could give them a headache for the Gamma royal family. Great-granddaughter, what do you think of that teenager? Gargantuan laughed. Princess Young Knight's cheeks blushed slightly. Great-grandfather, why are you asking this question? You've grown up too, and I want a better future for you. Gargantua said. Princess Young Knight said, I want to stay with my great-grandfather all the time. Gargantua continued, how can you stay with your great-grandfather all the time? You've grown up and should have your own choices. At this time, a henchman suddenly came outside and slowly said, Elder Gar, I have investigated the matter you asked me to investigate. What's that guy's status? I heard that it was the object of the marriage with Nalan Yenran, the third son of the Shao family of Yuten City. Shao Mo. The Shao family of Yuten City? Gargantuan frowned slightly. Such a strong person could appear in a small mountain village? He was a little incredulous. Are you sure you didn't ask the wrong question? Garrett confirmed. Very sure. He continued. I also sent someone to the Nalan family to ask about the situation, and the people from their family said that this is indeed the case. Gargantua nodded and told the man to stand down. The Shao family of Yuten City. Garrett pondered. And at that moment, 3 terrifying auras suddenly came, and Gargantuan frowned slightly as he looked toward the doorway. The 3 honored guests have descended. I wonder what their business is. Gargantuan stood up, only to see Xiao Mo's trio walk in. Jia Jinshin, right? Xiao Mo saw the other party's Do Huang cultivation, so it was obviously Jia Jintian. Exactly. Gargantuan smiled and said, I wonder if your excellency has come to my Gamma royal family and has a use for us? Guessed right. Xiao Mo found a seat and sat down, signaling Queen Medusa and Violet to sit together. This one next to me is Queen Medusa of the Tegel Desert Serpent People tribe. You should have heard of her, right? Xiao Mo looked towards Gatling Tian who didn't dare to sit down. I've heard that. That would be good. Xiao Mo casually poured a cup of tea. Move some land for the Snake People tribe and let them live in the territory of the human race. But, Gargantua said, slightly, wanting to speak, I will restrain my people and will not cause you any trouble. Queen Medusa spoke blandly. Gadgetian looked at Xiao Mo. He knew in his heart that if he didn't agree, the Gamma royal family would most likely change hands. After all, the other party was a dozone. It was an existence they couldn't afford to mess with. Have you thought about it? Give me the answer when you've thought about it. Xiao Mo smiled faintly, but Gargantuan was shocked in his heart when he saw it. Already thought of it. Gargantuan immediately said, I'll have someone do it right now, so that the snake people can settle down. Xiao Mo nodded his head in satisfaction. Those who know the time are the best. Your Excellency, I'll just go prepare drinks for you. How about staying tonight? Gargantuan laughed. It's okay. After Xiao Mo said that, he glanced at the nearby princess of the young knight, and the other party threw in a bright smile. She wore a 3-dimensional battle armor woven in black, white, silver, and gold. wrapping her delicate figure, and the energy patterns flowing from her shoulder armor were hidden under the ethereal light. The angular jawline and deep V-neckline outlined cold lines, and the heterochromatic pupils glowed with starlight in the dark. There's a sense of the general's direct vision. As the sky gradually darkened, Xiao Mo sat down with Gargantuan and the others to drink, and Princess Young Knight changed into civilian clothes to pour wine next to Xiao Mo. Xiao Mo looked at it and his heart shook. He didn't expect Princess Young Knight to look so good in a different set of clothes. Princess Xiaoyu wore an indigo blue jacket adorned with gilt cloud patterns, and the entwined peonies perched at the neckline glistened with jewels. Crow-green long hair pulled into a moon-pouring bun. Diagonally inserted gilt step rock and ear pearl tassels reflect each other. Before, it was the general's sense of directness, but now it has that feeling of a great lady. Xiao Zi skimmed her lips, seeing Xiao Mo's face full of smiles. Her heart was very unhappy. No more food. Violet didn't want to stay here anymore and simply left. Xiao Mo, I want to go back and have them make preparations. Queen Medusa also continued. Go go go. After Xiao Mo let Queen Medusa leave, only 3 people were left at that moment. Your Excellency, what do you think of my great-granddaughter? Gargantua laughed. Xiao Mo nodded. It's a good thing it doesn't look like you, or it would be ruined. Gargantuan laughed dumbly. Your Excellency, don't joke with me. Princess Young Knight, on the other hand, covered her mouth with a smile. Is Your Excellency married? Gargantuan asked directly. Not yet. Xiao Mo smiled. There was originally a marriage, but as you can see, Gargantua didn't reply and looked at Xiao Mo as he drank to himself. If Your Excellency takes a fancy to my great-granddaughter, the old man is willing to betroth my great-granddaughter to you. It depends on whether your great-granddaughter is willing or not. Xiao Mo laughed. After all, a strongly twisted melon is not sweet. Young Knight, you speak. Princess Young Knight stepped out. My daughter is willing to follow your son. And Your Excellency? I don't really care. As soon as Xiao Mo's words fell, Gargantuan was very sensible and walked out of the room. Xiao Mo was very young, even if he was only a dozone now. But what about later? What's more, someone who even Ice Emperor Hai Bo Dong followed could be wrong? Gargantua felt that as long as he seized this opportunity, he would be able to keep his position in the Gamma Empire. Therefore, this is the best option. After Gargantuan left, only Xiao Mo and Princess Young Knight remained in the room. Xiao Mo wrapped his arms around her and sat on his lap, a burst of fragrance that immediately hit his face. I remember that Princess Young Knight is a female warrior, and I didn't realize that there was such an aroma on her body. Xiao Mo narrowed his eyes and laughed. Although I like battlefields, I'm also a woman, so naturally I also like women's things. Princess Young Knight was a bit shy. After all, this kind of thing was his first time. As a princess of the Gamma Empire, she knew what she had to take on, and Xiao Mo was definitely the best choice. Princess Young Knight did not expect Xiao Mo to give her anything. She only hoped that the Gamma Empire would always be the biggest imperial family. That's enough. Let's go. Take you to play something new. Xiao Mo picked up Princess Young Knight in his arms. Play what? Princess Young Knight asked with reddened cheeks. You'll find out later. Chapter 18, You've worked hard to make pills. Let's take a break. Sunrise. Search this article's first post, rewarded Jiangliiba. Xiao Mo had only just returned from the Gamma Empire's royal family, on the 19th day of repudiation. Congratulations to the host for obtaining a transformation pill. It's the transformation pill again. Xiao Mo was about to greet Xiao Zi when he returned to the Mitre family, but the other party treated him as if he didn't see him. Violet? Violet didn't respond. I have a transformation Dan here. Do you want it? Xiao Mo said. At those words, Violet ran back and held out her palm. If you lie to me, I'll bite you to death. How could I possibly lie to you? Xiao Mo took out the transformation pill. Am I that kind of person? Xiao Zi's eyes suddenly lit up when she saw that it was really a transformation Dan. Take it to your sister. Let her transform into her form first, then cultivate our human techniques, Xiao Mo said. Good. Xiao Zi nodded heavily. The thing she cared about the most was her sister, but she didn't expect Xiao Mo to get the transformation dance so quickly. I've said this before, so I'll definitely do what I promised you. Xiao Mo laughed. Hearing that, the anger in Violet's heart slowly subsided. Go find Vivian. Instead of following along, Xiao Mo found Hai Bo Dong. Hai Bo Dong was helping Yafei with something as he walked over. Have you found all the ingredients for the potion? It took quite a bit to find all the required materials already. Hai Bo Dong replied. Give me the materials. I'll go help your sword refine a recovery elixir. After getting the materials, Xiao Mo chose a room and started refining the pills, trying to refine them quickly. He wouldn't stay in the Gamma Empire for too long and would definitely leave when the time came. After all, his goal was the foreign fire. Xiao Mo knew the original, so he knew where there was a foreign fire. For example, Han Feng had the foreign fire he needed on him, as well as Canaan Academy. After he finished the matter at hand, he would head to Canaan Academy and get these 2 foreign flames. After all, with his 3-star Do Zong strength, in the Blackhorn domain, he could completely walk sideways. No one can stop him at all. Afterward, Xiao Mo entered the state of alchemy, and after some refining, he finally succeeded in refining the elixir. Just then, Yuffie's voice came to mind outside. My lord, I suddenly smelled the aroma of the elixir outside. Is it that the elixir has been successfully refined? Come in. When Xiao Mo's words fell, he saw concubine Yu walking in wearing a cheongsam. Not to mention, the cheongsam has a different cloudy flavor. Seeing that your excellency is working hard, I have specially prepared some food for you, concubine Yu said with a smile. Have a heart, then I'll eat something first, Xiao Mo said, holding Yafei on the table and started eating. Yunlan sect. Because of this change, there were many people in the Cloud Lantern sect who already wanted to leave. Yun didn't stop them either and allowed them to leave the Cloudlan sect. And all this time, she'd been thinking about one thing, had she, and her teacher, done wrong? But the person is gone. It's useless to think too much. Nalan Yanran lost her previous arrogance and instantly became much more composed. Teachers, Yan, you're not to blame for this, it's all fate. Yun did not believe in fate before, but after experiencing this, she already believed in her heart. After my teacher's funeral is over, I will be at his disposal, and at that time, the Yunlan sect can only be handed over to you. Teacher, Nalan Yanran wanted to say. Yun sighed. It's just that you don't want to be the young sect leader. I can still disband the Cloudlan sect. She didn't know what would happen to her. The Yunlan sect had made too many enemies. If she died along with them, who would bring Nalan Yanran? And who would be able to defend Yunlan sect without the shelter of a Do Huang powerhouse? Nalan Yanran hugged Yun and couldn't help but leave behind tears. 7 days have come and gone. Xiao Mo personally went up to the Yunlan sect, and during this period of time, she had also received quite a few rewards, such as there were also pills used for devouring foreign flames. On the 20th day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for gaining a 4-star Dozone cultivation. On the 21st day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining the 5th grade elixir Blood Lotus Dan. On the 22nd day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining a transformation pill. On the 23rd day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining the 6th grade elixir Earth Spirit pill. On the 24th day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining Mid-Spirit Realm Soul Power. Xiao Mo was satisfied and quickly found Yun and Nalan Yanran. Kill me if you want to, don't kill my teacher. I can use my life for my teacher's life. Nalan Yanran stopped in front of Yun. When did I say that I would kill your teacher? Xiao Mo threw Nalan Yanran to the side. Yun was relieved to see that Nalan Yan was fine. You did say before that you are willing to do whatever I ask you to do, Xiao Mo said. Yun nodded. Give me a kiss first. Although Xiao Mo knew that a strongly twisted melon was not sweet, he did not like sweet melons, but rather crunchy melons. At those words, Yun fell silent. You're shameless. Nalan Yanran cursed angrily. Xiao Mo asked back. What I do is none of your business. Do you want me to kill your teacher? Nalan Yanran was silent. Yun, you don't want anything to happen to Yunlan sect either, right? Xiao Mo laughed. Moreover, as long as Yunlan sect has my shelter, no one will dare to touch it. As for how to choose, it's up to you. What's more, Patriarch Wen shouldn't be someone who goes back on his word, right? I won't go back on my word. Yun slowly walked over and kissed Xiao Mo on the cheek. I hope you don't slip up. Of course I won't. Xiao Mo smiled at her. In the future, I will be the one to cover the Cloudlan sect. He looked at Nalan Yanran. In the future, when you see me, see my master Gong. Don't be rude. Nalan Yanran exploded with anger. However, due to Xiao Mo's powerful strength, she could only recognize it, and Xiao Mo just wanted to see Nalan Yanran's current expression. He had been looking forward to it for a long time. Mind blown. Didn't expect that, did you? From a fiancé, to your master's father-in-law. You'll leave with me when the time comes and we'll go to the Blackhorn domain together. Xiao Mo urged Yun. Got it. As for the Cloudlan sect, I will ask Hai Bo Dong to help look after it, and the others won't dare to look for trouble, Xiao Mo said. Thanks a lot. Yun didn't know how to get along with Xiao Mo. After all, there was some karma between them. After that, Xiao Mo announced that Yunlan sect would become his power, and the Gamma Empire powerhouses immediately dismissed the idea of dealing with Yunlan sect. And during this time, Queen Medusa had arranged for the serpent people to step into human territory. After arranging everything, Xiao Mo didn't want to wait any longer and prepared to go to the Blackhorn domain tomorrow. Before leaving again, Xiao Mo went to patronize Princess Younger Knight and Princess Ya, each dropping seeds. On the second day, Xiao Mo brought along 5 women, namely Xiao Zi, Queen Medusa, Xiao Wei, Yun, and Xing Scale. If they didn't know that Xiao Mo was going to the Blackhorn domain, Everyone else would have thought that Xiao Mo was taking a beautiful woman on an outing. Xiao Mo doesn't have to cultivate, so naturally he has to bring the eye candy along with him, and sometimes he can even help out. Why not? Chapter 19 Deal with Pill Dust. 6th grade pill refiner Feng. The Blackhorn domain was a chaotic zone, where there was no order, and as long as one had the strength, one could do anything. Why is there another person? Xiao Zi looked at Xiao Mo without any good humor. The crowd was hilarious. Xiao Mo replied casually while admiring the white legs in front of him as if he had entered a footbath. Vivian was chatting with Cyan Scale, not caring about this side of the situation. She was quite a cute loli after she transformed into her form, the adorable kind. Brother Xiao Mo, is there any way to remove the snake scales from Qing Scale's body? Xiao Wei came over and asked softly. I'll see what I can do. Shomer nodded. Brother Xiao Mo, you're too good. Xiao Wei gave Xiao Mo a kiss on the cheek. Time flies. They were all strong Do Huangs, flying quite fast, and with the fastest speed, they finally arrived at the Blackhorn domain. 25 days of repudiation. Congratulations to the host for obtaining 10 million gold coins. 26 days of repudiation. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the peak of the 4-star Do Zone. 27 days of repudiation. Congratulations to the host on obtaining the ability of a 7th grade alchemist. 28 days of repudiation. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the method of fusing foreign flames. 29 days of repudiation. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the heavenly rank advanced technique, 9 Spectre Sky Pupil Devouring Spirit technique. Xiao Mo could not help but be stunned when he saw the reward for the 29th day. Heavenly rank advanced. This was the highest rank technique he had ever seen. Unfortunately, he already has the burning technique. Of course, it didn't look as if it was something he practiced either. Qing Scale, come here. Xiao Mo watched as Vivian pulled Qing Liao's small hand and walked over to him. Young Master Xiao Mo, you're looking for Qing Scale. Is there anything you want? This technique is for you. Xiao Wei, you take Qing Scale and cultivate. Xiao Mo admonished. Leave it to me. Vivian nodded her head and began to look at the technique with her. Little Violet was a little curious, and just by going over and taking a look, she knew that this technique was extraordinary. What's the need for such a rush? Let's rush over here in a hurry. Xiao Zi and the others were tired. Time is money. Xiao Mo smiled, and right under his feet, a group of people were fighting. We've arrived at the Blackhorn domain. What are we going to do next? Violet asked with her hands clasped over her chest. Xiao Mo commanded. You guys help me to spy on a man named Feng and tell me his whereabouts when you know them. The 3 Violets nodded. At that time, we will gather at Black Emperor City. After Xiao Mo finished speaking, the 3 Xiao Zi people left. With their strength, although they were not at the top in the Blackhorn domain, their safety would basically not be a problem. Xiao Mo brought Xiao Wei and Qing Scale to the Black Emperor City very quickly, which was the territory of a sect called the Black Emperor Sect. The appearance of Vivian and Cyan Scale drew a lot of stares. If they hadn't detected Xiao Mo's powerful aura, I'm afraid that someone would already have thoughts about them. Buy whatever you guys fancy. Today, Mr. Xiao is paying for it. Xiao Mo stroked the 2's little heads and laughed. Thank you brother Xiao Mo. Afterward, Xiao Mo led them through quite a few medicine stores and bought quite a few materials needed for refining pills. After finding a restaurant, Xiao Mo opened a few rooms and waited for news from the 3. When he saw the nascent ring on his hand, he then remembered that he seemed to have sealed pill dust before. He hastily unsealed it. Old man, I'm sorry, I forgot about you for a while. Xiao Mo smiled sarcastically. Pill dust drilled out of the nascent sphere and landed in front of Xiao Mo. Your cultivation? When pill dust detected Xiao Mo's Dozong aura, his tone was shocked. Dozong, you actually became a Dozong. How is this possible? Pill dust, in a sound of shock, began to self-doubt. This kid, wasn't he only a 9-star dosher before? That was because he had hidden his cultivation before, which was why Pill Dust thought that he was a fighter. Xiao Mo laughed. Old man, don't be so shocked. Let's have a good chat about you sucking my dochi. Pill Dust was silent for a long time before speaking. How do we talk? Didn't I promise to help you find a physical body before? Xiao Mo crossed his legs. Seeing as you used to be some kind of big shot, let's have a chat. Subsequently, Pill Dust told him about himself. Although Xiao Mo also knew about it, what he learned from Pill Dust was more careful. That's quite a coincidence. I happen to be interested in your student's foreign fire. Xiao Mo stroked his chin and revealed a smile. Pill Dust was uncertain. Let's make a deal. Xiao Mo slowly stood up and said, I'll help you find a physical body and then help you take revenge. But after that, you have to join us. Join you? Pill Dust frowned slightly. Xiao Mo stood with his arms folded. I definitely want to form my own forces, so you should know what I mean. One had to know that Pill Dust was previously a 9-turn Do Zun level powerhouse, and one step further would be a Do Shang. What's more, the other party was also an 8th grade alchemist, or even a 9th grade, which was definitely a great help to him. You can take your time to think about it. I'll give you enough time to consider it. Xiao Mo was not in a hurry. Anyway, he could not refine or obtain the bone-melting blood pill yet. In honor of that, I'll start with a generous gift to meet you and your former student. Pill Dust was silent, but in his heart, he remembered what happened before. That was his student. And yet, he did such a thing. LOL. On the 30th day of repudiation. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the heavenly intermediate fighting technique, Fist of the Heavens, automatically cultivated to the great perfection. On the 31st day of repudiation. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Bow of the Shooting Sun. The heavenly rank intermediate fighting technique was the highest grade among the fighting techniques that Xiao Mo had obtained. As for the Shooting Sun Bow, when he took it out, he was almost shocked by the mighty power of the Shooting Sun Bow. It was a good thing that he was a Do Zone. If he was at the Do Huang realm, I was afraid that he would have suffered a great loss just now. With this Bow of Shooting Sun, it's completely possible to kill over the level. Xiao Mo still had palpitations for the Bow of Shooting Sun at this moment. Just then, little Violet's voice came from outside. Master, we've found Han Feng. Xiao Mo revealed a smile. Finally finding Han Feng. Let's go meet this Han Feng for a while. Afterward, Xiao Mo and the others flew all the way with Xiao Zi and soon arrived at Han Feng's residence. Although Han Feng had a lot of places to stay, he could only ask some of the strongest people who could definitely know his movements. After all, he was a pill refiner, and many people wanted to ask him for medicine. So naturally, some people had seen him. Under the search of the three Xiao Zi, they really did let them find Han Feng. At this moment, inside a compound, Han Feng was drinking tea in the stop while an old man was sitting next to him. The old man pushed a wooden box in front of Han Feng. Grandmaster Han, this is a small token of my appreciation. The old man's pills will depend on Grandmaster Han. Han Feng opened the box and saw a bright light before his eyes. Putting it into his nascent sack, I'll give you your pills soon. Thank you, Master Han. The old man got up and was about to leave when, not far away, several silhouettes suddenly came. Chapter 20, I'm very interested in your foreign fire. Who are you people? Don't you know that this is Master Han's residence? How dare you barge in? The old man shouted angrily. The people who came were none other than Xiao Mo and the others. Xiao Zi looked at the old man. A Do Wang also dares to be reckless. Not wanting to bull asterisk. She went over and punched it, sending it flying. Han Feng frowned. He had a big reputation in the Blackhorn domain and basically no one dared to mess with him, but the few people in front of him didn't seem to put him in their eyes. Little Violet pointed at Han Feng and said, Master, this fellow is Han Feng. Xiao Mo nodded and then released the medicinal dust. When Han Feng was surprised, he only saw Pill Dust's figure emerge, and he was shocked in his eyes, never expecting Pill Dust to be alive. Teachers, I'm not your teacher, Pill Dust said with a cold face. Han Feng looked at Xiao Mo and the others, and he could tell from their aura that there were quite a few Do Huang powerhouses among them, and at the moment, he was alone. Teacher, it was the student who was wrong in the first place, but the student couldn't do anything about it. It was someone who threatened me, Han Feng explained. However, Pill Dust did not pay any attention. Xiao Mo smiled with his hands clasping his chest. I'll give you the time for one elixir. You can go and call as many people as you have now. Han Feng was slightly stunned, but he could tell that the other party was here for him. It was just that in this situation right now, if he didn't save himself, he would probably be in danger. With that, Han Feng immediately sent a message to those who wanted to befriend him before, and even some who wanted to beg him for alchemy. At this time, Xiao Mo didn't bother with Han Feng on the opposite side of the room, but instead took out the Dan furnace and then began his own alchemy. After Han Feng finished his notice, his gaze fell on Xiao Mo and the nice Dan furnace. Even his own Dan furnace could not compare to the Dao Heavenly Cauldron in front of Xiao Mo. If I kill him, this Dan furnace is mine, Han Feng thought in his heart while looking at Pill Dust on the opposite side. He hadn't expected at all that Pill Dust had been dead for such a long time, yet it suddenly appeared today, giving him a great surprise. His burning technique happened to be incomplete. If he captured this old guy, he could definitely ask for the other half of the burning technique. Little by little, time passed, and soon, a Do Huang powerhouse answered the call. The first to arrive was a woman wearing an antique yellow cheongsam that emphasized her proud figure to the fullest. Su Mei, where are the others? Han Feng asked as he looked at the demonic woman. They are all in the back. As Su Mei of the Rakshasa sect was speaking, several silhouettes, too, arrived here one after another. Respectively, they are the old devil ghost of the Devil Inferno Valley, the old man of the Earth Inferno sect Zan, the Yuan E of the Department of 8 Scallops, the sect leader of the Blood sect, Fan Consumption, as well as the two old men of gold and silver. There were also some strong Do Wangs. After the crowd arrived here, they looked at Xiao Mo, who was refining pills, as well as Queen Medusa and the others in confusion. No way. Queen Medusa and the others were so dazzling that they couldn't even think of not looking at them. However, under the pressure of their Do Huangs, many Do Huang powerhouses were so shocked that they hastily withdrew their gazes. A strong Do Huang, and it's still 3. They never expected that there were 3 Do Huang powerhouses among them. This person is refining some kind of elixir. It seems like it's about to come out. Someone was surprised. Right at this moment, Xiao Mo finally succeeded in refining the elixir, and with a casual lift of his hand, the lid of the elixir suddenly lifted. An aroma of Dan spread out, and the crowd's hearts and minds were stirred, as if their eyes were looking forward to it. Soon after, Xiao Mo casually sucked in his hand, and a 7th grade life returning pill landed in his hand. That's the life returning pill. Yuan Yi was not only the master of the 8th sect, but also the boss behind the Black Seal auction. Such a potion, she had seen it before, and the fragrance of the Dan is exactly the same as its sect master Yuan. Are you sure this is a 7th grade life returning pill? Someone looked at Yuan Yi with confirmation and asked, what haven't I seen before? This is the 7th grade life returning pill, Yuan Yi said with great certainty, and at that moment, a dark cloud cover appeared overhead, and there was lightning flashing in the cloud. Dan thunder. At this moment, everyone knew that this was definitely a 7th grade elixir. It was because only 7th grade pills could have Dan Lei appear. A mere Dan Lei. Xiao Mo snorted coldly and allowed the Dan thunder to fall. When the silver lightning fell, he just let out a cold cry, then slapped out his palm, the great seal of mountains and rivers. Boom! The silver thunder exploded. But then, another dense thunderbolt fell like a downpour. Ancient fire palm. Full moon sword technique. Xiao Mo offered them one after the other, and the green Luan sword let out a long sound as it killed the heavenly thunder. Thunder rolled, but even though the lightning was terrifying, it still didn't hurt the elixir by half. And the elixir has been made. Xiao Mo grabbed the elixir and threw it to Yuan Yi on the opposite side, who was startled, but after taking a closer look, he was even more certain. The crowd looked over. Everyone had an excited look. This was a 7th grade life returning pill. Return to life pill. As long as one's head is not directly chopped off or one's heart is directly shattered, then this pill can save one's life. One could imagine how precious this life returning pill was to them. In the shock of this elixir, they seemed to have forgotten what they had come for. You are a 7th grade pill refiner. Yuan Yi looked at Xiao Mo in shock. Surprisingly, such a young 7th grade pill refiner. The crowd was shocked. Not only them, Han Feng's face was extremely pale at the moment, but he didn't expect that Xiao Mo had prepared this hand. 7th grade alchemist. A realm he hadn't reached even after cultivating hard for so long. And Pill Dust beside him was also very shocked. Not only was this guy a Do Zone powerhouse, he was also a 7th grade pill refiner? Right now he was nothing but shocked. 7th grade pill refining master. Yuan Yi respectfully clasped his fists. For a while, the others followed suit, not daring to be disrespectful. Xiao Mo looked at Han Feng, only to see that the other party was as uncomfortable as if he had eaten. Little Dusty, what do you say? How to deal with this rebellious disciple of yours? Xiao Mo looked at Pill Dust on the side. Adversary? The crowd was puzzled, but they quickly caught the difference in Xiao Mo's gaze. It's Han Feng. The crowd looked in unison, only to see Han Feng clenching his fists, his back teeth on the verge of crunching. I said that I would prepare a great gift for you, and what you have in front of you is the great gift I prepared for you. Xiao Mo wanted to see what Pill Dust wanted to do. Pill Dust sighed long and hard. After so many years had passed, sometimes it felt like it might have been the creation of the world, but when he really had to face it, it was as if his heart was no longer as hateful as before, but his heart was clear. As you wish. Pill Dust stood with his arms folded, not speaking again. Teacher, I know I'm wrong. It's me who shouldn't have done that. Teacher, please give me another chance, Han Feng said with a sincere face. Upon hearing this, the crowd was further shocked that the spirit in front of them was actually Han Feng's teacher. You rebellious disciple, you still want your teacher to give you a chance. If it weren't for you, would little Dusty be like this? With great speed, Xiao Mo blasted Han Feng with a punch to the face. With a bang, Han Feng instantly flew backwards, knocking down an area and collapsing it. Seeing this scene, Yuan Yi and the others were even more shocked. This speed, even they could not possibly react. One must know that Han Feng was not only a peak 6th grade pill refiner, but also a peak Do Huang powerhouse. However, just one punch caused Han Feng to receive a heavy blow. From the fact that they had just forcefully defeated Dan Lei, they knew that Xiao Mo's strength was, well, terrifying. Cough cough. Han Feng coughed heavily twice and spat out a mouthful of blood. Frozen did not expect Xiao Mo to have this kind of strength. He, a peak Do Huang, was actually knocked down by a single punch. It was conceivable that the other party's realm was definitely above him, and that the other party, most likely, was a Dozong powerhouse. How is that possible? One so young, a Dozong? Help me stop him. and I'll help you guys refine pills for free in the future. Han Feng roared at Su Mei and the others. Only, they were all sophisticated people, so when they saw this scene, how could they still help Han Feng? Xiao Mo had 3 Do Huang powerhouses by his side, not to mention that with the other party's alchemy and strength at the moment, it was enough to make them not dare to offend. You have a foreign fire on you, right? I'm interested in your foreign fire. Xiao Mo's palm rested on Han Feng's shoulder between flashes of destruction. Chapter 21 Let you taste the taste of backstabbing. I'll remember this favor. Han Feng was shocked in his heart. He thought the other party was avenging pill dust, but he didn't realize it was for his foreign fire. Search for this article's premiere, enter her Jinruta. He possessed the foreign fire Sea Heart Flame, which was something that many people knew. Han Feng panicked. You can't kill me. Behind me is the Hall of Souls. They won't let you go. As a Do Huang and a 6th grade pill refiner, he had worked so hard for so long that he didn't want to die. Soul Palace? Xiao Mo recalled what had happened before, and it seemed like the rushing protector was Han Feng's backstage. Then you call him out. At those words, Han Feng took a step back. I've already informed him just now. He'll come over later. Then I'll wait a little longer so I can kill you. As soon as Xiao Mo's words fell, a figure filled with black chi walked out of a space door. It's none other than the Rash Guardian. When the rustling protector saw Xiao Mo, his expression stagnated. How come it's him again? Protector Washizu, save me! Han Feng cried out in alarm for help. The rustling protector was silent as he looked at Xiao Mo at the moment and felt that the other party's strength had gotten stronger again. Hello again. Xiao Mo waved his hand in greeting at the rustling protector. Seek your own fortune, the rustling protector said, and hurriedly fled back to the space gate again. Hi! Before, he was not Xiao Mo's opponent, not to mention now, the other party's strength had become stronger again. However, Han Feng was confused. You should know that the rustling protector was a Do Zone powerhouse. Seeing that this person had fled? Protector Rui! Han Feng shouted unwillingly, but Protector Rui had already disappeared. Xiao Mo looked at him indifferently. No one can save you. Han Feng once again took a step back, but a wave of pressure hit him, causing a sense of death to surge over him. He immediately begged for mercy. I can give you the Sea Heart Flame. Please don't kill me, and I'll do whatever you ask me to do in the future. I don't like being backstabbed. So, Xiao Mo grabbed Han Feng's neck and slowly lifted it up as the other man stared at him with wide eyes. But Xiao Mo didn't do anything about it and instead threw it to Su Mei and the others. Xiao Mo laughed. You had so many little dusters before. I'll let you have a taste of what it's like to be backstabbed as well. After saying that, he looked across the room at Su Mei and the others and said, if any of you can kill him, this life-returning pill will be his. Upon hearing this, the 2 old men of gold and silver were the first to take the lead. They didn't want to miss out on such an elixir. Han Feng was shocked. At this moment, he couldn't think of anything but the idea of living in his head. Seeing the 2 gold and silver elders make their move, the others were not willing to show weakness and killed Han Feng in midair just the same. I usually treat you guys well, and you treat me like this? Han Feng shouted angrily. You're not being mean to us? Someone laughed. Still trying to take advantage of us. Don't give him crap. Everyone make some effort and see who kills him first. Yuan Yi made a killing move. At the bottom, Pill Dust looked at everything that was happening in midair. He did not expect that his revenge would be so fast. He slowly turned around and looked at Xiao Mo, who was chatting with Xiao Zi, and a smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. Han Feng was surrounded by Yuan Yi and the others, and even if he was a peak Do Huang, he wouldn't be able to stand up to so many people putting up a fight. You guys go to hell! Han Feng roared, but everyone had a crushing card. He was a pill refiner. Unlike the others, killing his way through the Blackhorn domain, Han Feng was killed in midair by the 2 gold and silver elders. He was very upset, but he still couldn't change the ending. The others still wanted to grab the body, but the 2 old men, Jin Yin, were extremely fast and brought Han Feng's body to Xiao Mo. Lord Alchemist, we have already killed the person. Is it possible to give us the life-returning pill? The 2 gold and silver elders smiled. It's yours. When Xiao Mo's words fell, Yuan Yi reluctantly threw the life-returning pill to the gold and silver elders. Just then, the Sea Heart Flame and Han Feng's body tried to leave and instantly fled into the distance. The crowd wanted to make a move to stop them, but the Sea Heart Flame was too fast for them to catch up. However, in the next moment, Xiao Mo appeared in front of Hai Xian with the speed of thunder. Wanna go? Xiao Mo's large palm slammed down and grabbed the fleeing Hai Xian flame, bringing it back. The crowd all looked as if they couldn't see through Xiao Mo, with respect in their eyes, not daring to have a single evil thought. I'm short of manpower on my side. If you guys follow me, there will definitely be no shortage of benefits for you. Xiao Mo looked at them with the corners of his mouth slightly raised. The 2 elders of gold and silver hurriedly said, we are willing to follow your excellency. The others answered in turn. The benefits won't be small, such as like this, the Imperial Extreme Pill, and the Clan Breaking Pill. Xiao Mo took these 2 pills and threw them to Queen Medusa next to him. This was refined by him earlier, by concubine Toa, and by the materials he found in the Black Emperor city. Not because of anything else, it was because Queen Medusa was one of their own that she was allowed to break through the Do Zone. And he did it for show so that these people would willingly work for him. The crowd's eyes glittered with gold after seeing the Royal Extreme Pill and the Clan Breaking Pill, and they couldn't wait for them to be theirs. The Emperor's Ultimate Pill, which allows a Do Huang to break through from 1 to 2 stars. The Clan Breaking Pill, which increases the chances of breaking through the Do Zone. They were also all 6th grade elixirs. Master Pill Refiner, is there anything we can do? Sumei was the first to ask. If and when the need arises, I will naturally go and inform you, Xiao Mo said. Yes. Sumei couldn't help but cast a meaningful look towards Xiao Mo as she spoke. You guys leave first. The reason why Xiao Mo had taken them in was for the meteoric heart flame. He needed someone to make the meteorite heart flame go berserk. Otherwise, how was he going to get the meteorite heart flame? Although the system could also raise his cultivation level every day, it was ultimately obtained by chance, and if he got a foreign fire, he would be able to raise his cultivation level without relying on the system's probability problem. As long as he could devour the foreign fire, his cultivation would rise once again, perhaps even breaking through to a Do Zone. Refine the sea heart flame first. After all, Canaan Academy still has 2 peak Do Zones guarding it, Xiao Mo said. 1,000 woods, 100 blades. Together, the 2 were known as the 2 elders of the 1,100, the guardians of Canaan Academy. It only shows up when the academy is in a real crisis. Nowadays, if he was a 4-star Do Zone, plus the Heavenly Flame 3 Xian transformations, he could fight them. But after refining the Sea Heart Flame, I'm afraid it would be different. You guys guard this place, I'll go refine the Sea Heart Flame. As Xiao Mo spoke, he turned around and left. Xiao Zi looked at Queen Medusa and deliberately flirted. It seems that my master has taken a liking to you, and that's why he gave you such an expensive elixir. Why don't you just obey him directly? I'm going to be from him. Are you sure you won't be jealous? Queen Medusa wasn't willing to show weakness either. She had realized before that Xiao Zi cared about Xiao Mo. I'm not going to. Violet turned away from Queen Medusa with her arms folded over her chest. Queen Medusa looked at the 2 pills in her hand as she pondered, and after thinking about it, she lightly bit her red lips. I'll keep this favor. I'll definitely return it. She had been stuck at the peak of the Do Huang for so long, and with this elixir, she would be able to break through to Do Zone. Chapter 22 Cultivation Breakthrough Again. I have connections in Canaan Academy. After refining the Sea Heart Flame, which was even more powerful than the Green Lotus Earth Heart Flame, Xiao Mo's cultivation had a breakthrough. Search for this article's premiere. Enter Herjin Ruta. From a 4-star Do Zone, he had broken through to an 8-star Do Zone. Moreover, the burning skill had also been upgraded to the Earth rank Advanced. It really is a foreign fire that is a few rankings higher than the Green Lotus Earthly Heart Flame, and it has been elevated by a full 4 realms. Xiao Mo felt his own Do Chi getting stronger and stronger. If he added the Heavenly Flame 3 Xian transformations, I wonder if he could break through to the Do Zone realm. But at the very least, he was invincible under Do Zone. After the breakthrough, Xiao Mo came out when the 3 women's gazes sized him up and sought his aura, revealing a hint of surprise then regaining their composure. They're used to it. This guy, cultivating like drinking water, can surprise people every time he breaks through. Xiao Mo laughed. I accidentally broke through again. Pill Dust glanced at it and surprise appeared in his eyes. What you cultivate, could it be the burning skill? That's right, but the burning skill is not. Pill Dust wanted to speak. Little Dusty, don't think too much. Follow me in the future and do a good job. The benefits won't be short of you. Xiao Mo laughed. Before Pill Dust had recovered, he was also an experienced pill refiner, and there were some pills that were just right for him to refine, become a pure and simple hitman. Xiao Mo, on the other hand, was the boss, while those in front of him were his secretaries. What are you trying to do by pulling them together? Violet asked curiously. With Xiao Mo's cultivation, there was no need to use pills to pull them in, because there is also a foreign fire in Canaan Academy, and I need them to help me muddy the waters. Xiao Mo had a plan in his heart and had the 2 old men, Jin Yin and the others, attract the fire while he went to collect the foreign flames. Otherwise, with Canaan Academy's overall strength, it would still be somewhat difficult to obtain the foreign fire. Canaan Academy? Queen Medusa crossed her waist, revealing a piece of snow-white legs under her red dress. There are quite a few Do Zone powerhouses in Canaan Academy, and even, rumor has it that their dean is in existence that surpasses Do Zone. No harm done. Xiao Mo was familiar with the plot, so he concluded that Dean Meng Tian ruler was definitely not there. But it's impossible to devour a foreign flame in public, right? Xiao Zi asked rhetorically. You guys attract their attention, and when the time comes, I'll sneak into Canaan Academy and refine the foreign fire meteorite heart flame. That was Shomer's plan. Meteorite Heart Flame, the 14th ranked Foreign Fire? Yun Yun had also heard about Foreign Flames. Xiao Mo nodded. I have connections in Canaan Academy, so you guys can just join them when the time comes. Install the Canaan Academy crowd. Human connections? Xiao Zi and the three of them all looked at Xiao Mo in surprise. My cousin Xiao Yu is a student of Canaan Academy. Xiao Mo smiled faintly. The three were silent. After returning to the Black Emperor city, Xiao Mo and the others began to formulate a plan, which then unfolded. On the 32nd day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining the treasure. The Zhenhai Pearl. Zhenhai Pearl, it can hide one's cultivation and breath. Good stuff. Xiao Mo didn't expect the system to send charcoal and snow at this time, and then continued towards Canaan College. After a long time, Xiao Mo arrived at a town called Pingan, which was the entrance to Canaan Academy. He found the Canaan Academy guard in charge of Pingan town, told him his identity, and asked him to help call Xiao Yu out. Xiao Yu was also little known in the outer courtyard of Canaan Academy. After all, looks, too, were a woman's advantage. Wait here, I'll go tell senior sister Xiao Yu. After half a moment, the man came slowly with a tall woman in tow. This person was none other than Xiao Yu. She a moonlight white brocade robe lined with a slender waist, eyebrows like a painting, phoenix eyes contain a few points of cold, a head of black hair high beam, all show valiant and competent. Why are you here? Xiao Yu asked with some surprise. She knew about Xiao Mo. From a genius, turning into a waste in the blink of an eye. It's not a good feeling, is it? When he was small, besides Xiao Mo playing the best with Xiao Sunair, the second person who played the best was Xiao Yu. It's just that things are different now. Xiao Mo smiled smilingly, passing by this place. I wanted to come over to see my cousin. Aren't you in the Xiao family? Why did you run so far? Xiao Yu asked. Come out and practice. Xiao Mo joked. Could it be that cousin doesn't welcome me? No way. Xiao Yu vetoed and said. But if you want to enter Canaan Academy, I have to ask my mentor for permission before I can do so. It's okay, I can wait. After a while, Xiao Yu smiled and brought Xiao Mo into Canaan Academy. Mentor Wakabayashi said it's okay for you to come in and take a look around. You're so lucky. Today is Canaan Academy's inter-academy selection tournament. There's a good show to watch. Xiao Mo followed Xiao Yu and arrived at the competition venue together. But not for a moment. A number of targets threw themselves in unison and landed on Xiao Mo. Instructor Roland, this is my cousin Xiao Mo. Xiao Yu introduced. Tutor Roland has a graceful figure. A light green robe is light and airy. Her eyebrows are gentle and affectionate, and her soft hair hangs over her shoulders, exuding a friendly atmosphere. Come over and sit down. Tutor Roland smiled and looked curiously at Xiao Yu as she continued. What strength is your cousin? Why can't I see through it? My cousin? Xiao Yu does not want to talk about this matter. Otherwise it may hurt Xiao Mo's heart. Xiao Mo guffawed. Me? I'm currently at the peak of the 9-star Grand Dosher. 9-star Grand Duelist. Ruo Lin almost screamed out. Xiao Yu was also surprised. He was not cultivated before. Afterward, Xiao Mo erupted the dochi of a 9-star Grand Combat Master, and Roland and Xiao Yu looked at each other for a long time. Xiao Yu, why didn't you tell me that your family has such a talented young man? Roland looked at Xiao Yu with a puff of air. Xiao Yu smiled bitterly. What she knows is obviously not like this. Xiao Mo, are you interested in becoming a student of Canaan Academy? Roland felt that there was still a chance now. Xiao Mo knew that Tutor Roland definitely wanted him to enroll and participate in this inter-academy selection competition. Xiao Yu, quickly persuade, Tutor Roland said softly. Xiao Yu said with a straight face. Xiao Mo, in fact, Canaan Academy is quite suitable for cultivation. Aren't you out for training? Canaan Academy is a good choice. Xiao Mo didn't know where the inner courtyard of Canaan Academy was right now, so he could only enter the inner courtyard first. Originally, he had planned to enter quietly, but he didn't expect to come across the inner academy selection tournament, so he would start from here. What's more, he had the sea-suppressing pearl in place, so as long as he didn't reveal it, no one in Canaan Academy would be able to discover it. Since my cousin has said so, I'll join Canaan Academy. After Xiao Mo nodded his head, Instructor Roland immediately got up and left, rushing to find the elders of the outer courtyard. Xiao Mo, I remember that your cultivation is not. Xiao Yu was not good to mention this matter before, but it is different now. Xiao Mo replied, my cultivation has been restored. That's really great. Xiao Yu was still worried about Xiao Mo after hearing this, but now she was relieved. Cousin, are there any powerful people at your level? Xiao Yu nodded and introduced. This year, there are a total of 2 seeded players in this one. One is Senior Lin Xiuya, and the other is Senior Han Yu. Chapter 23, participating in the Inner Academy Selection Competition, sweeping away the Outer Academy's heavenly pride. Xiao Mo did not anticipate that the timeline of actually coming to Canaan Academy had collided with Lin Xiuya and Han Yu. Search for this article's premiere, enter her Jinruta, and in the original, these two are the best of Kanan Academy, and the future is the Academy's man of the hour. It's just a shame that they met themselves at this time. Just as the match was ready to begin, Mentor Wakabayashi hurriedly returned, suddenly relieved. Instructor Roland, can my cousin participate in the Inner Academy selection competition? Xiaoyu was hoping that Xiao Mo would be able to participate in the competition. It would be a kind of training for him no matter what. Xiao family is not easy to come out a genius-level character. She even and for the sake of the family, but also the same Xiao Mo can stand to the top. It's already done. Xiao Mo can be on the field by then. Tutor Roland replied after catching her breath. That's great. Hanyu looked at Xiao Mo excitedly. Cousin, go for it. Cousin is optimistic about you. Although he did not know how Xiao Mo's specific strength was, the cultivation level of a peak to dosher was enough to stand proudly against the crowd. After the preparations were made, the inner court auditions officially began, and many people had already gone up to the stage to fight against their teammates. Xiao Mo roamed around. His first opponent was a 2-star grand duelist, but couldn't withstand one of his punches and was eliminated. The crowd was shocked. Who is this man? How come I haven't seen him in the outer courtyard? Xiao Mo's move to defeat the enemy was too eye-catching for them to pay attention to. But soon, the attention was on the other two, the seeded players Lin Xiaoya and Hanyu. These two are just as thunderous. With crushing strength, he eliminated his opponent in almost no time. In this way, Xiao Mo's attention was much less. After all, they all knew that Lin Xiaoya and Hanyu were the protagonists this time. Only, Xiao Mo's second encounter was with a 4-star grand dosher. But nay, he was still instantly seconded by Xiao Mo. The crowd was surprised again. Tutor Roland and Xiaoyu, on the other hand, were sitting with a bemused look on their faces, but they were aware of Xiao Mo's strength. Tutor Roland, is Senior Lin also a peak to dosher? Xiaoyu suddenly. Instructor Roland nodded. Lin Xiaoya was already a peak to dosher a few months ago. Then the only one who can fight with cousin is probably Lin Xiaoya. Xiaoyu's hands were clenched tightly, nervously pinching out cold sweat. Tutor Roland comforted. Even if Xiao Mo isn't Lin Xiaoya's opponent, he can at least rank second. Also, Xiaoyu was happy for Xiao Mo while smiling bitterly. I, as a cousin, have been surpassed by my cousin. Soon, the third game began. Xiao Mo's opponent this time was a woman with black hair like a waterfall, decorated with white flowers in her hair, a clear face and bright eyes. She wore an ethereal blue and white and gold outfit that was as ethereal and elegant as it gets. The presiding tutor said, "Third match, Xiao Mo versus Lu Fei." Xiao Mo was slightly stunned. I didn't expect you to have Lu Fei in front of you. No wonder there are a few gestures. With a glance, he swept away and realized that the other party was actually still a peak 4-star grand dosher. It's your bad luck to run into me. Lu Fei waved her long whip and swiftly lashed towards Xiao Mo. The whip snapped, but it hit the air. Lu Fei was about to swing her whip again. However, Xiao Mo suddenly arrived in front of her, instantly startling her. Before that long whip could fall, it was clutched in Xiao Mo's hand. Are you going to admit defeat? Or am I going to destroy the flowers with a hot hand? Lu Fei's silver teeth clenched as she clutched the long whip in her hand vigorously. Let go. Xiao Mo smiled and let go of the long whip. Lu Fei almost didn't stand still, but she was able to stabilize herself in the end. You, Lu Fei pointed at Xiao Mo in a rage. If you don't admit defeat, I'm going to destroy the flowers with a hot hand. Xiao Mo warned again. I'm not afraid of you. Lu Fei had suffered a lot of aggravation. It was impossible to just admit defeat like this. However, Xiao Mo snatched away Lu Fei's long whip with an extremely fast stance and casually struck her buttocks with a whip. Hiss! Lu Fei cried out in shock, and her entire body sucked in a breath as a feeling of pain swept through her entire body. This person is so cruel. This whip is like hitting my heart. Someone's heart ached as they watched their goddess being beaten. Lu Fei was about to cry. She was a 4-star grand combat master. Why did she keep getting teased against him? I'll kill you. Lu Fei was furious and her figure sprinted out, wanting to snatch back her long whip. Only, Xiao Mo but another whip on Lu Fei's buttocks, causing it to stop in pain. Willow Fei was on the verge of tears. If you don't admit defeat, I will be impolite, Xiao Mo said. Lu Fei was filled with tears. She had been held up since she was a child and had never been so humiliated. But I don't know what's going on. There's something inexplicable about experiencing something like this for the first time. I won't admit defeat. Lu Fei continued to strike, and Xiao Mo eliminated her after a few combs. But for some reason, there seemed to be a hint of longing in Liu Fei's eyes, as if he still wanted to continue. Xiao Mo's mind moved and immediately thought of something. My god, Lu Fei is this kind of person? Lu Fei put down harsh words. Xiao Mo, you wait. If you humiliate me like this and enter the inner sect, my brother won't let you go. Xiao Mo was indifferent, waiting for the others to finish their matches and then proceeding to the third match. I don't know if it's just luck. This time the encounter was with Hanyu. one of the two seeds, Xiao Mo versus Hanyu. As soon as the host's words fell, a cheer immediately rang out from the audience. Most of them were Hanyu's supporters, and some of them were Lu Fei's supporters who wanted Hanyu to beat up Xiao Mo. Hanyu had long light purple gradient hair, tied into a high ponytail, with delicate three-dimensional features and calm eyes. She was dressed in a purple and blue gold-encrusted power suit, showing off her valor. How come I haven't seen you in the outer court before? Sister, I'm new here, Xiao Mo returned, once again sizing up the beautiful Hanyu in front of him, on the same level as Willow Fei. Hanyu uttered a guess in her heart. Your strength. It should be above me, right? Xiao Mo smiled without saying anything. Sister Hanyu is an 8-star Grand Combat Master, and to say that, this person's strength is above hers? The crowd was shocked. Afterward, Xiao Mo erupted with the strength of a peak 9-star Grand Dosher. Peak 9-star Grand Dosher. Many people who saw Xiao Mo's aura could not help but open their mouths wide. I want a battle. Hanyu did not admit defeat. If she had not met Xiao Mo, she would have challenged Lin Xiaoya. Come. Xiao Mo saw that Hanyu was brewing her own fighting technique while he was blithely calm. Range Moon Palm. Hanyu unleashed her Xian rank advanced fighting technique without reservation. A ray of light spilled down, meeting her delicate body and moving with the wind as her palm blasted towards Xiao Mo. Great Seal of Mountain and River. Xiao Mo came out obediently and slapped out his palm, and the intent of mountains and rivers shook out. Hanyu's palms blasted against each other, but in the next moment, her entire body flew out backwards as the terrifying palm intent came crashing down on her. Seeing this, many people revealed looks of surprise while seeing that the palm was about to pounce in front of Hanyu. When the tutors watching the battle were about to make a move, Xiao Mo blasted away the palm intent as fast as he could, wrapped his arms around Hanyu, and slowly fell from mid-air. Hanyu looked up at Xiao Mo, and for a moment, she was actually a bit shy. Senior sister, much offense. Xiao Mo released Hanyu. Hanyu shook her head. It's fine, it's because I'm not as skilled as I should be, and I have to thank you for saving me just now, or else I would have made a fool of myself. Xiao Mo smiled like a warm spring breeze. You have to be careful of Lin Xiaoya, he's also a peak dosher. I couldn't last more than 3 moves in his hands before. Thank you for the reminder. Senior sister. Xiao Mo cupped his fists in gratitude, only to see Hanyu leave the ring. And nowadays, the only outer courtyard disciple left was Lin Xiaoya. The mentor asked, Xiao Mo, do you want to take a break? No need. Upon hearing this, the tutor immediately let the last person, Lin Xiaoya, onto the stage. Hokage Xiao is a good tactician. His realm is about the same as mine, and his age, however, is quite a bit younger than me. Lin Xiaoya's fluttering playboy appearance landed in the ring. In time, he will definitely surpass us. Elder brother is flattered. Lin Xiaoya said with a straight face, I'm afraid I won't be able to catch that palm of school brother Zhao's, but I would like to give it a try. Since that's the case, then senior brother will take it. Xiao Mo didn't want to talk nonsense. It was best if he could hurry up and solve it. The Great Seal of the Mountain and River. This time, Xiao Mo didn't restrain himself. Lin Xiaoya was able to become the number 1 out there and obviously had quite a few means. Therefore, with this palm, he exerted the strength of a peak great dosher. Lin Xiaoya's face was grave. At the same time, I used my strongest fighting technique and urged my fighting chi to meet it. With a rumbling sound, he flew out backwards and fell hard against the wall. Not only was the Great Seal of the Mountain and River a high-level Earth-ranked fighting technique, but it was also a domain to great perfection fist intent. This blow, enough to defeat Lin Xiaoya. The crowd looked at Lin Xiaoya who slowly stood up from the ground, never expecting that this person in front of them would become a dark horse, defeating Lin Xiaoya with 1 move. The strength can be imagined how powerful. The referee tutor announced, the Inner Academy auditions, Xiao Mo wins. Next, you can go to the inner courtyard to fetch the meteorite heart flame. Xiao Mo's heart rejoiced. Chapter 24, A Childhood Friend and Childhood Friend. Welcoming the old students into the inner courtyard. The top 5 people in the Inner Academy auditions could all go to the Fighting Technique Pavilion to pick a fighting technique. Search for this article first, enter Herjin Ruta. Xiao Mo didn't need it because the fighting techniques from Kanan Academy were not as good as the ones he obtained from the system. Therefore, it doesn't matter whether you learn it or not, but it's still a walk in the park. After the inner courtyard selection, Xiao Mo followed Xiao Yu and tutor Ruo Lin to leave. They chose a nice place for Xiao Mo to stay before entering the inner courtyard. I'll leave you guys to catch up and leave first. Tutor Roland smiled and left the courtyard. Xiao Yu looked at Xiao Mo. His heart was mixed. Unknowingly, the other party had grown this much, and she, it seemed, was behind. Cousin, why do you look less than happy? Xiao Mo took out the bottle of pills. Xiao Yu was nice to her when she was a child, so nowadays, he had to pull Xiao Yu's leg as well. What is this? Xiao Yu looked at the jade bottle on the tabletop in surprise. These are all elixirs that are very suitable for your current cultivation level. I can't use them, so I'm giving them to you, Xiao Mo said atmospherically. These are all. Xiao Yu didn't even dare to accept these expensive pills for a moment when she saw them. What kind of relationship do we have? Cousin is still polite with me. Xiao Mo shoved the jade bottle into Han Yu's hands. Count Cousin is owing you a favor. Xiao Yu put away the jade bottle. Honestly, she needed these pills very much. Even though she was in Canaan Academy, it might take some effort to obtain as many pills as this. Still being so polite with me? Have you forgotten that when you were a child? You even said I was handsome and wanted me to join your family. Xiao Mo laughed. Xiao Yu's cheeks slightly reddened. Those were all words spoken when she was a child, not to be taken seriously. The words spoken when I was a child are the most innocent words, but I have always remembered them in my heart. Xiao Mo smiled slightly. Don't you have a marriage contract with Nalan Yanran? What engagement? I'm done with her. I'm the one who repudiated her. Xiao Mo gave a rough account of what happened, but didn't say anything about his trip to the Cloudlawn sect. So, Xiao Yu's face suddenly showed a smile. That is, her vision is not good. My cousin is so good. If other people's girls certainly cannot wait to make friends with you, what about cousin? I remember when cousin said she liked me. Xiao Mo borrowed the events of that year and joked. That was when I was a child and didn't know any better. That's why I said that. Xiao Yu said with flustered eyes. Could it be that cousin? Now, is not at all moved by me? At those words, Xiao Yu became even more nervous. When she was young, every time she got into trouble, it was Xiao Mo who excused her, so much so that she escaped chastisement. And that's why she expressed her liking to Xiao Mo when she was a child. But things have changed, and nowadays she may not be worthy. Cousin, you must be tired. You rest first. I'll see you next time. Xiao Yu ran away in a panic. To be honest, if it wasn't for Nalan Yanran backtracking, perhaps she and Xiao Mo could be considered childhood sweethearts. Of course, besides Xiao Yu, Xiao Mo's childhood friend, there was also Xiao Sun Air. Looking at Xiao Yu leaving, Xiao Mo was not in a hurry, but rather prepared to enter the fact of the inner courtyard. During their entry into the inner courtyard, they still had one more hurdle to break through, and only after they did so could they truly become students of the inner courtyard. On the 33rd day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining an increase in spiritual power to the late spirit realm. On the 34th day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining an elevation to the peak cultivation of a 9-star Do zone. On the 35th day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining 1 billion gold coins. On the 36th day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining the formula for the 7th grade sacred level Dan. Saint level Dan, it is the system based on the evolution of the Royal Extreme Dan, but there is no limit to take. After the Do Huang takes it, it can be raised by 3 stars or 4 stars. Under the Do Zun can take it, according to the medicinal power absorbed to get to raise the cultivation level. Xiao Mo had waited for a long time to obtain rewards during this time, and he didn't expect to end up with a Dan formula. He looked at the materials, although they were all extremely precious, but if he wanted to refine them, he could still be able to do so. What's more, he couldn't spend all the gold coins he had acquired now. Right at this moment, Xiao Mo got up and prepared to go forward together. They were heading to the inner courtyard today. He was also looking for the inner courtyard these days, only he couldn't find it at all, not knowing where it was hidden. Therefore, Xiao Mo could only bring them in through the people in the inner courtyard. Coming to the gathering place, there were a total of 20 people here, including him, who could enter the inner courtyard. Academic Brother Xiao. Han Yu was quite fond of Xiao Mo and greeted him. Senior Han Yu. Xiao Mo also walked in front of Han Yu, and the people just happened to be all together after he arrived. Follow me. An Xian as well as the 3 old men led them to jump onto the griffin beast. Xiao Mo and Han Yu together. At that moment, he seemed to notice that someone was watching him, and when he looked back, it was none other than Lu Fei. Liu Fei grunted coldly and got on the other griffin. Xiao Mo didn't care and only saw the griffin beast slowly fly up, quickly heading towards the deep forest. He knew that a fire energy hunt was waiting for them next. Not knowing how long they had been flying, the crowd finally arrived at their destination and landed in the middle of a dense forest. We'll send you here, the rest of the way is up to you. After Amber finished speaking, she left with the 3 old men. The crowd was confused and wondered why they had been left here. Little ones, are you confused? An old man slowly walked out and greeted them with a smile. Aren't we going to the inner courtyard? This isn't the inner courtyard, is it? Someone asked in confusion. The old man laughed. This is certainly not the inner courtyard, but this is the entrance for you to enter it. The crowd wondered. I don't want to explain too much. You will understand once you enter the inner courtyard. Elder Su distributed several wafers to the people in front of him. Your next task is to protect the wafers in your hands from being snatched by others. However, keep going. There is the gate into the inner courtyard. At these words, the crowd stood frozen and unmoved. There are already seniors waiting for you inside. This game of catch is about to begin. Protect the wafers and run away to your heart's content. When Elder Su's words fell, the crowd knew roughly what was going on and soon entered the middle of the dense forest. Did you guys understand? Hanyu looked at Xiao Mo and Lin Xiaoya. It should be that someone will snatch the wafer from our hands, and not only do we have to protect it, but we also have to defeat those people to reach the inner courtyard gate. Lin Xiaoya explained. That's it. Xiao Mo didn't want to stay for a moment. He was going to push straight across. He had come here for the fallen heart flame, and now that it was right in front of him, why wouldn't he be excited? Originally, Xiao Mo only had 3 people, but probably because they were stronger, quite a few people followed them. Even Willow Fei, for that matter, quite smart. Xiao Mo noticed Lu Fei, but just took a look and withdrew his gaze. Senior brother Xiao, are we going to rampage through like this? Their strength is definitely not low. Lin Xiaoya said. Han Yu nodded. I think Lin Xiaoya is right. They definitely know how strong we are and will also arrange for stronger people to come in and surround us. You guys just follow me. I'll take care of those people. Xiao Mo accelerated his speed by a few points. After Han Yu and Lin Xiaoya looked at each other, they hurriedly followed. Other than Xiao Mo, it was the 2 of them who were the strongest. If they lost Xiao Mo, their chances of winning were not great. Therefore, following Xiao Mo was the last resort. At least, if they encountered a Douling powerhouse, the 3 of them would not necessarily lose if they joined forces. However, it wasn't long before they encountered a group of older students, including a Douling powerhouse. Chapter 25, Queen Medusa advances to Do Zone. Meteoric heart flame explodes. Suddenly, the team of Douling powerhouses stopped in front of Xiao Mo and the others and said very arrogantly, "Take out your fire crystal cards, so that you don't have to suffer the pain of skin and flesh. Search for this article first, open it to Kaida." Lin Xiaoya and Han Yu looked at each other and their gazes fell on Xiao Mo, who had not stopped in front of them. Xiao Mo directly ignored it. Regardless of whether or not there was anyone in front of him, he charged across the street. I told you to stop, didn't you hear me? The fighting spirit powerhouse stepped forward, and a terrifying might erupted out. The corner of Xiao Mo's mouth slightly raised as he sprinted forward at an extremely fast speed while his palm formed a seal and fiercely blasted out. The great seal of the mountain and river. The Douling powerhouse's heart shook, and then he hastily blasted out a palm. Only, this mountain river great seal was simply not something he could follow, and these few people were instantly blown away. You guys, go grab the fire crystal cards on them. Xiao Mo immediately signaled Lin Xiaoya and Han Yu. The 2 men nodded their heads. Lu Fei, who was not far away, was slightly shocked in her heart when she saw this. This guy, he could even kill a Douling powerhouse in seconds? It's horrible. My brother is a 3-star Douling. It's not comparable to these 1-star Douling. He's definitely not my brother's opponent. Lu Fei secretly said in her heart. Xiao Mo and the others never stopped, constantly charging ahead, and basically every team of veterans that encountered them were all eliminated. Senior brother Xiao was too fierce. Lin Xiaoya had to admit that it hadn't been long since they had all arrived at the inner gate. And, at the moment, there is only one last contingent of older students. Yo. I didn't expect you guys to make it this far. Is Fan Meng such a waste? A broad-shouldered, thick-backed man with a tall and lanky figure laughed. Xiao Mo, however, ignored him and his figure did not stop, still quite anxious. Then let me. Before the burly man could finish his words, he saw that Xiao Mo had already arrived in front of him. The great seal of mountains and rivers, Kuewu like a broken kite flew out backwards. The players next to him were confused. Hurriedly, he stepped out of the way, and at that moment, the few people in charge of receiving Elder Su froze. In order to deal with Xiao Mo and Lin Xiaoya, they had specially arranged for 2 1-star Douling trainees. However, it seemed like they had underestimated this cadet named Xiao Mo. How long has it been? They then killed the entrance, and still with unstoppable momentum. Soon, Xiao Mo and the others arrived in front of Elder Su. Interesting. Elder Su looked at Xiao Mo with a smile. You are the fastest to arrive at the entrance out of all the freshmen in Canaan Academy. We passed the level? Some people were acting like they were dreaming. They followed Xiao Mo and they passed the level in no time? Lu Fei looked at Xiao Mo. She heard her brother say that the fire energy hunting tournament was difficult, but was it really difficult? Although she wasn't the one who played the lead, watching Xiao Mo cut through the water like a melon. These old students were too unhelpful. Elder Su said, you are now students of the inner courtyard. Follow me. After saying that, Xiao Mo and the others followed him into the inner courtyard of Canaan Academy. Finally, Xiao Mo had waited for so long, and now, the fallen heart flame was right in front of him. After entering the inner courtyard, Xiao Mo and the others were arranged for a place to stay, and at the same time, the 3 of them began to divide the spoils. Academic brother Xiao, thanks to you this time, or else we wouldn't have had it so easy. Lin Xiaoya gratefully said, if there is anything that can be useful to Mr. Lin in the future, school brother Xiao can always look for me. Xiao Mo nodded and Lin Xiaoya then left. Senior brother Xiao, can I pick the courtyard next to yours? Han Yu asked. Han senpai, feel free. Han Yu nodded with a smile. Her impression of Xiao Mo was quite good. The other party had stepped into the peak of the 9-star Grand Duelist at such an age, so one could imagine what he would accomplish in the future. If we're free, we'll get together again. Han Yu left with him. Xiao Mo stood with his arms crossed. It was time to send a message to Queen Medusa and the others. On the 37th day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining a Space Star Shuttle. Space Star Shuttle can travel through space at amazing speeds. After Xiao Mo roughly understood it, he put it into the middle of his nascent sacred ring. The Dozong realm was not yet able to rip through space and travel through it, and only when they reached Dozun could they truly rip through space and come and go as they pleased. But he's not far from it. Xiao Mo was at the peak of the 9-star Dozong cultivation at the moment, and one step further would be the Dozun realm, and after devouring the meteorite heart flame, one could definitely step out of this step and reach Dozun. The girls, they've arrived. Xiao Mo looked at the sky above and revealed a smile. Not far away, Queen Medusa and the others had already sought out this place, bringing with them none other than the two elders of gold and silver and the others. They had agreed to Xiao Mo's plan for the sake of the elixir, and weren't they just coming to Canaan Academy to make a mess? It's not easy. Su Qian's figure emerged. How dare you come to my Canaan Academy's inner courtyard? You guys have a lot of guts. At this time, Queen Medusa had already broken through to Dozone, and she was in front of the crowd, confronting Su Qian. Just as they were attracting the attention of Su Qian and the others, Xiao Mo had already arrived at the sky-burning Qi refining tower. It was just unfortunate to run into an old acquaintance, Xiao Mo. Seeing that Xiao Mo was also here, Lu Fei immediately looked at the majestic man next to her and said, "Brother, that's him." Upon hearing this, the majestic man looked at Xiao Mo with an unkind expression. "You're the one, bullying my sister? Get out of the way." Xiao Mo walked over indifferently. "A new student who dares to talk to me. An old student. Like that. I'm going to let you know what the rules of the inner academy are." Lu Qing clenched his fists and cackled. Noisy. Xiao Mo didn't want to talk nonsense, and with a casual punch, he blasted Lu Qing away, who violently spat out blood. "Brother!" Lu Fei completely didn't expect that even her brother wasn't an opponent, and that the other party had only used one move. She was shocked when she suddenly noticed her buttocks being slapped suddenly and hard. Hiss dash. Lu Fei turned her head to look at none other than Xiao Mo, who had brushed past her, the guy who had just patted her ass. It hurt so. Strange. Xiao Mo's back disappeared and he had already entered within the sky-burning Qi refining tower. Underneath the sky-burning refining tower, it is the place where the meteorite heart flame is kept. As long as he breaks the big formation, the meteorite heart flame is his. With his cultivation level as the peak of the 9-star Dozone, such a formation would not be able to stop him at all. Xiao Mo had long since obtained the earth spirit pill that devoured the meteorite heart flame, and now all that was missing was the meteorite heart flame. Entering the very bottom of the sky-burning Qi refining tower, he finally saw the meteoric heart flame that was being held in the middle of the formation, only to see a fire python around the body burning red mango, red scales eye-catching, eyes like fire, winding between the heat waves surging. "Submit to me and I will let you out. How about it?" Xiao Mo slowly said. "Roar!" Meteoric heart flame roared angrily, expressing his heart's displeasure. In that case, Xiao Mo no longer hesitated, and once the green Luan sword was out, he prepared to break the formation. Suddenly, the entire heaven-burning Qi refining tower began to tremble, and the roar of the meteoric heart flame resounded continuously. All the trainees came out of the sky-burning Qi refining tower in shock, not knowing what had happened at all. As for Su Qian, who was not far away, he obviously guessed something and frowned slightly. They were rushing towards the fallen heart flame. Chapter 26. What have you all been doing? How come your cultivation level has broken through? The sky-burning Qi refining tower shook, followed by a huge fire dragon rushing out, heading straight for Canaan Academy. Search for this article's premiere. Enter Herjin Ruta. How did it run out? Su Qian looked at the fallen heart flame in surprise and hurriedly shook back Queen Medusa and turned to chase after it. Seeing this, Queen Medusa also chased after her along with Su Qian. She couldn't let anyone else stop Xiao Mo from getting the foreign fire. Su Qian didn't care about Queen Medusa and performed his fighting technique, like turning a river, and grabbed towards the fallen heart flame. Fallen heart flame was so hard to escape. How could it possibly go back and spit out a mouthful of roaring flames? It ranked 14th on the list of foreign flames, and the danger of the flames was even stronger than the foreign flames that Xiao Mo had gotten. Su Qian was only a 2-star Dozone. Where could he block the meteorite heart flame? He was immediately knocked back and was also injured. This guy is injured. Su Qian realized something was wrong, but even so, he was no match. he couldn't help but sigh. Today's Canaan Academy simply couldn't keep out the fallen heart flame. What's more, there were other people entangled within their Canaan Academy, and the rest of the elders simply didn't have the time to make a move. Alas, Su Qian let out a long sigh, and when he looked back, he didn't move after all. Although the 1102 elders were both peak Dozong powers, they would only step in when the academy faced a major crisis. On the other side, Queen Medusa didn't tangle with Su Qian, but chased after Tanran's fallen heart flame. Stop right there. Queen Medusa stopped the falling heart flame, unable to let it leave like that. Xiao Mo had been kind to her, although it was unlikely that the Snake People tribe would have left the Tagore Desert so quickly if it wasn't for his help. If it wasn't for Xiao Mo, her strength wouldn't have broken through the Do Huang and become a Dozong powerhouse so quickly. Therefore, even if Queen Medusa was not a match for fallen heart flame, she had to do her best to stop it. However, the meteorite heart flame had already entered a berserk state, and at this moment, no one could stop in front of it. After being trapped so quickly, it didn't want to be caught back, or even driven by that teenager. Queen Medusa also didn't expect such a big reaction from meteorite heart flame. Her body fighting chi surged, and her severe killing moves pushed meteorite heart flame directly. This foreign fire was cunning and changeable, and the blazing waves of heat rolled and churned, neutralizing her attacks time and time again. The falling heart flame made an all-out strike and took advantage of the situation, transforming into a huge mouth of fire that instantly swallowed her and disappeared. This scene was just seen by Xiao Mo, who was chasing after him, and then he killed. He could not let Queen Medusa fall. Stop right there. Xiao Mo let out a cold shout as the mountain river Great Seal blasted out and ruthlessly landed on top of the meteoric heart flame's body. Meteoric heart flame turned around and looked to see Xiao Mo chasing after him. Burning with rage, he decided to fight him to the death. Xiao Mo was preparing to devour the meteorite heart flame at the sky-burning refining tower, but this guy spelled out a serious injury to trap him. So much so that it took him so long to chase him out of the sky-burning chi refining tower. Seeing that the meteoric heart flame seemed to want to fight to the death, Xiao Mo hesitated for a moment before killing over. The fallen heart flame killed and spat out terrifying flames, but Xiao Mo used the sea heart flame to protect his body, so the flames couldn't hurt him. Open for me. Xiao Mo pried open the huge mouth of the meteorite heart flame, and with a flash of his body, he entered the body of the meteorite heart flame. Within the body of the fallen heart flame, Queen Medusa was deeply burned by the flames, and even if her fighting chi protected her body, it was not useful at all. She only hoped that Xiao Mo would be able to quickly take in the meteorite heart flame, but the next moment when Xiao Mo's figure appeared, she froze. How did this guy come in as well? Even you are no match for it? Queen Medusa was surprised. I came in to save you. Xiao Mo felt that coming in to refine the fallen heart flame was the best choice, and in the original, Xiao Yan was the one who entered the body of the meteorite heart flame and refined it. And then, Xiao Mo suddenly looked across at Queen Medusa, only to see that her face was crimson and her eyes slowly became mesmerized. Asterisk forgot that this meteoric heart flame has side effects, only to see. Queen Medusa slowly came to Xiao Mo and breathlessly lay down on his chest. When she raised her head to look at Xiao Mo, her red lips moved slightly and very crazy thoughts surfaced in her mind. Xiao Mo slowly lowered his head, and the two of them glanced at each other, rubbing out sparks. He picked Medusa up, his soft and delicate body into his arms, and a wave of fighting chi shattered the clothes of both parties. The two figures slowly sat down on the ground. Love and blazing heat, in this moment, reached its peak. I don't know how long it's been. Xiao Mo and Queen Medusa had woken up after they had flipped over. From now on you are my woman. As long as you do not fail me, I will not fail you. Queen Medusa was silent, but she also sensed that it was most likely the cause of the falling heart flame. It's what's going to keep her at bay. When you serpent people refine the souls of other serpent races when you are small, and if you devour the foreign fire you can advance and metamorphose into a more powerful bloodline. Shomer looked at her. Yeah? Upon hearing this, Queen Medusa nodded her head. She had wanted to talk to Xiao Mo about this matter before, but who was she to say it in her capacity? And with the foreign fire being so important, was Xiao Mo willing to give it to her? With all the factors, Queen Medusa was not in a good position to open her mouth. After all, Xiao Mo had helped her too much. You can use the meteoric heart flame to complete your evolution, but do not absorb too much or you will be in danger. Xiao Mo knew that it was impossible for Queen Medusa to refine the foreign fire, and at most, she would refine a portion of the foreign fire's energy. And now that the other party was considered her own woman, sacrificing this amount of energy was nothing at all. Thanks a lot. Queen Medusa knew that Xiao Mo was not bad. Otherwise she would have fought to the death when the other party took her body. Still polite with me. Xiao Mo slowly sat down on his knees. You refine it, and I'll be responsible for protecting you. He could likewise refine it, and then if Queen Medusa couldn't bear it, she could draw it onto herself. Queen Medusa nodded slightly and joined him in refining the meteorite heart flame to break through to a higher level bloodline. Little by little, time passed. Canaan Academy had called a truce, and the golden and silver elders and the others had left. Xiao Zi and Yun Yun and the others were looking for Xiao Mo and Queen Medusa. Only after searching for a long time, they still couldn't find them. I don't know where they went. Violet huffed as she stuck her hands in her willow waist. The meteoric heart flame ran out, but it shouldn't have gotten far. Someone just said that the meteoric heart flame ran from here. Yun Yun looked to the other side. Then let's chase after them again. Xiao Zi was just about to head there when she saw two figures stepping into the air from afar. It's them. Xiao Zi was sort of relieved in her heart after seeing Xiao Mo and Queen Medusa. Are you guys okay? What can we be up to? Xiao Mo's cultivation had increased to a 2-star dozun after refining the meteorite heart flame, and Queen Medusa had also gained something. Not only had she completed her bloodline metamorphosis with Xiao Mo's help, the cultivation level had also reached 3-star dozone. You guys? What? Did you raise your realms again? What's going on? Little Violet pursed her small lips and asked. Chapter 27, Abducting Ziyan. The night is dark and windy. Come to say goodbye to Xiao Yu. Of course, refining the meteorite heart flame. Xiao Mo heatedly smiled. This kind of enhancement was really too good. How many days has it been? He then broke through to a 2-star dozun. But what about Sister Medusa? How did she break through as well? Don't be envious. When the time comes, I'll let you break through the dozone as well. Xiao Mo touched Xiao Zi's head. Really? Little Violet had been trapped in the Do Huang for many years, so how could she not be envious when she saw Queen Medusa improving so quickly? Of course. Xiao Zi wrapped her arms around Xiao Mo. Thank you, master. You are too good to me. Alright, you guys leave first. I'll go back to Canaan Academy. Xiao Mo flew towards the inner courtyard of Canaan Academy as soon as he spoke. The whole Canaan Academy was in a mess when something like this happened. It's a good thing there were no casualties. With Xiao Mo's current cultivation level, even the 1002 elders would not be able to discover it. When he returned to the inner courtyard, he found Han Yu outside his house. Xiao Mo, where have you been? I thought something had happened to you. Han Yu was relieved to see him back. After all, she heard Lu Fei say that Xiao Mo went into the sky-burning Qi refining tower. But then something like this happened there. After looking around, he still hadn't found Xiao Mo. That's when she got nervous and didn't know what to do. Xiao Mo smiled and explained. Having just come back from the side of the sky-burning Qi refining tower, senior sister Han being so concerned about me really makes Xiao somewhat touched. Han Yu felt that she had lost her temper, but she didn't know what was going on, and her heart was in turmoil when she heard that Xiao Mo might have died in the sky-burning Qi refining tower. Maybe, this is what people call love at first sight. Han Yu's small face was flushed red, and her mind was wandering at the moment. Xiao Mo explained. I'm going out to practice for a while. Senior sister Han will help me talk to my mentor at that time. Han Yu nodded back and reacted but asked, isn't practicing at Canaan Academy quite good? Why do you need to go out and practice? I don't like this kind of cultivation. I like a more challenging cultivation. Xiao Mo smiled faintly. Han Yu pondered for a moment, then nodded in understanding. Everyone had their own choices. So when are you coming back? Han Yu pursued. You haven't even left yet. And senior sister Han is starting to give up on me? No. Han Yu lowered her head and whispered. Xiao Mo smiled. We'll definitely see each other again in the future. Then I'll wait for you to return. Han Yu smiled. I'm looking forward to what realm you'll be in by then. It will definitely shock you. Xiao Mo chatted with Han Yu for a while before heading in the direction of Grand Elder Su Qian. Taking away the fallen heart flame would be a great loss to Canaan Academy. Xiao Mo is not a heartless person. He still has human feelings. In the conference hall, Su Qian had just finished explaining about the fallen heart flame when Xiao Mo found him. Su Qian asked, Xiao Mo, what are you looking for me for? Elder Su, look, what is this? Xiao Mo called out the meteoric heart flame. Fallen heart flame, how did it end up in your hands? After Su Qian was surprised, he quickly understood the reason. And at this time, Xiao Mo also erupted his Dozun might, immediately scaring Su Qian on the opposite side. Dozun, you're a Dozun. Su Qian was surprised not because of Xiao Mo's cultivation, but because of his age. Such a young Dozun, it's unbelievable. Elder Su, you should be a visionary. As long as I'm around, Canaan Academy won't fall. Xiao Mo looked at him. After that, I will regularly send the fire energy of the meteoric heart flame to Canaan Academy, and I won't let the heavenly incineration refining tower fail to operate from now on. Elder Su, what do you think? Su Qian pondered for a moment. He felt that the other party's offer was perfect, giving him no reason to refuse. After all, the fallen heart flame had always been an uncontrollable factor, not knowing when it would erupt. At the same time, Xiao Mo had a great future ahead of him, and if he were to be sheltered, Canaan Academy would have one more safeguard. As for the sky-burning chi refining tower, it could still continue to be used as long as there was fire energy from the meteorite heart flame. I think it's okay. Su Qian agreed. After all, Xiao Mo's cultivation was there. It was useless if he didn't agree. Then it's settled. Xiao Mo was about to leave when a little girl suddenly came outside. She wasn't tall, but she had a cute face that made people want to pinch each other's playful little cheeks. Great elder, what happened in Canaan Academy? The little girl brushed past Xiao Mo and came before Su Qian. Nothing much. Su Qian shook his head, thinking in his heart, why did this ant come? The inner courtyard is in such a state, and you're telling me it's fine? This person was none other than Ziyan, who had just returned from outside and saw the miserable state of the inner courtyard. It's really okay. I'll leave then. Ziyan waved her hand with her back to Su Qian, and Xiao Mo left right after her. After coming out, Xiao Mo suddenly had the urge to abduct Ziyan, but the heart is not as strong as action. Only to see, Ziyan had an extra precious herb in her hand, and she opened her mouth to bite it. This herb is so precious, you just ate it? Xiao Mo laughed. Or what? Ziyan ate as she walked. If it's practiced as a potion, it's definitely tastier than what you have now. Xiao Mo took out an elixir and handed it to Ziyan. Seeing this, Ziyan immediately took a bite of the fragrant elixir after receiving it, and a delicious look appeared on her face. Are there any more pills like this? Xiao Mo laughed. As long as there are precious herbs like the ones you have on hand, you can have as many as you want. Upon hearing this, Ziyan immediately handed over all the herbs to Xiao Mo. It's all for you. I have a lot more here. Xiao Mo looked at Ziyan, who was constantly able to pull out precious medicinal herbs, and couldn't help but lose his smile. Then he put it into his nascent ring. With so many herbs, you can refine a lot of pills, but I still have to hurry. Why don't you join me? Xiao Mo said. Ziyan was surprised. You're also a student of Canaan Academy? Sort of. Ziyan looked at Xiao Mo, and after thinking for a while, she nodded. Then I will go and tell the Grand Elder. Not a moment later, Ziyan walked out from inside with a smile on her face. Let's go. As for what Su Qian and Ziyan said, he didn't care. As long as he brought Ziyan with him, he would be able to get a lot of precious herbs. What's not to like? But I have one request, which is that I can leave at will. Ziyan crossed her arms and said, no problem. Xiao Mo thought in his heart that when the time came, with Xiao Wei and Qing scale together, I'm afraid Ziyan wouldn't want to leave. I'll help you refine pills tonight first, and we'll gather in Peace Town tomorrow, Xiao Mo slowly said. Could be. Ziyan's eyes were glowing as soon as she heard that she would be able to eat a delicious elixir tomorrow. Leaving the inner courtyard, Xiao Mo quickly returned to the outer courtyard and arrived at Xiao Yu's residence. Xiao Yu just opened the door and saw that the visitor was Xiao Mo. Her cheeks slightly reddened. I was just bathing. Looking at his own thin Xiao Yu, Xiao Mo couldn't help but smile. You remind me of when we were small, bathing in the same wooden barrel. Don't say it. Xiao Yu reached out and hurriedly blocked Xiao Mo's mouth, but the next moment, grabbed the bathrobe suddenly fell. The scenery, a glimpse. Chapter 28. The double kill of unexpected joy is the same recipe again. Xiao Yu hurriedly squatted down and picked up the bathrobe, but her cheeks were red and she felt ashamed. Search this article first, into her Jinruta. However, just as she stood up, Xiao Mo picked up Xiao Yu, entered the room, and closed the door. Cousin. Xiao Yu looked at Xiao Yu with reddened ears. Xiao Mo said, Cousin, I know your feelings, but my feelings, don't you understand? Xiao Yu hesitated for a moment, like a cat pouncing into Xiao Mo's arms. Back then, you had a marriage contract, but now, I'm not running away. That's right. Xiao Mo had played with Xiao Yu when they were young, and the two of them had a very cordial relationship. If Xiao Mo and Nalan Yanran hadn't had a marriage contract in place, Xiao Yu wouldn't have traveled all the way to Canaan Academy just to escape Xiao Mo. And now, everything is as it should be. Entering the boudoir, Xiao Mo placed it on top and gazed at it, and the latter's cheeks became even more flushed. Xiao Mo, don't look at me like that. Xiao Yu was shy. You're beautiful. As Xiao Mo's words fell, his entire body buried itself and kissed above Xiao Yu's cheeks. The bed curtains fell slowly. The whole bed, shortly afterward, began to shake violently. The sound of a soft humming voice is a source of shyness. By the second day, on the 38th day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining a fighting spirit pill. After Xiao Mo gave the Do Ling Dan to Xiao Yu, he bid farewell to him before leaving Canaan Academy, and he met up with Ziyan and came to Peace Town together. Where's my elixir? Ziyan stretched out her tiny palm. Ahem. Xiao Mo lightly coughed twice. I was busy cultivating last night and forgot, but I still have the remaining pills. When Ziyan saw the elixir, she immediately lit up and pocketed it. I've got a lot more herbs on my hands, and they're all yours now. Xiao Mo looked at the precious medicinal herbs that Ziyan had handed over to him and felt that this little guy must have stolen the medicinal herbs last night. Not long after, both Xiao Zi and Queen Medusa came to Peace Town and saw Xiao Mo and Ziyan chatting. Violet frowned. Where did you go to abduct a little girl? She likes to eat pills, while I like to refine pills. Just tell me, are we in love? Xiao Mo laughed. Xiao Zi didn't care about Xiao Mo and pulled Zi Yan to ask. I volunteered. At that, the crowd said nothing. In no time, Zi Yan had mingled with Vivian and Qing Scale and had already integrated into the big family. Xiao Zi could detect that Zi Yan's bloodline was terrifying, but did not pick it out. Where are we going next? Go to the middle of the state. Xiao Zi asked rhetorically. Central state? What's the point of going there? The Blackhorn Domain, the Gamma Empire, are all small places. Our ambition, of course, is to run to big places. Xiao Mo smiled faintly. He had the system in his hands. He only needed to wait for the rewards every day, and it wouldn't take long for him to surpass everyone. The Central State, with its vast territory, intricate forces, and strange races everywhere, is the most exciting place in the Dochi continent, and the gathering place for many peak powerhouses. Xiao Mo was now a Dozun, and it wouldn't be long before he could go even further. And he had only one goal in mind, and that was to get the foreign fire, so that he could raise his cultivation faster. At the moment, there were fewer and fewer places to obtain foreign flames, and it might take quite a bit of effort to get them. Whatever you want, but don't forget that you said you'd give us a cultivation boost, Little Violet emphasized. Don't worry. Xiao Mo looked towards the three of them. Zi Yan, who were chatting feverishly. With her there is no herb we want. Xiao Zi remembered something and said, there's one more thing. The Rakshasa sect master, Su Mei, is looking for you, saying that she has something important. Xiao Mo nodded and said, then you guys go ahead and I will catch up with you later. Afterwards, Violet and Queen Medusa and the others went one step ahead. After tearing through the space, Xiao Mo quickly arrived at the place Su Mei had said, which was a restaurant with a good business. With his breath locked, he arrived at Su Mei's room in no time, only to see that the other party had already prepared the wine and food. Master Xiao, you are here. Su Mei smiled and poured Xiao Mo a glass of wine. What did you call me here for? Su Mei walked over and pulled Xiao Mo to a stool and sat down. It's just that I want to repay Master Xiao for the pills he gave me. No more? Hearing this, Su Mei put her slender hand on Xiao Mo's shoulder. My little daughter is alone and lonely in the Blackhorn Domain. If it is possible, my little daughter also wants to become Master Zhao's woman. After saying that, she slowly rested her head on Xiao Mo's shoulder, and a pungent aroma drilled into her nose. In that case, Xiao Mo pulled Su Mei back into his arms and slowly pinched the other party's delicate jaw. Are you trying to defect to me and also become my woman? Su Mei blushed and nodded her head. Since that's the case, then I definitely have to fulfill you. Xiao Mo picked him up and walked towards the bed. Another great battle. Leaving the Blackhorn Domain, Xiao Mo met up with Xiao Zi and the others. If they wanted to go to the Central State, they would definitely have to go through a teleportation array so that they could reach the Central State faster. On the 39th day of repudiation, congratulations to the host on obtaining a 3-star Dozun cultivation. On the 40th day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining a clan-breaking pill. After 2 days, Xiao Mo and the others finally arrived at the teleportation array. After entering the city, many men cast envious looks. No way. Queen Medusa and the others were too dazzling, each one a great beauty. Seeing that Xiao Mo was able to sit on so many beauties at his age, which person wouldn't be moved? Some people even tried to make a move to snatch it, but they were directly killed by Xiao Mo as a way to establish authority. This broken teleportation array? I hope nothing happens. Xiao Mo secretly prayed in his heart. He then remembered that Xiao Yan encountered a spatial storm when he teleported and ended up being transmitted everywhere. After paying the fee, Xiao Mo and the others stood on the teleportation array and waited for it to start. The landing point he chose was near the Dan Tower, and with his natural talent, he would have no problem entering the Dan Tower. Vivian and Qing Scale and the others were very curious about the teleportation array. After all, it was the first time they had traveled through this method. Not long after, the teleportation array was activated, and the crowd entered into the middle of the spatial teleportation as the space changed. Spatial Star Shuttle. Xiao Mo immediately summoned the flying object and gathered all the people together. Flying with the orbit of the spatial teleportation, the teleportation track was fast, and the women shot out to fend off the spatial fluctuations that appeared in front of them. Xiao Mo was also very nervous. It was also his first time riding the teleportation array, and his heart was thinking that there should not be any accidents. Just, very unfortunate. It's true. Grasped. Xiao Mo cracked his mouth. The space storm was still encountered by them. He immediately barked, Little Violet, Yun Yun, my queen, you protect them. Xiao Mo could only open the way in front, trying to keep them from being affected. However, the storm destroyed space with a heaven-destroying might, and even if Xiao Mo was a Dozun powerhouse, he was powerless to return to heaven. Damn! Xiao Mo cursed angrily as the Space Star Shuttle traveled through the area of the space storm. which began to become unstable, and in the end, everyone was caught up in it. Chapter 29, Go, Take You to Kill Someone. After a long time had passed, Xiao Mo finally came out of the space, fortunately not injured. Search this article first, lax. Only, Queen Medusa and the others who had followed him here were nowhere to be seen. Doggone it. After Xiao Mo cursed, he could only look for it when the time came. First, make sure what kind of place this is. He flew for a long time and finally saw a merchant caravan in a canyon. Just as he fell, the caravan stopped. The merchant caravan's leading manager stepped forward and respectfully said, I wonder what your honor's business is in stopping in front of us. Xiao Mo was about to open his mouth when a monster that exuded the aura of a Do Huang and was neither human nor demonic appeared. Don't you know that the area around the 10,000 Snake Gorge is my territory? Xia Mang, you dare to intercept me in my territory. How dare you? Xia Mang? This name, it seems a bit familiar. What's going on? Xiao Mo frowned slightly. Suddenly, a woman's voice rang out from that car. Lord Do Huang. He probably just wants to ask for directions. You're generous. Don't bother with him together. Xia Mang sized up Xiao Mo, and when he saw the nascent ring in the other party's hand, he knew that this guy definitely had something good. Hand over the nascent sacred ring to me, otherwise, don't blame me for killing you. Xia Mang extended his colorful palm and said, My friend, it's just something outside the body. It's still most important to save your life. The woman inside the carriage continued. The nascent ring is right here. Do you dare to come over and take it? Xiao Mo removed the nascent ring and shook it on Xia Mang. Dare to provoke me? Looking for death. Killing intent flashed under Xia Mang's eyes and he killed Xiao Mo in an instant. But the next moment, an invisible pressure instantly fell, causing his entire body to fall to the ground, unable to move an inch. How can? Xia Mang looked at Xiao Mo in shock, never expecting this young man to be so strong. I was wrong. Xia Mang had just finished speaking when Xiao Mo casually blasted out with a palm, reducing him to a bloody mist. The merchant team and the others stared with wide eyes and couldn't help but take a step back, but they knew that Xia Mang was a Do Huang powerhouse. The woman in the carriage also saw this scene. She immediately got off and came in front of Xiao Mo. Senior. It was just that after she saw Xiao Mo's appearance, she felt that it was a bit unbelievable. This person in front of her, who didn't seem to be much older than her, how did she become such a powerful figure? That's a Do Huang. A slap on the wrist? I'm afraid that only a strong person at the Do Zone level can do it. My daughter, Han Shui, is a member of the Han family from the northern region of the central state. Han Shui introduced. The Han family? Xiao Mo confirmed. Han Yu is your sister, right? Senior knows sister? Han Shui was surprised. Of course I recognize. Xiao Mo guffawed. No wonder the woman in front of him was so watery. It turned out to be Han Yu's sister. Han Shui. Not long ago, we also spent time together at Canaan Academy. Xiao Mo then asked, do you have any maps about Central State? There's no detailed map, but I have one at home that belonged to my father. Han Shui immediately said, then I'll take you back. Xiao Mo wrapped his arm around Han Shui's waist and said, which direction is your Han family in? This way. It was the first time Han Shui had gotten so close to a man, and even wrapped her arms around her waist. The face is flushed, tearing through space. Xiao Mo headed in the direction Han Shui pointed. The Han family. There were a few people sitting in the middle of the hall. Obviously there were guests arriving. Uncle Han, it's a good thing for our two families to join forces, so I hope you'll think it over. Hong Chen, the young master of the Hong family, said with a smile on his lips. It's better to wait for Han Shui to come back before we talk about this matter. Han Chi, the head of the Han family, didn't look too good. Hong Chen stood up. It's fine. You guys can take your time to think about it. I can wait, but don't make me wait too long. Father. Just then, Han Shui hurried in from outside. When Han Chi saw Han Shui come back, he screamed in his heart that it was bad, but there was nothing he could do about it. Hong Chen laughed. It's just as well that second Miss Han is back. We can talk about the marriage alliance. What marriage union? I don't agree. Han Shui immediately rebuffed. This Hong Chen was not a good person. Hong Chen spoke out in a threatening manner. It's not up to you to disagree. Unless you want your Han family to have no foothold in the northern region of the central state. Aya, what a hilarious scene. I didn't expect to be able to eat melons. Xiao Mo walked in from outside. Hong Chen frowned as the attendant next to him said, who are you? Me? Xiao Mo stroked his chin and smiled. I'm the Han family's son-in-law. When these words came out, Han Chi, who was next to Han Shui, was instantly confused and then looked at her. I don't know our father. Han Shui hurriedly explained. Stealing a woman from me. You're afraid that you don't know what will happen. Hong Chen clenched his fists and said, Hong Lai, Hong Mu, waste this man for me and throw him out to the dogs. Young Lord Hong. Han Chi still wanted to persuade, but these two had already killed out. Xiao Mo yawned. The The green Luan sword broke through the air and killed the two men who hadn't reacted to it instantly. Hong Lai, Hong Mu, Hong Chen was shocked. This was a Do Huang, and he was killed just like that? Even his Do Zong father might not be able to do that. Who is this guy? Xiao Mo instantly moved in front of Hong Chen, staring at him with a smile in his eyes. You want to kill me? Hong Chen panicked so much that he couldn't speak, and sat on his butt, pissing himself. Can't talk anymore? Then it's useless to keep it. Xiao Mo shot out and killed Hong Chen directly. Han Chi and Lucky both froze. That's a kill? Then wouldn't they, the Han family, become mortal enemies with the Hong family? One must know that behind the Hong family was the Wind and Thunder Pavilion, and their pavilion master was a Do Zun powerhouse. Do Zun, where is the Han family to mess with? Elder, you killed the Hong family's young family head. After the Hong family, they will definitely find us to ask for our sins. Han Shui said with bitterness at the corner of her mouth. How simple is this? I'll take you to destroy the Hong family. Won't that be enough? Xiao Mo said indifferently. Destroy the Hong family? Han Chi and Han Shui didn't even dare to think about it. Han Chi immediately said, but their backer is the Wind and Thunder Pavilion. And the pavilion master of the Wind and Thunder Pavilion is a Do Zun powerhouse. No harm done. Xiao Mo sat down. If he dares to come, I dare to kill. Han Ji and Han Shui looked at each other, and neither of them said anything. However, it could be seen from the extermination of the Do Huang powerhouse just now that Xiao Mo's strength was definitely not low. Han Shui, didn't you say that you have a map of Central State? Xiao Mo asked. Han Shui nodded her head and hurriedly asked Han Chi to hand over the map. They were traveling in the Central State, so they naturally had to have a map of the Central State. But this map is not perfect, but what is recorded is certainly more detailed than the map sold outside. I'll take this map, and as for the Hong family, I'll just help you kill them, Xiao Mo said. Senior, I'm afraid this. Before Han Chi could finish his words, Xiao Mo left with Han Shui. Where are we going, senpai? Han Shui asked nervously. Xiao Mo looked ahead and said, of course, to take you to kill someone. On the map just now, the location of the Hong family was marked, so he came out and went straight to the Hong family. Chapter 30 Exterminating the Hong family. Starfall Pavilion, meeting Mu Qingluan, killing people? Senior, you're not really going to kill someone from the Hong family, are you? Han Shui was a bit incredulous. Search for this article's premiere, My Book City WDSCW. Xiao Mo nodded slightly. Han Shui then said, Senior, if you can save the Han family, Han Shui will, in the future, be at your disposal. What a big deal. Xiao Mo brought Han Shui and quickly arrived over the Hong family. As soon as they appeared, the Hong clan's Do Huang powerhouses flew out and sized them up. Do Huang Hongli asked, Han family doll, where is our young master? He, dead. Dead? Hongli was stunned and couldn't help but laugh. Are you not joking with me? She wasn't kidding, he's just dead. Shomer said, who are you? You don't need to know who I am, because, you're about to die. When Xiao Mo's words fell, he did not give Hongli the slightest chance to speak, and the green Luan sword instantly killed him. The smile at the corner of Hong Li's mouth receded, and all that remained was despair. Within the Hong family, a middle-aged man instantly moved out and came in front of the two. Who dares to come to my Hong family to kill? He is none other than the Hong family's head, a Dozong powerhouse. Han Shui introduced, killing my Hong family elder, you and our Hong family will not rest in death. Hong Tian Xiao shouted angrily. Finished? Xiao Mo said, and again, he sent his sword out to chop at Hong Tian Xiao on the opposite side. Only, the first sword didn't kill him, but only caused the opponent to be seriously injured, and the Han Shui beside him was shocked beyond belief. This was a Dozong powerhouse, and a single move could seriously injure him. Hong Tian Xiao was also afraid. He looked at Xiao Mo and quickly said, Senior, it is our Hong family. Only, Xiao Mo didn't want to listen to his nine-dog barking. The Hong family was bullying the small with the big, then he would bully them back with the big. The great seal of the mountain and river. Xiao Mo slapped out a palm, and with this palm, Hong Tian Xiao would definitely die. Our backer is the Wind and Thunder Pavilion. If you kill me, Hong Tian Xiao's voice disappeared, and along with him, there was his body, which turned into a blood mist and went away with the wind. Dead? Han Shui never thought that Xiao Mo would be so strong. Dozong, say kill? The Hong family is gone, and in the future, your Han family will be fine, and even if something happens, you can just let them come and find me. Xiao Mo turned his head and laughed, but you said before, let me drive you? At those words, Han Shui gently nodded her head. Seeing this, Xiao Mo tilted his body and kissed Han Shui's red lips, silky lips, and some faint fragrance. Han Shui was alarmed, but remembering that she had spoken over, she was quiet and absorbed. After a long time, Xiao Mo released from the kiss and smiled faintly. I'll cover your Han family in the future. Han Shui's cheeks flushed and she nodded gently. I'll take you back first. I have things to take care of, Xiao Mo said. Han Shui didn't ask much. She knew her position, but in this life, she might only recognize Xiao Mo. Not a moment later, Xiao Mo sent Han Shui back to the Han family and gave Han Shi some pills for cultivation. After that, he left. Han Shui, how could he be so kind to our Han family? Han Shi asked, looking coldly at the elixir. He knows his sister. Han Shui left after saying that, and Xiao Mo promised that she would come back for her when the time came. After memorizing the map location, Xiao Mo arrived at a city and prepared to head to the Dan Tower first. After all, the place they had agreed upon was at the Dan Tower. If they didn't arrive, then he would look for them then. After all, his ability alone was too limited. Right, Medicine Elder has connections in Starfall Pavilion, so he should be able to help. Xiao Mo immediately departed for the Starfall Pavilion. The Starfall Pavilion was co-founded by Pill Dust and Venerable Wind, and was located in the Celestial Star Mountain Range in the southern region of the Central State, based on a piece of extraterrestrial meteorite. It took Xiao Mo a few days to get to the Starfall Pavilion. On the 41st day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining a 7th grade Yin and Yang Life Soul Elixir. On the 42nd day of repudiation, congratulations to the host on obtaining a 4-star Dozun Cultivation. On the 43rd day of repudiation, congratulations to the host on obtaining an elevation of his soul realm to the early stage of the heavenly realm. Xiao Mo really didn't expect that the rewards for these 3 days were so generous. 7th grade Yin Yang Life Soul Pill, Cultivation Enhancement. Then came the Soul Realm Enhancement. With Xiao Mo's soul power at this moment, killing someone with his eyes was not even an overstatement. Soon, Xiao Mo arrived outside the Starfall Pavilion marked on the map. At this time, he summoned Pill Dust and Venerable Fire Cloud out. Venerable Fire Cloud was found by Xiao Mo under the Sky Burning Chi Refining Tower, but he didn't have the time to pay attention to him at that time. Therefore, he had been allowed to stay with Pill Dust. This is the Starfall Pavilion? Pill Dust recognized the Starfall Pavilion at a glance. Venerable Fire Cloud was surprised. Central State? How did we get to the Central State? Of course it's to come over and cast a great unification of the entire Do-Chi continent, Xiao Mo said with a smile. Ha! Venerable Fire Cloud was incredulous, but with Xiao Mo's talent, he felt that it was not impossible. This is a Yin-Yang Life Soul Pill. Which one of you wants it? Xiao Mo asked. Seeing this, neither Pill Dust nor Venerable Fiery Cloud immediately spoke. Old Pill, why don't you come? Venerable Fire Cloud chatted happily with Pill Dust. After all, the latter had stayed in the nascent sphere for too long. It's not like Shomer is chatting with him, and lock him up. It's better if you do it. Pill Dust intended to be polite first, then I'll be polite. Venerable Fire Cloud took away the Yin-Yang Life Soul Pill. Pill Dust looked at him. You really aren't polite at all. But he believed in Xiao Mo's strength. It was just one Yin-Yang Life Soul Pill, and he would have everything in the future. This little guy, his cultivation speed was too amazing, and nowadays, the other party was even more impenetrable to him. The matter is like this. Xiao Mo told them what had happened, so he wanted to let Pill Dust step in to settle the matter. Leave it to me. Afterward, Pill Dust led them into the Starfall Pavilion. However, in the next moment, they were stopped by the disciples of the Starfall Pavilion. A disciple said, This is the Starfall Pavilion. It's not a place for you to trespass at will. Please leave. Venerable Fire Cloud said, have your Starfall Pavilion's Pavilion Master come out. Our Court Master is not here. Venerable Fire Cloud scratched his head and said, the Pavilion Master isn't here? That's troublesome. At that moment, they only saw a woman wearing a long moon-white dress, light and airy, slowly coming towards them. Her eyebrows are like diaper. Her eyes contain light. Her nose is quite pretty. Her lips are like cherries. Her 3,000 green silk is casually pulled up, and her body exudes the temperament of spirituality and vulgarity. What happened? Mu Qingwan asked. Senior sister, these people are here to look for the Pavilion Master, but the Pavilion Master isn't here. Looking for a teacher? Mu Qingwan didn't recognize Pill Dust, but had seen Pill Dust's portrait, so she felt that he was somewhat familiar. Who are you? What do you want with my teacher? He is Venerable Pill Dust, and he knows your Pavilion Master. Venerable Fire Cloud said in a hurry. Pill Dignity. Mu Qingwan looked at Pill Dust and froze for a second. Then the more she looked like the character in the portrait. You guys please come in. I'll go inform the teacher to come back. Mu Qingwan welcomed them in. Where is your teacher? I'll take you directly to him. Xiao Mo didn't want to delay a bit. Chapter 31 Strength Crushing Feng Qinger, Fist of the Heavens. Xiao Mo led Mu Qingwan through the torn open space. The latter was shocked. This was an ability that only a Dozun could have. You're a Dozun? Mu Qingwan said incredulously. Search this article's premiere, novel Zayashwochi. Isn't it obvious? I just didn't expect that there would be such a young Dozun. Mu Qingwan felt that reaching Do Huang at her age was already a top genius. However, after seeing Xiao Mo, Those geniuses of theirs, I'm afraid they would all be eclipsed. Maybe in a few more days, I might be at the peak of Dozun. Xiao Mo laughed. Ha! Mu Qingwan froze for a second. Soon, Xiao Mo brought Mu Qingwan to a city and then to a compound. Teacher and the other 3 pavilion masters were discussing important matters, so the location was set here. Mu Qingwan stood at the door. Let's wait here. Xiao Mo nodded. He wasn't too far behind. But the next moment, a silhouette came in from outside, and the visitor was a woman. She has black hair like a waterfall, wears an elaborate gold crown, and has pointed ears, bright eyes and a cold face. Dressed in a blue silk and gold pattern dress, the posture is lazy, showing the mysterious charm. Mu Qingwan? It was obvious that this woman knew Mu Qingwan. Feng Qinger. Mu Qingwan narrowed her eyes and rushed to look at her as well. So it's Feng Qinger. Xiao Mo stroked his chin. No wonder the other party looked so stunning. However, Feng Qinger's gaze did not fall on Mu Qingwan, but instead fell on Xiao Mo. As she thought back carefully, a portrait suddenly appeared in her mind of the very person who had killed the Huang family head. Did you kill the Huang family head? Feng Qinger immediately looked at Xiao Mo and questioned out loud. Exactly. Xiao Mo walked out with his hands clasped over his chest. Feng Qinger became alert. Mu Qingwan, are you in league with him? What gang? He's here to find my teacher. Mu Qingwan said. He killed the Huang family head and is now wanted by our Wind and Thunder Pavilion. Feng Qinger looked at Xiao Mo with a hostile face. Feng Qinger, I advise you that you had better not act rashly. Otherwise, you will be miserable. Mu Qingwan was not worried that Xiao Mo would suffer. The other party was a Dozun powerhouse. Feng Qinger frowned slightly. She didn't even dare to think at first that Xiao Mo was so young that he could kill a Dozun powerhouse. But the facts are in front of us. Today, you don't want to leave. Feng Qinger stopped Xiao Mo with a stance that would not allow him to leave. I can leave if I want to. You, too, can stop me? Xiao Mo laughed and walked towards Feng Qinger step by step. In the next instant, a pressure came towards Feng Qinger from all directions. Dozun. Feng Qinger had only felt this kind of aura from his own teacher, and he didn't realize that Xiao Mo was still a Dozun. Such a young Dozun. What did you just say? Xiao Mo squatted down and looked down at Feng Qinger, who was half kneeling on the ground. He slowly lifted Feng Qinger's jaw with a slight smile and said, Why don't you say anything? Dare to touch my Wind and Thunder Pavilions, people. You don't want to live. At this time, a silhouette killed from a short distance away and rushed at Xiao Mo with a palm. Xiao Mo glanced at it and casually moved his finger as the green Yuan sword killed it and sent it flying out. The person who came was none other than the pavilion master of the Wind and Thunder Northern Pavilion, Fei Tian. It was an 8-star dozone. I advise you to better stay out of it, or you will die a miserable death. Xiao Mo coldly looked at the other party. Fei Tian's expression stagnated, and fear was born in him in the face of the eyes cast by Xiao Mo. Moreover, with just one sword, he was able to force him back and out, so it could be imagined that this person's strength was not weak. Pavilion Master. Fei Tian felt that he couldn't go on like this. Feng Qinger was still in the hands of the other party, so he could only ask the Pavilion Master to come out. After he yelled like that, a person suddenly walked out of the room, and it was none other than Wind and Thunder Pavilion's Pavilion Master. Venerable Thunder. What's going on? Venerable Lei looked into the courtyard and saw Xiao Mo making Feng Qinger kneel on the ground. His eyes revealed killing intent, and at that moment, Venerable Wind and the other 2 Pavilion Masters came out from inside and saw this scene. Teacher. Mu Qingwan immediately came before Wind exalted Ancient Spirit and told him what had happened. You mean, pill dust. Gu Ling's face showed joy, and she couldn't wait to go back now. But at this moment's situation, he couldn't just sit back and watch. After all, this person had a great deal to do with pill dust. If you don't let go of Qinger, you'll end up dying a horrible death. Venerable Thunder uttered a threat. I'm a person who is most unafraid of threats from others. Xiao Mo stood up and his eyes locked with Venerable Lei. Teacher. He's the one who did what happened to the Huang family. Feng Qinger said word for word against the pressure. Venerable Lei narrowed his eyes slightly, not expecting that the person who had killed the Huang family head would still dare to appear in front of him. The Huang family is dependent on the Wind and Thunder Pavilion, and now that the Huang family head is dead, their Wind and Thunder Pavilion naturally has to give an explanation. Venerable Thunder said, You're the one who killed the Huang family head? It's me. When Xiao Mo's words fell, the Gu Ling on the opposite side flashed to him. Venerable Lei, how about selling me face? Killing the Huang family head? He's slapping my Wind Lightning Pavilion's face. There's no way to talk about this matter. Venerable Thunder said, There's no talk, so come up here and fight me. Xiao Mo flew upwards, with Venerable Thunder following close behind. Gu Ling sighed when he saw this. Teacher, you don't have to worry. He's a Dozun. As Mu Qingwan's words fell, Gu Ling confirmed in surprise. He's a Dozun? That's right, I saw it with my own eyes. After the pressure disappeared, Feng Qinger immediately followed. She wanted to see with her own eyes how this guy was defeated by her teacher. Teacher, let's go up and take a look too. Mu Qingwan had some expectations, wanting to know if Xiao Mo could win against Venerable Lei. Above the firmament, Xiao Mo and Venerable Thunder had already faced each other, and the two of them were fighting in the sky above. How is this possible? Feng Qinger said incredulously. Even the other two pavilion masters frowned when they saw this and sized up Xiao Mo on the opposite side. I told you he's fine, right? Mu Qingwan clasped her hands on her chest and became even more curious about Xiao Mo. How did this guy cultivate? Dozun, you're a Dozun too. Venerable Lei revealed a trace of scorn. Such a young Dozun. There must be a big power behind him. Is it worth it for a Huang family? Being distracted during a fight is not a good habit. Xiao Mo repelled Venerable Thunder with a palm strike. Venerable Lei came back to his senses, only to see that Xiao Mo was already preparing a generous gift for him. This punch, I haven't used it before. Xiao Mo looked at him. Let's use you as a test. Venerable Thunder frowned slightly as he looked at the movement above the sky and heavens, only to see a huge golden fist that came down with a loud bang. The Fist of Heaven. This is a heavenly ranked Do technique. Venerable Lei was shocked in his heart, and it was only then that he could be sure that Xiao Mo was definitely a descendant of some great power. Venerable Lei exerted all his strength, casting out all the fighting techniques he had learned, trying to block the Fist of the Heavens. Teacher. Feng Qinger never expected that even her own teacher was not a match for Xiao Mo. Chapter 32, Venerable Thunder is nothing more than that, accepting a heavenly demon phoenix clan as a slave. As the Fist of the Heavens fell, Venerable Thunder's attack could not be blocked at all, and his entire body was instantly blasted into the ground. Search this article first, Xiaoshuoqi. In an instant, the entire ground crumbled. A huge pit emerged, and all the surrounding buildings were destroyed. Everyone in the room was shocked. Who would have thought that the unstoppable Venerable Thunder would end up like this now? Teacher. Feng Qinger flew towards the huge pit below. At this moment, Venerable Thunder only had half a life left. Xiao Mo slowly fell down, but no one dared to go up and stop him. Fei Tian was just about to take a step, but he retracted. Facing Xiao Mo, he did not have the courage to stand over. Teacher. Feng Qinger looked at Venerable Lei's miserable appearance and immediately turned to look at Xiao Mo, who was diagonally above her. If you dare to kill my teacher, I will break you into pieces. I cannot kill her, but you have to be my slave, Xiao Mo said. Making me your slave. You're looking for death, Feng Qinger said angrily. But the next moment, the Dozun's pressure fell violently, and Feng Qinger once again knelt down, unable to raise her head. Xiao Mo said coldly, two choices. First, your teacher will die. Second, become my slave. You want to die? Then I'll choose the second one, Feng Qinger said through gritted teeth. In addition to being Venerable Thunder's close disciple, she had another layer of identity, that of a member of the Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan. The Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan's control over bloodlines was extremely strict. Even the dead Heavenly Demon Phoenixes must be buried in the Forbidden Land of the Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan. If an outsider obtained the Heavenly Demon Phoenix's corpse or something else, then there were only two options. The first is to give it to them voluntarily, and the second is to face their pursuit. And Xiao Mo even dared to make Feng Qinger his slave. If the Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan knew about it, they would definitely make a move to kill him. This was what Feng Qinger had in mind. Xiao Mo, however, did not think so. A Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan was just that. It was not enough to be feared, even if there was a Do Shang. So what? It was only a matter of time before he became a Do Shang. Since you have become my slave, you have the realization of becoming a slave. Xiao Mo's intimidating pressure surfaced again, causing Feng Qinger's head to slump down. I don't believe that I can't tame you. At this time, Gu Ling and Mu Qingwan suddenly came to Xiao Mo's side. Feng Qing'er is a person of the Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan. If you, no harm done. Shomer waved his hand. Seeing this, Gu Ling didn't say much. After all, it wasn't his business. Go back first. Little Dusty is still waiting for you. Xiao Mo's words fell and brought Feng Qinger along as a piece. After returning to Starfall Pavilion, Gu Ling's face showed joy when she saw Pill Dust. Gu Ling said, after you disappeared, I asked someone to look for you for a long time, but I couldn't find you. Didn't I come back? Pill Dust smiled and patted Gu Ling's shoulder, but he was a soul body and directly patted the air. Venerable Skyfire came over. Venerable Xiao, when will you get me a body? I almost forgot. Xiao Mo slapped his head. I should have killed that Thunder Venerable, so you would have a new body. You're talking about Wind and Thunder Pavilion's Venerable Thunder? Right. Xiao Mo looked at Feng Qinger, who was on the side. This is his close disciple, but now he is my slave. Feng Qinger clenched her fists, but did not say anything and could only stare at him fiercely. We came to Starfall Pavilion because we actually have something to look for you. Pill Dust brought Gu Ling to Xiao Mo. Tell me about it. Afterward, Xiao Mo told Gu Ling about Queen Medusa and the others. Okay, I'll have someone go look for it, and if I have any news, I'll let you know, Gu Ling said. Xiao Mo instructed. You guys take care of this matter. Help me spread the news. Whoever has news of them, come to me to get a 7th grade life returning pill. The life returning pill. The crowd had heard of the life returning pill and knew the efficacy of this pill, but they did not expect Xiao Mo to take it out and give it away. Don't underestimate him. He's a 7th grade pill refiner now, Pill Dust said with a smile. 7th grade pill refiner. Now Gu Ling and Mu Qingluan were even more surprised. Even Feng Qinger, who was beside her, couldn't help but be stunned in her eyes when she heard that Xiao Mo was a 7th grade pill refiner. Dozuns were not rare, even one as young as Xiao Mo, but not so with the alchemist. Pill refiners had a very high status in the Doqi continent, and at Xiao Mo's age, he had become a 7th grade pill refiner so quickly. It could be imagined that in the future, one could definitely become an 8th or even a 9th rank. Tonight, a dinner has been prepared to receive you all, so let's not get drunk together. Gu Ling laughed. The wine is over. The crowd dispersed and Xiao Mo and Feng Qinger returned to their room. Xiao Mo slowly said, "Go bring me a basin of water to wash my feet." At those words, Feng Qinger gritted her teeth and still walked out. Not a moment later, she walked in, carrying a tray of water. "What are you waiting for? Why don't you help me take off my shoes and soak my feet?" Feng Qinger took a deep breath and squatted down, soaking Xiao Mo's feet. Xiao Mo was enjoying himself. Not only could he soak his feet, but there was also a beauty in front of him. "Do you want to rule the entire Sky Demon Phoenix clan?" When these words came out, Feng Qinger, who was still secretly clenching her teeth, raised her head and looked at him in surprise. Then he laughed. "Are you kidding me?" Xiao Mo smiled without saying anything. "You even know my identity and still dare to treat me like this. Aren't you afraid that the Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan will deal with you?" Feng Qinger asked. Xiao Mo was full of concern. "What's one Sky Demon Phoenix clan? My goal is the Great Thousand Worlds." The Fighting Spirit continent was nothing more than a starting point, not the end of his journey. The Great Thousand Worlds? Feng Qinger did not understand this. "Your realm is too low to touch this level." Feng Qinger puffed out her cheeks and stopped looking at Xiao Mo. Day 2. On the 44th day of repudiation. Congratulations to the host for acquiring the 8th grade alchemy ability. When Xiao Mo woke up, he didn't expect to have such good luck today. Directly 8 products. Afterward, he went to bid farewell to Gu Ling and the others, bringing along Pill Dust and Heavenly Flame Venerable and Feng Qinger. Gu Ling said, "You guys bring Mu Qingluan with you as well. She knows about Starfall Pavilion's secret stakes. If there is any news, I'll have someone notify you." Upon hearing this, Xiao Mo agreed. Pill Dust and Heavenly Flame Exalted One returned to the nascent sphere, while Mu Qingluan and Feng Qinger left along with Xiao Mo. "Let's go this way. This is the direction of the Dan Tower." Mu Qingluan was responsible for leading the way in front of them, and Xiao Mo tore apart the void and flew with them. With the Space Star Shuttle, their speed was not normally fast. On the 45th day of repudiation, congratulations to the host on obtaining 5-star Dozun Cultivation. On the 46th day of repudiation, congratulations to the host for obtaining the 9th grade elixir, 9 Yang Yellow Spring Dan. On the 47th day of repudiation, congratulations to the host on obtaining a 6-star Dozun Cultivation. During these 3 days, Feng Qinger was shocked in her heart as she watched Xiao Mo's aura grow stronger every day. How did this guy do it? In such a short period of time, he can make a breakthrough like this? Chapter 33, let's go. I'll take you to kill someone. The function of the 9 Yellow Spring pill was to strike it into the foreign fire, and the and cold power in the pill would weaken the power of the foreign fire, thus increasing the success rate of subduing the foreign fire. Search this article first, Ziyashuo Wang. Xiao Mo felt that this could just be used to take in the 9th rank 3000 Amazing Inferno Flame and the Dan Tower. At the same time, he was also planning his next move, especially about the foreign fire. Xiao Mo remembered that apart from the Danta having foreign flames, the Pill clan and the Yen clan had just as many foreign flames. After the Danta was over, he could consider these 2 distant clans, just in time to use them to enhance his cultivation. He was also doing this for the sake of the Doqi continent, and he had to know that the Soul clan had done things that were even crazier than him. It's normal for him to take a few of your foreign flames to save the Doqi continent, right? Xiao Mo made his plans and soon came to a city where he was ready to stop and rest his feet. Whose territory is this neighborhood? Xiao Mo led them and arrived at a restaurant to sit down. Mu Qingluan explained, "This is Glacier Valley's territory." Glacier Valley? Xiao Mo stroked his chin in contemplation. This Glacier Valley was not a good bird. Just after the wine was served, there was a sudden cry of alarm from outside. "Quickly go outside the city and take a look. Glacier Valley and Burning Flame Valley are drying out." Upon hearing this, Xiao Mo stood up. "Let's go watch the fun as well." Mu Qingluan and Feng Qinger also came to be interested. After all, who doesn't like to watch the fun? Not long after, Xiao Mo brought the 2 of them to the outside of the city, just in time to see Glacier Valley and Burning Flame Valley facing off against each other. Burning Flame Valley, I advise you guys to better not meddle, the Heavenly Serpent Elder of the Glacier Valley coldly said. It can't be helped. Our Burning Flame Valley just loves to meddle in your Glacier Valley's idle affairs. The woman who spoke had red hair and a high bun, a delicate face, and bright eyes. Dressed in a red and white frock with gold embellishments, she accentuated her delicate figure. Is this Tang Hwang? It's so good looking, my goddess, someone in the crowd exclaimed. Our great elder of the Glacier Valley will be here soon, and when that time comes, I'm afraid that you won't be able to eat anything, the Heavenly Serpent Elder threatened. Tang Hwang frowned slightly. She had only brought out the second elder of Burning Flame Valley's peak Dozone, and since their grand elder of Glacier Valley was a Dozone powerhouse, they were definitely no match in comparison. If only brother Xiaomo was here. There was a little girl behind Tang Hwang who held up her fist in indignation. I don't know where that fellow went. He promised to refine pills for me, and now he can't even find them. The person who spoke next was none other than Ziyan, who followed along. After they were dispersed in the space storm, Ziyan and Vivian were together and then encountered the Glacier Valley. It was as if they were aware of their status as magical beasts, so they kept chasing after them. It was a good thing that they had met Tang Hwang, otherwise they would have been caught earlier. If there's a fight later, the two of you should run. Otherwise, if the Grand Elder of the Glacier Valley comes, I'm afraid you won't be able to run away, Tang Hwang reminded. Thank you, sister. Xiao Wei rushed at Tang Hwang and thanked her, and not far away, Xiaomo happened to see Ziyan and Xiao Wei, and his face immediately showed joy. These two guys turned out to be here. Saying that, he instantly arrived in front of the two. Who are you? Tang Hwang looked at Xiaomo with wary eyes. The feeling this person gave her was too dangerous. Brother Xiaomo. Xiao Wei immediately rushed out when she saw Xiaomo coming. Hold him hard. Brother Xiaomo. We searched so hard for you. Xiao Wei's eyes were red. At this time, Ziyan walked out and glanced at the several people from the opposite side of Glacier Valley. They're after us. Can you help us beat them back? Xiaomo held Xiao Wei and slowly turned around, his gaze coldly looking at them. Vivian, did they bully you? Vivian nodded. Xiaomo smiled faintly and said, then I will take you to kill them. Don't be impulsive. They're all Dozone powerhouses, and one is a peak Dozone, Tang Hwang hurriedly reminded. But, Xiaomo had already killed over. Tang Hwang looked towards the second elder, wanting him to make a move, but at the next scene, her entire body froze, only to see that Xiaomo flashed in front of that person with Xiao Wei in his arms, and with just a light slap, the Heavenly Serpent Elder immediately turned into blood mist. It was as if it hadn't been there. When the other elders saw this, they were shocked in their hearts while hurriedly turning around, wanting to escape from this place. You guys, you can't get away. Xiaomo's figure disappeared once again, and not a moment later, a gurgling scream came from not far away. When he reappeared, Xiaomo had already returned to Tang Hwang and the others. Tang Hwang's eyes were filled with horror. The peak of Dozone was killed just like this? There are still so many 7-star Dozones. Is this still human? Brother Xiaomo was awesome. Xiao Wei didn't hesitate to give Xiaomo a big kiss on the cheek. Xiaomo laughed and scratched Vivian's small agaric nose. At this moment, Mu Qingwan and Feng Qinger came from not far away. Tang Hwang certainly recognized these two Heavenly Pride of Starfall Pavilion and Wind Lightning Pavilion, but she did not expect them to stand behind Xiaomo silently like this. You guys should go. The Grand Elder of the Glacier Valley is almost here. He's a Dozone powerhouse, Tang Hwang said. Someone else is coming? Xiaomo slowly turned his head and realized that the void behind him was instantly torn apart and a silhouette emerged. When he appeared, he didn't see the Heavenly Serpent Elder and the others and couldn't help but frown. Old man, you Glacier Valley likes bullying the small by the big so much? Xiaomo turned around and questioned. This is strength being honored. What do you mean by bullying the small? The Great Elder of Glacier Valley said. What did you do to the Heavenly Serpent Elder? Xiaomo looked at him indifferently. You'll see each other later. If you don't speak, none of you will be able to leave today. The Great Elder of the Glacier Valley immediately erupted with a terrifying coldness, and throughout the mid-air, ice spikes spread out, seemingly wanting to surround and kill Xiaomo and the others. Shatter! Xiaomo spat out a word, and the spreading ice spikes collapsed and scattered all over the place. Old man, I'll send you on your way. As Xiaomo's words fell, between raising his hand, the ancient fire palm slapped out, and the terrifying flame energy seemed to be able to shatter space. The Great Elder of the Glacier Valley was shocked. He was only a 1-star Dozone. Where could he block such a powerful fighting technique? He regrets it. Only, there was no medicine for regret under the sky. The huge fire palm, accompanied by a heaven-destroying aura, blasted in. In shock, the crowd saw this Great Elder of the Glacier Valley turn into nothingness, as if he had never come. Who would have thought that Glacier Valley would come with so many strong people and be destroyed just like that? Tang Hwang and the second elder of the Burning Flame Valley were astonished, but to them, this was definitely a good thing. After all, Burning Flame Valley and Glacier Valley were mortal rivals, the immortal kind. Tang Huyer saw that so many powerful people had died in Glacier Valley, and from now on, their burning Inferno Valley would be dominant. Glacier Valley, right? Xiao Mo glanced at Ziyan. Let's go. I'll take you guys to kill. After Mu Qinghuan and Feng Qinger looked at each other and smiled, they couldn't help but shake their heads, not understanding what this Glacier Valley was messing with him for. A proper death wish. Chapter 34, Glacier Valley. Let this be the end of it. Seeing that Xiao Mo and the others really wanted to go to the Glacier Valley, Tang Huar hurriedly said, the Glacier Valley's Valley Master is named Glacier, and he is a peak 4-star Dozun powerhouse. Then he's dead. As soon as Xiao Mo's words fell, he took Ziyan and the others and tore through space. Seeing them leave, quite a few people followed curiously. This guy's going to Glacier Valley. There's hilarity to be had. Miss, the second elder looked at Tang Huyer, not knowing what to say. Tang Huyer said, Second elder, you go back to Burning Flame Valley and call for people. I'll go to Glacier Valley to take a look. Miss, I'm afraid that this is the case, the second elder said with a desire to speak. It's fine. If it's possible, we, Burning Flame Valley and that person, will exterminate Glacier Valley together. Tang Huyer could tell that Xiao Mo's strength was very strong, or else he wouldn't have been able to destroy Dozun with his hands. If this is an opportunity, by then Glacier Valley will cease to exist. This is definitely good. You go back and tell father to bring someone over quickly. Tang Huyer's voice came from not far away. The second elder shook his head and hurriedly headed towards Burning Flame Valley. Space shuttling, Xiao Mo and the others soon arrived at the Glacier Valley. This is the Glacier Valley, Mu Qinghuan said as she looked at the map. Feng Qinger confirmed, you really want to go to war with Glacier Valley? To be honest, she believed that Xiao Mo's strength was very strong. But, the Glacier Valley's Valley Master was a peak 4-star Dozun. Is this going to work? Don't believe me? Xiao Mo walked over and patted Feng Qinger's arse. You go over and call for me. Hiss. Feng Qinger gave Xiao Mo a vicious parting glance, but still walked forward. What did I say? Xiao Mo said. Tell their Valley Master to roll out. Feng Qinger flew over and looked in the direction of the Glacier Valley. Glacier, get your ass out here. After she finished speaking, she immediately returned behind Xiao Mo. Xiao Mo said slowly, look at your unproductive appearance. Feng Qinger, however, didn't say anything. The opposite side was a Dozun, while she was only a Do Huang. Where was her opponent? At this moment, a number of disciples immediately flew out from the Glacier Valley, and they rushed at Xiao Mo and the others in anger. Dare to come to Glacier Valley to spread wildness, looking for death. The disciple in the lead looked out with his sword at Xiao Mo and the others and said angrily, you guys go, I'll deal with the ones you can't. When Xiao Mo's words fell, Ziyan and Xiao Wei did not bring any hesitation and killed over. Mu Qinghuan thought about it and also followed the two to kill them. She would always be on Xiao Mo's side. Feng Qinger was very hesitant, but under Xiao Mo's majesty, she still followed along to kill. For a moment, the disciples of the Glacier Valley crashed down, and were simply no match for the four women. A Dozone powerhouse also comes to join in the fun. Die for me. Xiao Mo obliterated a Dozone with just one palm. The many Glacier Valley disciples were shocked. What kind of strength was this? Killing their elder with a single palm? That's sick. At this moment, the disciples of Glacier Valley no longer dared to rush, but slowly retreated back into the clan. Is Glacier Valley deserted? Xiao Mo said as he rushed towards Glacier Valley. Feng Qinger wanted to say, you killed all the powerful people in the Glacier Valley, and now I'm afraid that there is only a Valley Master left. At those words, a powerful aura suddenly rushed out from within the Glacier Valley. Heading straight for them, they backed away. This was not an opponent they could deal with. Xiao Mo slapped out his palm and sent the oncoming glacier flying, causing him to fall back hundreds of feet. On the opposite side, Glacier Valley's Valley Master Glacier revealed a shocked expression. This man, surprisingly, was stronger than him. I wonder why your excellency came to my Glacier Valley to cause trouble? Glacier asked. Shomer loosened his arms and stretched. Why? Then you should ask your men why they are after my men. As soon as these words came out, Bingha immediately looked at Vivian and Ziyan, and soon realized what was going on. It was their fault, and I apologize on their behalf. Glacier didn't know Xiao Mo's origin, but to have such strength at such a young age, the power behind him was definitely not ordinary. Apologizing won't be necessary, because they're dead. When Xiao Mo said this, the opposite side of Glacier frowned. You killed them. Not only did I kill them, but now I've come to kill you together. A flash of killing intent flashed under Xiao Mo's eyes. Bullying people too much. Really think that my Glacier Valley is easy to bully? Glacier shouted angrily, and the coldness in his body suddenly erupted. Xiao Mo had just taken pills and had recovered almost all of his doqi by the time he came over, and he hooked his finger at Bingha. Seek death. As one of the three valleys, Bingha had never been bullied like this. They were a great sect in the central state, and now, they were being beaten to their door, and even their elders were killed. If such a humiliation was not repaid, they, Glacier Valley, would never be able to raise their heads in the central state. Then I will destroy you with one punch. Xiao Mo's words fell. Not wanting to waste time, he directly killed him in seconds. In terms of cultivation, he was higher than his opponent. In terms of fighting skills, he was better than his opponent. What's he fighting with? At this time, Bing has seemed to have sensed Xiao Mo's power, and he no longer stayed his hand as he erupted a terrifying poisonous aura. Acquired doomed toxic body. Xiao Mo had known about this for a long time, but nothing more than that. Use all the cards you have, or I'm afraid you won't have a chance. Great words. However, just as Bingha's words fell, the fist of the heavens, with the speed of thunder, blasted down. Glacier didn't even let out a scream, and just like that, disappeared in the middle of mid-air. And at that moment, Tangjin from Burning Flame Valley also came tearing through the spatial rift, just in time to see the scene before him. It's so shocking. In just one move, the peak 4-star Do Zun Bingha was obliterated. This fighting technique was as terrifying as it was. At this time, Tang Huier and the others also came one after the other. And when they saw the broken Glacier Valley, they all froze in place as well. Glacier Valley, just like that? It was also the first time that Mu Qingwan and Tang Huier knew of Xiao Mo's methods, and even the Glacier Valley's Valley Master had been killed. Especially Feng Qinger, she could not see through Xiao Mo more and more. This guy is very confident every time he strikes, as if it doesn't matter who comes along. Too overbearing. Tang Huier had not expected at all that Xiao Mo would really destroy Glacier Valley. What's going on here? Tangjin immediately came to Tang Huier's side and asked what had happened. Subsequently, Tang Huier spoke with Tangjin about the ins and outs. The latter's mouth grew wide. This Glacier Valley, what a kick in the pants. People of Glacier Valley, whoever leaves half a step, kill. As soon as Xiao Mo's words fell, the entire Glacier Valley's disciples stopped not daring to move. Xiao Mo had known about this for a long time, but nothing more than that. Use all the cards you have, or I'm afraid you won't have a chance. Great words. However, just as Bingha's words fell, the fist of the heavens, with the speed of thunder, blasted down. Glacier didn't even let out a scream, and just like that, disappeared in the middle of mid-air. And at that moment, Tangjin from Burning Flame Valley also came tearing through the spatial rift, just in time to see the scene before him.